see what it does.
We can figure out something different to say.
I mean, that's the.
Right,
I think that's the reality of it.
Just
Though.
be real.
It's not about different because I guess when you talk about what we're doing, as opposed to say a one-time guest or something like that, really this is more of a peek into our life. You know what I'm saying? Like when we give these updates or we talk about our trips or everything that we do.
Let me tell you straight up, like these podcasts that we do, the recaps and the kind of hype up, if you will, they do really well.
No, I know they do.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like sometimes you'll have like a famous bike builder on here that will get nowhere near the same amount of traction. But I think it's because people listen to us talking about what they also want to do. It's not like we're talking about building a bike that somebody can't do. It's like, it's like
it's real
anybody
life
can do
shit.
this shit we're
Agreed.
talking about.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know.
Or could join us anytime they want.
Yeah.
To an extent, but I do think
Here we go.
I do think it's like a peek behind the curtain in a sense. Not that there's some secret thing that we're doing. We offer a lot of transparency, but when you actually meet these people face to face, right, that actually do listen, I had a handful of them just in South Dakota, and it was just I like what you bring. I like hearing y'all talk. I enjoy what you guys are delivering. Outside of the, like you're saying, you bring on somebody and you go through their fucking life journey and all this type of stuff. It's intriguing, but it is similar. And the investment stops at the end of the podcast. You know, when we've done this, I don't know, 10 of them now or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? There's hours and hours and hours of you, myself, like these guys on camera. So it really peels back more layers. Even if we do repeat ourselves, like you said, it's part of it. Dude,
Well, I mean, someone that's been paying attention to a lot of these podcasts of our getting ready for the camp out, getting ready for a trip, or recapping at Sturgis or whatever, they'll probably start to see some similarities in how we go about things, and then they'll also see where things start to change and evolve, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we definitely do things differently, and we're already talking about doing things differently at Sturgis next year than we did this year. You know what I mean? I know you're not down, but a lot of people are.
Fucking bougie bitches. Jesus. No, I agree, and I dig it. I think that there's a lot of the reality of it is, even though we've done a bunch of them, it just shows how much we're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like we're sitting here talking about something we just did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
We continue to do shit over and over and over.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about it, because it's relevant and it stays on the tip of people's tongues and it makes people excited, and it actually, you can understand maybe what you've missed or what you might be able to
think
get
about
up
it. Like,
for
say
next
you want to
time
go to
or whatever.
Sturgis, right? Say you want to go to Sturgis and you watch a lot of YouTube videos, so you know what type of YouTube videos there are out there to talk about Sturgis, right? It's the 5 things that I hate about Sturgis. 13 things that I wish I knew before I went. You know what I mean? Like all this like clickbait
Cliche
stuff
shit.
instead of like dudes just talking really like realistically about what they're excited about and then what they actually got to, did the excitement meet the expectation? And that's when the recap podcast comes into play, and then the what do you call it was a preemptive podcast?
Yeah.
Or a
setup, whatever you want to talk.
Pre-trip.
pre-trip, pre-cum. But this one, this year Sturgis was a little bit different because you had family engagements prior in Minnesota, so you and the old lady had to go up there and do that, and so it left kind of me and Cody down here to kind of lead the pack up to Sturgis,
Right.
which we had a fucking pretty decent sized group with us,
Yeah, big group.
and not that it was the worst thing in the world, but it was definitely. I don't know. You get so used to seeing a certain bike in a certain spot,
100%.
and then next thing you know, there's like new bikes. So it's not a bad thing. It's just
Different
It's
thing.
different. It's
Correct.
a different feel, And so, when we finally get to Sturgis, well, fuck. I guess we shouldn't go that far, but Jetty was probably the biggest, fun. Jetty is just a ball of energy all the time.
Keep you on your toes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like whenever we ride with him, he's kind of he rode past us one time with his ass hanging out, which nothing new really. But when you're tunnel vision on the road, just rolling, and you're just like next gas stop, and then this big white ass just passes you. I mean, it's like fuck, you know.
One
It's
time-
like it makes time go. It's almost like a conversation.
At one time, he's trying to take his shirt off going down the road.
Dude.
He's trying to get it over his helmet, and he fucking couldn't get it. He pulls over, takes his shirts off, and then fucking catches up to us like hauling ass.
He's always
yeah, dude
doing
was just
something.
fucking shirtless. Like I'm like,
My white
Okay.
ass would burn like a motherfucker
Yeah,
if I
dude.
rode shirtless for a couple hours.
You do it all the time, though. That's the thing. You get that base, you get that burn, you keep on moving on. That's probably why he keeps doing it all
that
the
leather
time, right?
skin.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Jetty this year in Sturgis. Y'all, you follow Dallas Texas TV, right? You don't follow that Instagram page?
No, I do
you
not.
follow it? So while we were in Sturgis, there was a cobra loose, right? In
cobra?
Dallas somewhere.
Oh.
Like a
Oh,
deadly
yeah,
ass cobra,
like an
right?
African. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that. I did hear that.
And there was like all these things talking about this cobra loose, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, that's Jetty. Like Sturgis should have been like, there's a Jetty.
There's a jetty loose in
Loose.
South Dakota.
out here running around, and it's like everywhere, every bar you go to, everywhere, there's a sticker of Jetty somewhere.
Dude.
Yeah.
On a bar, on a car,
Yeah.
on a fucking stop sign, in a bathroom, in a random place.
That
It's like,
shit's
how the-
getting out of control.
100%,
All the fucking stickers.
100% the stickers getting out of control.
Fucking people
Jetty
got
probably
stickers for
he probably
everything.
bombed like 500 fucking stickers
Yeah,
in
for sure.
2 weeks.
For sure.
But I mean, we're talking about it now, so it's doing its job.
I mean, exit 63 on what? Interstate 135? You can see Jetty and Ben.
And it's funny, the one that who was it? Jaden did. I think he put out that if you come to such and such a gas station,
Yeah, somebody
and
took it
Jetty
off,
said
though.
that like drinks are on him
Yeah.
in Sturgis or
That
some
was
shit.
gay. Somebody took
And
it
then
off.
Kyle on the way went there and it wasn't there. He put it on like their ice chest or some shit.
No, that sucks. Fucking AC go off.
Tulane. Appreciate it, brothers.
Happy belated. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Cody.
Appreciate you.
We're a date. It's yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Chill.
He's
young
finally
ass.
30.
3.
Just got his birthday card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm, getting to Sturgis was, it's always exciting. You never know what it's going to be like. You never know what the vibe's going to be like. It happened. We get there. We had a homie. Jaden probably knows the guy's name. The kid with the red streak electric glide. They had the flat tire at
Ian.
right?
Yeah.
So he actually tried to meet us up in Wichita. He
Yeah.
actually rode there, but he was behind us
Jaden
in
dropped the ball on that. Got
Yeah.
drunk and forgot.
Where is it? He's from Colorado?
Colorado,
Yes.
somewhere in Colorado. I forgot where.
Pueblo, I think.
Pueblo. So he rode out there to kind of roll with us in, and then we ended up same thing we did last year. We met up with the girls in Chad Run instead of Alliance like we did last year, and then as soon, dude,
Yeah.
we're not even there yet. They're bitching about the hotel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hotel was nice.
Was it?
It wasn't bad. I mean,
We've
there was
definitely stayed warm.
we stayed much worse.
Oh, well, in that case.
But I
As
mean,
long
like,
as it wasn't Wendover, nothing to talk about.
No.
no,
It
dude,
wasn't
it was
that
way
bad.
better than Wendover.
Yeah.
Way better than
You
Wendover.
wasn't scared of your bike getting stolen,
I think I hear Jaden pulling up late as fuck right now.
For sure, though. He probably
Where's the
had
dragon?
He had to go school. Oh, God.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I do hear him.
But yeah, it's
I think it's interesting, too, because there's always, depending upon what you're doing, right? So you're talking about Sturgis. There's so many different ways to do that type of event or rally because you have the crews that do a huge pre-Sturgis ride, right? And that's a ton of the excitement.
Yeah.
You have the blast there, be there as long as you can, blast home type deal. Or you have the blast there,
What we did last
do
year.
what you do and do a big loop back, right? So it's fun to see all the different people that we fuck with and how they chose to strategize their trip or their rally this year. Because I don't know, I think it's every time you do it differently or you see it done differently, it opens your eyes in a little bit different manner, right? Because I don't know, there's something to be said about getting there, getting set up, especially, I mean, this year compared to last year, right? For example, so many more people up there this year. So many. So the strategy that we have as far as getting there ahead of time, I think paid off big. I couldn't imagine getting there even 2 or 3 days later.
yeah.
We've
So
been fucked.
with us getting there on Wednesday, we're able to get the campsite set up, and we're able to essentially spend Thursday and most of Friday doing some kind of rides. That way we're not kind of,
in the traffic.
we're not as much in traffic. But don't get us wrong, it's still traffic everywhere.
It is.
But at this point, are you not good with those rides? I don't.
Oh, the Sturgis rides?
Yeah, like I'm kind of at a point now where I could
The
go
couple
without
that we
them.
do, I'm good with them. And those are the ones I like to do.
I wish I would have
And
won.
I don't see.
Oh, look at this queer.
It's even better. It's even better than Dragon. Those are the ones that I like to do for sure because they're like staples, right? It's kind of like going to our camp out and not riding Talamina, right?
Yeah.
I'm there. I can't be that close and not fuck with those couple rides. But to me, it really only has to be a couple. I don't need to go out to Devil's Tower. I don't need
I've
if
never
I
done
wasn't
it.
coming in
It's pretty fucking
from the
cool,
east
but-
side, I wouldn't have done Badlands. But I'm glad that I did this year. I didn't ride it, but we rode through.
Is it not better though, like the way you did Badlands, where you kind of stayed there,
100%.
as opposed to if we're riding out there and we're battling? You know, when you're in Sturgis, you never know if it's going to be a wild storm coming in. Like it seems like every time you go do anything in Sturgis and you don't pay attention to the weather reminds you
Fuck you up.
Yes.
what the fuck's going on. So
No, I enjoyed it
If
very
we
much.
was ever gonna do the Badlands, though, we need to do that. Like, this is the way we left coming home. Is like you kind of dip through it. So it would be like us going to Sturgis, and if we just went that way, it would.
Yeah, I think
It is kind of out of the way to hit it once you're in Sturgis.
So you know how we go there and we come up intentionally through northwestern Nebraska just to come in through the south side of the hills, basically. I would say the way to do Badlands, if you choose to do it, would be on the front end, and instead of looping up, you kind of loop out to the right because it's not only, I think it's like 60 or 70 miles just to get to the westernmost point of the Badlands.
yeah,
But on the scenic route through the Badlands, so I went east to west this year, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 35-mile scenic road. So like to go all the way to one side, you're almost 100 miles outside of Sturgis.
Oh
yeah.
So it's out there. So to me, the way to do it, and it wasn't only me that did it that way. A few people, I know the Pages did it. So is to go east, catch it, loop to the west. We actually stay, so that brings you right next to
black ass!
Clown.
Sorry, guys. I'd have been here an hour ago, but chopper boy had to solve a couple dumpster gas.
Oh,
Broke down.
that's what happened, bro.
Damn, just throw you on blast like that.
He was just talking his mouth.
But no, when you come east to west, the thing that I really liked about it was it came right out in. If you're a fan of that Wall Drug area, it puts you out in Wall, South Dakota.
Yeah.
So we actually caught a little cabin, which was perfect. That
Seemed like the view
It was.
from it was sick.
It was nice. It was literally right out the front door to just a big vista. And I woke up. The other thing, like if you want to do Wall Drug, right? I would much rather do it. We as soon as we woke up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, we went and had breakfast. The traffic was super low over there, right? And
So
it
y'all
was
pulled the
starting
bike
to-
off?
No, we did not.
Just drove through it.
Correct. And then we did the Wall Drug experience, and we got our little vibe in there, and then we got the fuck out, and it was perfect.
Nice.
And then we're in Sturgis.
I feel like me and Steve rode through some of it, but not straight up the Badlands proper. When me and him rode up together one year, so we came through we actually went through some real sketchy ass Indian towns, where it was like, yo man, we
Daughter
stopped-
feather.
Yeah.
daughter feather,
Yeah.
Oh no,
Sure.
You already know up there.
feather, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But yeah.
so which I guess is skipping ahead a little bit, but that's the route. If you Google it from Sturgis to here,
yeah.
that's the route it takes you. You go past Wall, and there's one
Right.
town past Wall, whatever it is, and you dip down. You have to
Yeah, you
cut
go through
like,
Rosebud and shit.
I think it's a window. It's through the window to the wall.
Hey,
to sweat drop down my
Guys,
balls.
I'm here all night.
comes in late and hot. He's on fire already. So stupid.
Making up for lost time.
Yeah.
No, but you go past Wall and you dip down. I think it's 44. You go south, and you got to have like zigzag to get to I-35, I-135, I guess
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But
Yeah, man, I'm so over that route. I mean, I try to make the
it
best
fucking
of
sucks.
of riding through Kansas and Oklahoma and all that shit, but it fucking official now. It's very I don't know. It's kind of like the only way you could do that is now. I don't know how it feels going back that way because I'd be fucking ready to shoot myself. You know what I'm saying? But like going up there, the excitement of getting to Sturgis kind of overpowers.
It's not as bad.
The lameness of that route,
Yes,
basically.
Going
So
back sucks.
and I think our route's better than the people that are coming from like Michigan and Illinois.
Dude, if you're coming from the east to west, horrible.
Yes, flat as fuck.
Horrible.
Worse than that?
It's really, really bad. So I rode or went almost the entire state of South Dakota, almost the whole state, until I saw like anything other than just flat nothingness.
They always say like
It was
when
a
you
trip.
start on 90 from like Sioux Falls, you can see Sturgis from there.
It's just long and flat.
And I mean, depending upon which route you're coming in, so I was in southwestern Minnesota at that time, and I mean it's equally shitty there. So it's bad to worse. And the only thing that gets a little bit better in South Dakota is the speed limits jump up a little bit, but it just sucks.
What the fuck's up with them dropping from 75 to 65 when
Dude,
the
I
rally's
feel-
going on?
I feel like it's
That's
a
a
speed
setup.
trap. Yeah.
That's a setup.
sure.
Because, you know, when we
Money
came
man.
in, it was 75. And like 2
Yeah.
days later, they dropped it to 65. You can
Yeah.
see the 75 laying on the ground. It's like, what the fuck?
Makes sense.
It's like just get some digital ones, you cheap fucks.
Yeah, right.
Change that shit with an
the
app.
fuck?
But yeah, so man, like that little way we come through though, like the south part of like Custer and Hot Springs, like that little route from I like it because
that
dig
route's
that too.
dope.
once you get off of what is it 780, once you get off 80, like heading up through Nebraska, it's like oh shit, now we're at like a
You can
gas
see
stop
some
away
hills.
from
Yeah.
the the hotel, and then this hotel is like the last gas stop before we're in the fucking Black Hills, basically. So there's a lot more excitement, and I like the place we stayed this year a lot better because there was a straight up like what was it, like a bar or steakhouse that we went to,
Oh, yeah.
and we all drank and had a
Bar
good
and-
time,
yeah.
and they were accommodating for us.
It's called a restaurant.
Oh shit, we're doing jokes all night, I guess.
That was Nebraska, right?
Yeah, that second night. That's where Ian ended up meeting up with us at.
In Chadron,
That's right,
in
that's right,
Chadron or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
So-
it
That
actually
was a
looked,
good time.
Actually
Yeah,
looked
that
like
was
a
fun.
cool little town. It had a couple little bars around town.
Yeah.
We just grabbed beer and went
Definitely
back
had like a meth vibe still, but you know, you get used to that
to,
when you travel. You get used
It
to
was
those.
no
for
Park
sure.
City, Kansas.
yeah.
Oh my god, that's the thing. Like what you're describing.
Shenanigans.
Once you fight through Kansas, because that's really all you're doing. Because Kansas is just that bad.
It's not Kansas, man. It's Nebraska that I feel like is.
No, I feel like
I think
Kansas is
Kansas-
worse
Kansas
than
is a
Nebraska.
straight shot north. It's like
It just sucks though. It's like South Dakota in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Nebraska is as well, there's a little bit of that excitement because you're like almost
'Cause
there.
at least when you
we're
get
only
in-
one border away.
At least when you get into northern Nebraska, you start
Yeah, that's
seeing a
what I'm
couple
saying.
hills.
So, like-
that's what I'm saying. Kansas seems worse.
I feel like that's the because Wichita is so close to the border of Oklahoma that once you get to Wichita, it kind of like to me it breaks up the feeling of like long gaps of nothing, right? So you hit Wichita and then you're in Salina, and then the road kind of goes down to a smaller highway, and you're like 50 miles away from the border at that point. But then once you get to 80 in like York in Nebraska, it's like 200 something miles west, and there ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's the part that
drives.
drives me nuts because there's not like a big town you go through where you start seeing a city or anything like that. It's just like little truck stops and shit. So
That's pretty. I mean, let's be honest. That's
It sucks. All of it
generally
sucks.
speaking. That's the Midwest in a nutshell. That's why they call it flyover. There's not a lot of big cities, and there's a whole lot of what you're describing, right?
Yeah.
Cornfields and fucking nothingness,
Yeah.
and that is the Midwest in general.
Fucking cow pastures and corn.
but like Sturgis. The other thing about Sturgis this year with our group is everybody was kind of coming in at different times. I think it was like that last year as well. You know what
Much
I'm
more
saying?
so this year.
But it felt like this year-
because we all had the trip planned on the back half of it last year.
Yeah. So we had like, the core group of us got there on time or at the beginning, but then you got Kyle coming in later. You had Justin, my machinist, and then the Arkansas boys coming in like Friday.
Yeah.
And then Joe Kidd and all those California homies came in Saturday morning or Friday night.
Friday night, maybe.
I feel like they got there Friday,
I feel like, yeah.
I think that's the thing. I think it
was
was
a blur.
Friday, but it was
Seemed like
so
everybody.
the overlapping.
Somebody was showing up
time-
every night.
The overlapping time,
Yeah.
I think, was the factor this year that was a little bit different than in the past because so if we're there for only a 5-day window and it's the beginning portion and we've got the whole group there for 5 days, then that's a really solid interaction. Everybody is good that they've been able to spend a lot of quality time together. But this year there was so much of that overlapping where you might have only shared 24 hours with some of these cats because of the time
You know what the big
variances.
I barely saw Rob.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about
So
getting used
it's
to me, I'm
Rob.
out of here, man.
Rob
and
fucked
that
up.
sucks.
going, dude?
That sucks.
He went too early. Rob was there on Monday.
Yeah,
and then he was out
Same.
Thursday, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he left.
If it wasn't for the parties and stuff, man, there's something about that. I had FOMO for missing out, or I talked myself into. I'm only missing the hardcore shows. The only thing I really care about, and that is not the case. I was living through other people's stuff for the next week, like the entire time. There was always something going on. So, but when we get there a day early, 2 days early, that's cool, but it's still filling up. I feel like Rob probably got the best riding of everybody.
Oh,
not
yeah,
being there on Monday.
for sure.
Like there's something about that.
So, yeah, the aspect of this year, though, like I said, it was the 81st. It was packed. The campsite was way more packed, even though I felt like we still owned the bar at the campground every time we went in there.
We take over.
Yeah.
I felt like people that were
We're a
probably on the
very
fence
large
last
group
year,
this year.
nutted up and came this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
The other thing that was kind of like, for me, it got, I say annoying lightly. Like, I'm not annoyed at the people.
No.
I'm just annoyed at the situation. But, like, when you try to explain to people that haven't been to Sturgis before, like, why we tried to make this campground the campground that everybody stayed at, is because when people are blowing everybody's phone up, like, hey, where you guys at? We're at the campground.
right.
Well, what are y'all doing tonight? We're going to that bar 30 steps away.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, well, I stayed at this campground. I'm like, you're shit out of luck, bro. Like,
Pay your day pass and come on.
going down, it's always fun to go into downtown and do at least one good night
Yeah.
of
One or two
of the
nights
Sturgis shit.
downtown. So that's
That
all
shit
you
is
want.
so fucking
$8
expensive.
or $9 a fucking beer.
It's crazy. It's $8 a beer everywhere that I saw.
And it's, I mean, who can afford that all for
My morning
one
ritual,
or two nights?
Yeah,
you
my
know?
morning ritual a couple times at day's end was when I woke up, got a shower. Don't do anything. I'll have a beer. Need to get it ready for later, anyways. Walk up there with a $20 bill, get a 10-pound bag of ice and a 12-pack of Budweiser or PBR, either one, and it was $18. Tip them. Thank you very much. Walk back down there. That's 2 beers.
Right.
If you're downtown,
Yeah, if
that's
you're
an $8 beer. Give her
Yeah.
a tip, $1 or $2.
And have your fucking old lady with you.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
Yeah.
It gets expensive quick as fuck.
Let me get a few more of these before we go down
Yeah.
there.
That's
Never
very,
again,
That's very true. But it is so. I think to your point though, and especially as our nationwide network grows
Yeah.
more and more and more, we saw a lot of people, but I still feel like there was people that we weren't able to really connect with or
Yeah.
have a deep connection, and that I think that in an like
To me, that's what makes
as
Sturgis.
a rally, that is kind of the challenge to the
Yeah.
point where, like you said, if everybody kind of stays in the same vicinity, it's easy, right? But
Right.
without that occurring, because it's never going to occur.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the challenge. It is the challenge of, are we going to stop what we're doing to see this, and this person or what? You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly
Yeah.
what you have to
And
make a
You can't.
You gotta
very
be
specific,
committed. Yeah.
concentrated effort to go hang with this person
Yes.
wherever they are. Like I said, there's a ton
I
of
did
people.
much more
the
of that
nights
this
just-
year than I did.
And so think
riding.
about it, like there's a lot of people that were coming for their first time.
Yep.
So they're like, I got to do Spearfish Canyon.
They
and
gotta do all the
and they do
roads.
all those
Yeah.
things. It's kind of like, it's like, man, like we try to do some of that, but I'm past that point of being like, of doing
You have
Sturgis
to do
and
it.
being let me show you everything that I've done 40
Yeah,
times. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like it just gets to a point where I think we have enough people now, enough homies to where if somebody wants to lead a ride to go to Needles or Iron Mountain, then someone can definitely do that and a group can do it. But I'm kind of over the feeling like, all right,
Let's get
the party
everybody in.
planner. Like
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
have everybody do this because I want to get it over with. Because after this, I don't want to pay attention to it.
But yeah, just talk about that for a second. Like when you have so many people in that big of a group in Sturgis, once you get there, especially if you're first timers or even if you've been there multiple times, if you want to go do something, go do it. Don't fucking wait on nobody. Don't wait for the whole group to do it because the whole group probably don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Just go do your thing. You know, don't ask what time we're leaving or where are we filling up at, or just go do your thing.
You get
know
the
what
most
I'm saying?
rewarding experience doing it that way.
Yeah.
And
Since
and
there's
probably if you do it by yourself or just a couple people, you're gonna have a better ride.
And there's still plenty of
Then
group,
14
And
motherfuckers,
there's
you
plenty
know.
of time to do the group hangs. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're not missing.
We're gonna
out
be
on-
camping together.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt like they were going to miss out on something. Like
Yeah.
we're doing something they want to be doing.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
There was a dude with us that did that. He had a personal. One day he needed to go. He went somewhere. A friend of his dad passed away at a certain spot, and the family asked him, "If you go take a picture and see if that cross is still there." But he did that multiple times, as far as going to full throttle one night, doing this and doing that. And man, I feel like he came. It was his first time too, but I feel like he came away with such a good experience because he didn't get caught in the, well, what's the group doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? If he was ready to go at 9 a.m. and we're all, fucking still asleep.
Yeah.
Got up and went and rode. He did
See what
sing.
he
that,
Yeah.
and that's
Who was that?
Exactly.
Josh.
Josh.
And that's the best time to do it too.
Yeah,
Is
I
early
feel
in the
like he had
fucking
more
morning.
sure. It's such a good time.
I heard Steve got up a couple mornings pretty early and hit some canyons. I think y'all left pretty early for Spearfish, didn't you?
Yeah, we left a little bit later, but it was just us.
Yeah.
So
And it was
it
just
worked
you,
out
so,
just fine.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to do everything when you have 5 dudes or 5
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
as opposed to 15.
Yeah.
Getting a restaurant spot, all that
Exactly.
shit.
That's
You
the
can
worst.
get up early
man.
too. The day I left, I was waiting on Gollop. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you under the bus, buddy. Shouldn't have slept through your alarm, but I guess it's 6 o'clock and I'm sitting around ready to go. I'm ready to get on the road. And
In the morning?
yeah, well, this was the day coming
To
home.
go home, yeah.
That was the blast back. Coming home.
Yeah.
You were up
all-
at 6 a.m.?
Oh, dude, I was up at 5 a.m. I didn't see
That was the night
shit
that everybody was trying
that
to
was the
sleep.
windstorm
Tornado,
night.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a
We
horrible
got
night.
up at like 3. It was stupid.
Yeah, that was Jetty was talking all this shit about leaving at 3 a.m. and he left at 4:30.
Right.
Pretty goddamn close.
We were trying to leave at 5:36.
When there's a
on the
monsoon
dot,
coming.
Yeah.
Pretty goddamn close.
It didn't even rain. It was just
It didn't rain. The wind was fucking
Yeah.
strong.
Oh, the wind
I
was
thought we was
scary,
going to
dude. It
blow
was
away
nuts.
in the tent.
But Joe Eldridge was up,
Yeah.
and I said bye to him as we were getting ready to leave, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna go fucking ride, man, while the roads are empty. And I was like, "Gee, I can never be that disciplined while we were there to
Yeah.
make a morning where I'm gonna
Exactly.
be up at 6 a.m. to go ride."
Yeah.
But if you can, smart
Dude,
on
smart.
I
you.
always feel like hammered owl shit at 8 a.m. So
It was really nice on that exit out because there was next to nobody on the roads. It was great.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Sax. we got Matt here today running the cameras. Sax is he's recovering from some stuff. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things. To me, this Sturgis didn't feel necessarily out of the ordinary of any of them, like before. Like, felt like in line with everything. But I also felt like I personally had a lot of obligations with this magazine shit.
for sure.
I felt like I did. I didn't really, but I felt like I did. I felt like I should be doing something. Like, I feel like that one guy that's a part of something that no one told anything what's going on. So I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm
here.
all right. I'm just kind of hanging out, like waiting for them to tell me what they need me to do. You know what I mean? Which is kind of like, I don't like that feeling because I like being in control of shit, so I know what to do, and that's why.
That's like biker or moreover, it's probably male organization. It's
Yeah.
usually pretty scattered. We'll figure it out when we figure it out or when we get there type shit. All right.
Well, even between having Black Hills, where Black Hills Harley was like, we talked about it on the Torque podcast we just did, but it was like the horsepower row right there.
There's one fucking alley that was dope.
Yeah.
All the rest of them, fuck off.
Yeah, LEDs and
No
Yeah.
name.
It's good
backrest.
that they put them all together, though. I think it kept the vibe of Black Hills there.
well, it's cool because every time we would go to Black Hills Harley, we just roll our bikes right in there and
Right.
park it
You can
and
park at thundermax or HPI or
Yeah.
Curtis's booth or
D&D.
But I think at the same time, kudos to all those guys because spoke about it a little bit earlier. I think this year was so massive in so many ways, and one of the ways that I think it was huge was for customers. I don't think there was a moment where those trailers that they made the effort to come up there, they weren't doing some shit or selling some product or putting something in because I'm pretty pretty positive that all of those guys had a very, very successful rally.
Yeah.
So that's basically, I think it's attributed to a lot of people didn't go last year, right? The virus was going on, and they're like, all right,
unemployment
Does
money.
seem a
we-
lot of
and
lot
so
busier this year.
they're putting 2 into 1, and then add to the fact that there's part shortages everywhere. So this is the only place you can get your shit. So all right, well I'm gonna go, and everybody was getting their
Wasn't
shit done.
Millhouse say that one day they installed like, I want to say like 20,
Probably.
I'm telling you.
24 in one day. Or something,
I wouldn't
maybe?
doubt it. The thing
I
is
can't
that like
remember if he said that was total what they were at, or if that was one day.
you had made a comment about like a lot of people, had kind of put aside a stash of parts to take to Sturgis. Well, a lot of these brands had to do that because a lot of those spots, especially at Black Hills, are like over $10,000 for that spot. So if you have nothing to sell, there's no reason to have a $10,000 booth in Sturgis.
And there's probably some cocksucker mad at home that's on the waiting list to get a pipe or something, and they have all these pipes at Sturgis you can buy right now.
Right.
But he's gonna be pissed off because he's at home waiting.
Well,
like,
then ride your shit up there. I don't know
Exactly.
what to tell you.
That's basically that was the skip the line pass.
If you've got the
no,
patience,
that is. I mean,
if
but they
you've
have. If they're gonna pay money for a booth, they got to make money.
for sure.
if you're not a pro builder, you're not a Kyle or something. Pro tip, dude, save some money if you've got the patience and get the fuck to Sturgis early. Everything's free installs. They'll throw you a
Yeah,
deal
that's what I
and
was
they'll
saying.
do it right there. Not only
Free
that,
installs, and most of them are like 10% off.
and you make a fucking relationship with the people that
Yeah.
own it, that make it. They put it on your bike. So then a
Right.
year later, something happens, you know them. You know what I mean? It's a lot more than you're some dickhead that bought it on the internet.
Exactly.
So I think that's a very valid point. You're going to the source, to the company, and they are
Yes.
put. So
Yeah.
you know it's going to be put in right.
Yeah.
You know it's not going to be. You're not going to your local Harley and it's your tech's first
Right.
fucking day.
Right.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna.
It's them doing
It's
it.
gonna
If-
be
so if
done
there is an issue
appropriately.
later, there's no.
Yeah, there's no-
It's straight to the.
they
They'd be
installed
so
it.
much more. Yeah, willing to, and just all those. Everybody that we talked about, we're all friends with them now, but they're so cool. Like it doesn't matter who you are. You bought your first fucking Dyna a week ago. Come up there, they're gonna treat you like family. I mean, they're gonna take care of you. I mean,
Absolutely.
that was my big regret. I was like, man, I should have stashed away a bunch of money for parts and stuff because that's a good way to change your bike pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I was
Like
pretty-
you said, cut the line.
Yeah.
Josh ended up buying the HPI exhaust while he was there, and then
And Thundermax,
I
right?
had lunch with him
did
today.
he do a Thundermax?
I thought he did 2 and 2.
him or Trey did.
I might be.
I know
wrong.
Trey did a Thundermax and a D&D exhaust.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Just
I'm like-
right there, right? That's
I had lunch with him today, dude.
Couple
It
D.
sounded killer when he left. That HPI pipe on it, so I'm super happy for him.
Yeah, and that's you can't really beat that. You went right to the motherfuckers.
He was stoked on it
and
too.
they
He's
put
like,
a-
he said, I put back some money for this because
Yeah.
I knew everybody was going to be here. So
That's smart because
That's
I
very smart.
definitely. I don't know.
I
Like,
wouldn't think about it that way.
I-
I want to have it ready to
I
go
wouldn't-
for the rally. or
until I
whatever.
went to my first Sturgis, I would have never thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about I looked at it differently this year for certain versus last year.
I always thought people that did that shit was fucking retarded. I'm like, dude, you're paying. Like I don't know. I guess because every time I go to Sturgis, like I'm on a budget to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got this much money.
Calm
like,
down.
no,
Calm down, calm down, richest guy in the room.
Well, your bikes are always also pretty done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, dude, I was sitting in the Curtis Hoffman's booth the whole time, going, "Do I want carbon fiber parts?" And
He
I'm
didn't
like,
have none with him.
he had rear fenders, dashes, and things like that. and I
Somebody
wanted
said
that.
he didn't have none with him. He's just displaying it.
Oh, he had them all sitting at home. You see his video when he comes
Yeah.
home? Shit, he had like 90 fucking parts sitting there, ready to ship out
Yeah,
when he
so
got
But
home.
not
Cool.
in the trailer with him.
But he said he had a handful of dashes, front fenders, and rear fenders.
Okay.
He had some rear fenders. I'm sorry.
Some of that stuff, you're right. There's a limit on what you get done up there. I mean, if you're getting a stereo system, that's as we walk by the Rockford Fosgate, that's kind of this guy. But like I said, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but those HPI pipes, they're several months out. Like there's a bunch of dudes that are waiting, have been waiting.
10 to 12 weeks. I think.
Yeah, and this was a matter of 2 texts from a very good friend of ours that's friends with them, and he's got it. And fuck you if you're mad about it, but it is what it is. So I think there's a level to where it could be very smart and beneficial to you, especially like you said during the part shortage and all that stuff. And if you're patient enough to do it. But yeah, come and get your LEDs. You go up to Sturgis, get your LEDs put on. Roasting you, son.
Well, and it's part of a trade-off too,
Hell
I guess you
yeah,
could say
brother.
too, because unless if you're going for a very extended rally, most people are operating on a short timetable, right?
Yeah.
So it's essentially you're trading time for parts because even though they do it, it takes what it takes to make it happen.
Some
So-
people have credit cards, and I don't have credit cards.
No,
So-
I'm talking about
all my
like
credit
so
cards.
they-
at Black Hills?
Yeah, you're like, all right, well, I got to
You
get a
need one of
tire
them
today,
that
so I'm gonna be
credit
here for
cards.
7 fucking hours. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
bit. You're trading off time for an experience,
Well,
in
especially-
certain ways.
big jobs,
Yeah.
pipe,
Yeah.
a couple hours. But like you said, the
Dude,
fucking
Ian-
turbo install,
Yeah,
or
free
something
turbo
like that,
install?
You're fucking. That saves you
Yeah.
like $2,000 on turbo install from Trask, which is already like probably I don't know,
Eight
just
or
say
nine.
five,
It's like 7 to
6
8, I
grand
think.
deal.
They
for
sold
the
the bike
basic
up there,
one.
didn't they?
I'm
Dude,
sure they
Covington,
Trask.
Covington sold every bike they brought,
Fucking
and
awesome.
sold the bike that was traded in on one of the bikes they sold.
It
Yeah,
just
I've seen
shows,
that, I've seen that.
like I said, how
But
many people were
They
were
build
there
quality
this
fucking
year.
shit too.
Yeah.
I mean,
They go there to sell, so it's
Yes.
like they buy brand new bikes
That
and they
year,
customize them for Sturgis and for Daytona. So you're getting essentially like 0-mile bikes that already have like the flavor that
yeah,
you know you
and
want.
they have customers that build bikes that if their bike sells, they don't care.
Yeah.
You know, they're there to ride it, but it's also for sale.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think a lot of people have found a way to make like the industry people have found a way to make it work. I mean, Monty kills it,
Fucking
obviously.
kills it.
Really kills it.
And
I think this year maybe
that
more
dude-
than that.
that
I'd love to
dude-
hear like statistics for him.
Yeah.
Because I bet this year I saw more activity.
I can hear it.
I saw more activity in and around his area than maybe ever before.
Yeah.
And we've been to multiple places where Monty has been set up. He was really
The whole time.
both him and Kyle were just
Yeah.
doing work.
Well,
constantly the
I would
whole
think
time.
also that like our kind of scene has gotten bigger too, and Monty's booth has kind of turned into that horsepower row
Yeah.
for downtown Sturgis. So it's like every time we went down there, we automatically go straight to his booth and try to park our bikes there,
Yeah.
and we know that like they're gonna make space for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kyle's out there moving the barrier in and out.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking accordion. Like
And they did it on purpose at first. You know, they would scoot it up to the closest bike to leave room
Yeah.
if anybody came. But I know one of the last nights that I went over there, they said they had gotten in trouble by the fucking police for moving the barrier. And he was like, because I pulled up, you know, it was just maybe, I think it was just me and Ashley. Then I pulled up and like, you know, usually he's like running out there to move the barrier, but he was with a customer or whatever. So I like pushed the barrier over, and then what's his name? Adam moved it or whatever, and I backed in. Anyways, long story short, Kyle came over later. He's like, yeah, we kind of got in trouble from the police for moving the barrier and letting bikes park here. I was like, fuck. But like you said, fucking give kudos to fucking Monty this year for
dealing with all of us.
exactly. That's
Like
what I
a
was
whole
gonna
bunch
say.
of
Like,
motherfuckers hanging out in there.
can you imagine 20
not
trying to
paying
work.
20
for
motherfuckers
anything.
in your booth at all times, and you having to walk around them motherfuckers.
And he's there to- he's at
there
work.
to make
He's at
money.
work, yeah.
Yeah, he's not. I'm not gonna say he's not happy about being there, but he's working.
Yeah.
He's got his mind on a task, and we're all there fucking drinking beer, shooting the shit in his way. He's walking around us.
Talking,
you know,
I'm
like-
talking shit to him the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
like you call that a fucking line, bro?
that's just crooked in a motherfucker.
Come on, dude. You're supposed to be professional.
Goddamn
But
Stevie
hey,
Wonder, see that shit?
got to give a shout out to Jaden for winning the hat. He got a nice sweet dick on the back of his
The
fender.
hat trick.
The hat trick.
Number 5.
So if you guys ever heard the podcast we did with Lucky Strike, they at events they go to, they put names in a hat and then they put ideas into a hat, right?
So yeah, it's anybody that has a solid color bike. So if you don't have a custom paint job already, you're entered whether you like it or not, the way I understood it. My bike wasn't even up there. I was trying to get B-roll footage of, you know, all the big dogs bikes out there. And then I just hear my name. Thanks Kyle for putting me in there too. Kyle Orr twice. One was so Kyle just drew a big dick like he's known to do on his slip of paper, and then somebody else wrote my name. So the two last ones they pulled were the first one they pulled was my name. The last one that was in there was the dick, so it fell to me. But yeah, so the way I understood it,
It was fate.
It was it's any solid color bike because Jetty was in you know whatever in the mix. And then once they pull the person out and they know whose bike it is, then everybody writes down an idea, and those all go in a hat. I think they pull the first name out, and then they show all the losers. So they do like a dramatic, who doesn't win. And then on the ideas, I think they pull one out, and maybe they do it the same way. Or maybe they read all the ideas that didn't make it, and then you're left with the last one. And this, I think it was actually Jeremy's idea.
No, we were playing footsie.
Oh, I think it was actually Jeremy's idea for that specific design.
Which was a tank with a dick. Did you
Tank with a dick as a and
Like a dragon tail and a dragon arm.
And dude, it looked it looks so
dope.
cool.
It is dope.
Yeah, I don't know.
For
I'm
a
not
dick
even-
on your rear fender, it's pretty dope.
And dude, I was at El Phoenix downtown the other day, and I had it parked up against the kind of backed up against the
That's a
sidewalk.
Canadian flag, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could at
So
least put a
that's a
Texas
combination
flag.
of the ideas that people had put in,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, you'd have to double check with Jeremy on the Canadian flag. I know it
I
has
like
to,
that there's still balls on it, right?
I know it has to do with
Oh,
with Daniel with proper baggers being up there.
Fair enough.
But
But I'd have to object to that and be like, Texas flag, bitch.
it kind of make I'm like, is this talking shit about Canada? Like, I got some friends up there. Like, is this gonna get me beat up by an off-duty Mountie in Deep Ellum sometime?
Bounty.
So I don't know, but yeah, dude, I'm honored to have it. It's, number one, the whole experience. I missed the wet T-shirt contest at the bar at the campground that we were at.
Good time.
Don't be sad.
You fucked up. What
So-
you mean, bruh?
I missed that,
What
and
you
I
mean?
hate it. But
Cody was
Good
too
tea.
drunk.
I
I
He
would
didn't
still,
feel-
I'd do it.
That's not true.
10 times out of 10, I would do the same thing because, like I said, it was such a.
I showed you the video though, right?
It was.
somebody live
I need
streamed it or
somebody.
something.
No, I posted the video.
Somebody
of it.
was FaceTiming. I think maybe Justin was FaceTiming Mark as it was going on, so he was showing him the fucking.
Don't worry.
It was good.
Yeah.
If you need footage, we have plenty of footage.
So
Believe that.
the way I feel on that is, I feel like I kind of won the lottery that night. Not obviously that, but just hanging out with those guys that took it to a whole new level. I was really cool with Jeremy, Joel, all those dudes. But just hanging out with them that much more, man, I don't know. It was beyond cool. TL was up there. She was badass. Kyle was with us. As much as I hated the wet T-shirt contest, saw the footage, I was like, I've seen titties before. It's not the end of the world.
right.
And
The
we
party
still
afterwards.
We made it back in time for
That's where it's
For the
at.
shirt
yeah,
off rally.
before the shirts came out. I came back and everybody was in the bar hanging out and fucking game on. At that point, I was already on cloud 9, and then it just only went fucking above it.
So we all packed around the stage where the band was playing, thinking that's where the wet T-shirt contest was going to take place. Like fucking idiots, and not on the fucking table with a pole on it.
Did you not pay attention last
I
year?
didn't think that was the case. We were just late
just-
to the party. Remember last time?
I
was
feel
the
like
day
when we
that-
walked up there, the place was already packed.
It
right?
was.
We brought
So we-
2 tables from outside,
Yeah.
brought them in, and that was like the only place to get was by the stage.
Yeah. So
They marketed it this year though. Last year, it just like happened at 4:00 in the fucking afternoon.
Yeah.
Like it was not the same vibe.
There was like
There
flyers
were
around
flyers on the
campground.
toilets and everything the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
time. So you knew
And
it
so-
was happening.
yeah, it's like because the whole. I mean, I still haven't made a reel or anything off of Sturgis. I got a lot of footage, but as soon as it happened, there was like this big fat old man that was up there dancing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what? Like, it was funny for a second, bro.
And he
but
stayed
get
the whole
fuck down.
time.
Yeah.
He tried to say it the whole time, but then when he finally got down, there was literally like a couple good-looking chicks left. And so I'm standing on a chair and I'm videoing it, and my wife's like, really? And I'm just like,
Oh shit!
it's for the fucking real, dude. Like, she just didn't. She thought I was like some perv, which I looked at it, but you know, at the
bro,
same time,
I was all up in that shit. We were all in there for that reason. So
Yeah, no doubt.
whatever. It's like going to a strip club and not looking.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do that shit.
I'm not looking.
yeah.
It
So
was a good ass time. One of these times we got to convince our old ladies to get up there eventually. And actually, that might not happen because it really was big this year. Like when we walked in,
I figured that maybe 6 or 8.
but no, I'm saying about the audience
crowd.
Last year, the
yeah.
crowd was maybe
I don't feel like it was,
25 fucking people.
Yeah.
This year, it was probably 150 people.
I
jammed
feel a
into
lot
that
better
bar.
if like my chick was naked in front of like a bigger crowd instead of like an intimate setting.
yeah.
If my chick's up there like shaking her tits for all you guys, it's like, yeah, this is kind of awkward. But if it's like 400 people in here, it's like, fuck it, yeah, let's go.
After
It's an event.
the Fast Life camp out, I don't think any of our chicks are showing their boobs anytime soon.
Dude, I don't know. I
didn't see one pair of titties at the fast.
You gotta be on stage, brother.
Well, I mean,
all three of you guys saw them.
I saw pictures of them later, and I saw the footage, but
those?
in the real time, I didn't see them.
Fucking Mark Collier's wife was fucking quick with it. She's like, I
Withdraw,
smell
McGraw.
I smell
I
it.
smell double mouth. I smell it.
She, before even the word was over, had a titty drop.
I think Shan's was pretty disappointed with that too.
She was quick with it,
She
but
was.
yeah, she was quick with it.
She
But
was bummed.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, like as we do more of these events, it also helps shape how we do our camp out. So we kind of implement new shit, or we meet new people. We've said it before. I think Steve was a great addition to
For sure.
helping the camp out be lively. He has that personality.
He has the energy, like kind of like Jetty. He just got he brings energy to the group.
Exactly.
I think the biggest thing probably, because there's a lot of energy in our circle, but controlling said energy and actually being able to, I think the biggest thing that he has years of understanding how to work a crowd,
There you
right?
go. Yeah.
So working that crowd was a very valuable asset as opposed to
I
just
feel
being
like-
up there and be like, woo, woo, just, okay, this is energy.
I feel like I
it's
really
just
need Tony to
uncontrolled.
step it up.
Tony.
Tony.
Tony's got a hype
Tony,
man though.
Tony
Tony
doesn't,
does
Tony
have
doesn't
a
have
guy.
the crowd.
Exactly.
He's got a
Tony
guy.
does his
Jake,
work.
Who
Jake
you talking
that
about?
does
Who
it.
you talking about? Oh,
King
Steve.
Tony.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Sit down.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Tony's got a hype man. All he does is ride. He don't have to talk to the crowd.
He's rich.
Oh, he's mega rich.
So rich.
Speaking of which, did y'all see that our boy K River Sandoval signed up
Saw that big ass house he's building.
dump truck for his event, his
Yeah.
fall event that he has?
He asked me to come out.
We went last year.
We did.
Yeah.
We did go last year.
So it's on the fence of if it's the same weekend as the Smoky Mountain thing. I'm kind of torn with that. So I don't know.
Last weekend of September, I believe.
Smoky Mountain or the
the
Not Halloween
Sandoval's
weekend
deal.
though, right?
Sandoval saying is the first weekend of
No,
October.
September. Yeah. Last weekend of September, first weekend of October. It overlaps.
It falls. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's the weekend we're going to
No,
Florida.
No. Week before we go to Florida. So, yeah. I mean, so Sandoval. I talked to him at the Torque thing, the show we were at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because
Of course he was there.
No, I know. But, so here's the other thing. Like, remember we said because so many people go. Like, say like Ben and Jeremy and all the guys from North Carolina. Steve, I still have not met some of these guys, and
PA,
I
you mean?
personally didn't connect.
They're from PA, right?
Yeah, Jeremy, Joel,
Oh, okay.
sure.
yeah, Steve,
Jay,
Hawkeye,
Ben,
those guys.
Yes.
Steve.
So I didn't actually connect with them because the time that you guys officially ended up crossing paths with them was Monday at the what was
Hardcore
that?
show.
That was the hardcore show.
Hardcore
That was
show.
where and that's the other thing. Like I didn't get to connect with Sketchy. I didn't get to connect with basically everybody who showed up to the hardcore show that we hadn't fucking crossed
Right,
paths
right.
with prior to.
Yeah.
Didn't get to
Yeah, that's why I was
connect with.
bummed. Y'all all had to leave Monday. I was like, Monday was going to be the best relationship show. It didn't turn out to be the best crowd show,
So,
but
yeah.
they're working on it. You know,
Yeah,
They're-
it was the first
like,
year.
It was all of
hardcore in
us,
Daytona.
basically.
Fucking good.
Hardcore in
Awesome.
Daytona was fucking badass, right?
Yeah.
There was probably, what do you think, 100, 120 bikes there?
Everybody that mattered.
Exactly. And this year, I think maybe 50 bikes in the hardcore show.
That's the thing. Even just seeing
But
photos.
there's so many fucking shows going on at the same time.
Yes.
They're going to
At
either
Sturgis, it's
work
gonna be
together
complicated,
on.
yeah.
They're going to work together on that shit,
I agree.
or you're going to pick and choose.
I've had a long extended version of the last podcast with John O'Brien that
Yeah.
puts on the Hardcore Cycle Show, and I think that his show, and this is my first one to go to. I didn't get a chance to go to the Daytona shows, but just seeing the hype and trusting you guys,
Oh, it's fucking dope.
I mean, like I feel like that's the show for the performance motorcycle scene. Period. You know what I mean? It just seems to have like the vibe, and
It does.
he brings in like a crowd of people that doesn't feel like like a pay to play kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like it
Well,
feels like the people that are there supporting the Hardcore Cycle Show is like, hey, you want to come? You want to come? Like not like.
Well, honestly, what's cool about the Destination Daytona spot is, it's under this huge pavilion, and then there's a fucking bar in the middle of it. You're parking your bikes around the bar.
Nice.
Like, so there's fucking Hell Yeah Brothers sitting at the bar getting drunk. There's all kinds of people sitting at this bar getting drunk. And then everybody shows up for the show, and then we're like all around them. And then you just surround yourself around the bar, and everybody's fucking having a good time.
And there's a part where people kind of filter in, just kind of filter through. And it's
a dope spot.
It was fucking awesome.
On a side note, which we can talk about it kind of when we wrap up the Sturgis part, I'm 100% not missing Daytona this year.
You shouldn't. Much shit as you talked about it, you shouldn't.
I willed that shit into existence.
I'm down to trailer there. If y'all want a trailer.
We've ridden it once.
Yeah,
We'll trailer now.
Goddamn. But I wonder if Daytona this year was what it was for a similar reason why Sturgis was as gnarly as it was this year. I know that Daytona last year happened just before everything shut down, right? Or literally during
this year.
No, I know. I'm aware.
Oh,
I'm saying, but this year's Daytona, right? Not only is it the winter escape for everybody up north, but it was the hold off from all the shutdown, and this was the first big show of calendar year 2021.
Definitely was a big show for a lot of
So
people.
I feel
a
like
lot
that's
of people
what it
jumped
always
out
is,
on it.
It always is the first big show, and then especially after a year of COVID and all that shit, like, fuck yeah, them people are ready to get the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think what it really ultimately is the fact that like this massive group of people that follow each other on Instagram have a fucking destination to go hang out and show their bikes off. Whether or not they're like showing them off to compete in a show or not, it's just like a huge bike night, a huge meetup.
That's what it felt like.
It's a meetup,
It felt like more of
Yeah.
a huge bike night.
Yeah.
Well, because really the only companies that were under the pavilion was some of your BRL people.
Yeah.
They're pushing that hard, yeah. 'cause it was new.
Saddlemen. Yeah, because they're trying to get people to sign up for it and all that shit. He had like Saddlemen, Lexan, Outcast Culture, all the people that are fucking in our scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was really the only booth set up underneath the fucking pavilion.
It's kind of like
So it brought that whole
camp
crowd.
out
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
without fucking pop-ups.
yeah.
But that was interesting, even from an outsider looking in, right? Because I'm on the road and then seeing y'all's photos and stuff during the day. I'm pretty sure I knew 95% of the bikes. Every bike that was there knew them.
This
knew
year?
this year.
Yeah.
This year was every fucking person we know on the internet was in this show.
Pretty much.
That's what made me
Pretty much.
the worst about one more day, dude. But
I will say, like, last year, or no, it was still this year, Daytona or whatever, there was a lot of dope-ass fucking bikes there that people I met for the first time, you know.
yeah, well, they had the skinny tire bagger build off was at
And they
Daytona,
had
and
that was a big hype.
almost
I
a
think
year's
that drew
worth
a
of
crowd.
hype and people, and I mean, fuck, dude, there was a handful of bikes that were badass, and I mean, I know Steve won it, but
I don't remember that dude, that White
fucking
Trash
dude, the
Alley
Screaming
dude, but they
Eagle,
built
the
a
fucking
fucking,
orange one.
sick ass
that shit was
dyno.
awesome.
That white and like that Miami Vice.
Oh, the
5.
Cocaine Queen?
Oh, that
Yeah,
motherfucker
dude.
was bad.
I just
dude.
saw something. He's
motherfucker
taking
was
off.
bad.
He's entertaining the idea of selling that too. So
That motherfucker was bad.
So yeah, speaking of people with money, first of all, if you got money, go buy Mark's Dyna. I don't want to see some fuck win it for $100.
Fuck you, I might win it.
Just go buy that motherfucker outright.
If I can win that motherfucker, I'll be
You
all
are
over.
you've got the
Tickets is Aaron buying.
no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, tickets
you'll
you
have
got,
the
Aaron.
baddest Dyna in North
The
America.
world?
I
The
mean,
world.
Yeah, it's
The
Right
world.
now, I would say it's probably one of the dopest dynas out there.
I would say the world.
There's another contender coming out though that Victus or whatever that's building the Dyna. It's gonna be pretty fucking sick.
Well, let's just say dinos are gay.
They are.
So
here this
Not
actually.
that one.
So
Not that one.
I mean,
I was a judge at the hardcore show, right? And I kept making a joke to the rest of the judges, like, "Yo, let's just," because there was like 4 dynas in the show.
it
I
wasn't
said,
any.
"Let's say nobody wins. Try harder."
But you know the bad thing about the day.
No, I was dead serious. Like, why? I mean, first off, 3 of the dynas were friends, right?
Right.
So like it was Tony's Diner, which is a fucking rap. So he's definitely not winning my pick.
Calm down, brother.
He's not winning.
Calm down.
And then he
Nobody
fucking
else would know
wash
that but you.
He didn't wash it. And then the other one was Joe Kraus. He's the one of the homies from Michigan that hangs out with like the Clem Speed guys. He's got a really clean diner, but it's been out for a couple of years now, so it's not like. To me, I feel like if you're gonna win a show, like you need to come with something fresh, right? Something new. Like, don't bring. Not saying he couldn't, but
Well, not the hardcore show, right?
there was only fucking 3 diners.
No, but I'm saying hardcore show is different. We spoke
No, that's
about
what I'm
that
talking
last year, right? Or this year.
So Sturgis Hardcore Show, there was 3 fucking diners.
Yeah, okay.
So I said, I still stand behind this. They should do better. They should try harder.
Well, the bad thing about it
everybody's
is
trying to try harder on
no.
on
The
a
bad
diner.
thing about it is the day before there was a hell of a lot more diners there at the FXR show.
Yeah, there were.
Why didn't they show up?
I think that maybe the only problem is
Same
that
show, same venue. Everything.
John. This was John O'Brien's first year. The guy that runs Hardcore
Yeah.
Site. It was his first year at Sturgis, and I think that you kind of got to go to Sturgis to
Not enough
understand the
publicity
vibe,
or-
and you got to generate hype, man. Hype is everything, right? So you have your first year. You need to get involved with as many people that can kind of hype up the show, and I totally feel like the dude's gonna figure it out, and next year will be fucking badass.
No, he's
You know?
in it. He's in it for sure.
There's a reason why Sunday's show is as outstanding as it is because it's been going for
Yeah,
some
the FXR
time,
show.
Yeah.
and
How
it
many years?
pairs with the Bell Brawl.
Bell Brawl.
So it's a big day at the Chip on Sunday, and that's hard to beat. I don't know that you really can, quite frankly, because
You know what?
it has something for everybody on.
I
there.
got something they could fucking do that will help make it. You say it can't be beat. I say it could be fucking beat. Get your fucking bar scene right. Buffalo Chip, whoever the fuck runs
Oh,
it.
shit, right?
Get your fucking bar scene right. Having one bartender and one of those big ass. I mean,
I agree.
that's ridiculous.
It was an issue though. Like there was a shortage of bartenders in Sturgis across the board though.
Dude, they had
Then
12
I don't know.
bitches
Then
outside washing
at
bikes.
some point, yeah, you got
One
a
of them
fucking
could come
manager.
in and throw a beer
Maybe
on
it
there.
doesn't have to be a hot chick. You got a manager. You got a motherfucker that works there that makes money. Get your fucking ass up there and sling some beers. That was pathetic. Is the way. Honestly, I mean, it was 100 fucking degrees out there. It felt like people were passing out of heat stroke. You don't even have anybody giving waters away. I'm not saying give shit away, but
Yeah, right.
you got to have more bodies out there moving those lines because that shit
Yeah, when you got lines of 20 people.
Because I tell you
That's
what,
ridiculous.
what happens next year is I
Liquid
line my
death
saddlebags
water.
and I bring in 60 beers.
Right.
I mean, I read their little pamphlet. You can't do that. Super illegal. Well, figure your shit out, or that's happening next year. Like,
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Get your bar scene. That was the number one thing. Was just the lack of liquid that you could get to people in a decent amount of time, whether it's water, beer, soda, anything.
Yeah,
especially for the fucking
for the
price.
fucking price, yeah.
You did. It's not like this thing just popped up. This isn't a fucking 15 of us are riding.
This
We
ain't
just
the first
rolled in
year,
your bar.
motherfucker.
You knew we were all coming. I
Yeah.
hate that shit.
Yeah.
I get bartenders may make more money if they don't, but you got to do better than that because that
They're
was
probably.
bad.
I think probably the issue is making sure that they can put people in there that can also take money. You know, they probably needed more bar backs if anything. People back there like, hey, you know, I'm taking the order. Hey, I need 2 beers, bam,
Exactly.
and then
Should
run
have
the,
somebody running the
just
tab and
management.
somebody
Better
cracking the
management,
drinks.
basically. But yeah, I agree. There was
does
that.
suck.
Agreed.
I mean, hell, we were in fucking Hill or Keystone. They were trying to get fucking
Cody.
Cody. They were
Yeah.
trying to get Cody to fucking come work right there. He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
you're a
yeah.
bartender?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to
want-
work
you
right
wanna go
now?
work right
I'm at the
now?
FXR show
Serious?
looking around going, "Where's
Yeah.
Dolly, dude? Where's Dolly when I need her?"
Yeah, fuck, dude. There's nothing more annoying than when you know there's a big event coming and you don't hire enough staff. You know,
Yeah, I wonder though if it wasn't they couldn't hire enough staff or if there wasn't enough available staff. You know what I mean? Because the country's real weird, right? Like, I mean, they probably could have just pulled from Texas and Florida and been fine.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know, there's plenty of chicks in both of these states that sling beers and go
I'd
out
put my wife's ass to work. Fucking, you gonna make 2 or 3 grand this week, motherfucker? You better get your
A
ass
lot-
work.
More than that.
If you go to Cancun, there's people that fly in from all over.
Hell
America.
yeah.
They go work Cancun every
Yeah.
summer.
And
Oh,
it's-
same thing here. They got
it's
chicks that fly in from
it's
all over
that
the country.
times
Yeah.
10. I knew
That's what-
some gals that back home that used to do that. Big money.
Actually,
in
most of
Sturgis,
these
14
girls
days
that
or
work the
whatever.
rally, it's all the same group. They just
Yeah,
travel
they're-
to
yeah,
all
they're
the different
professional
rallies.
bartenders.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
they do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who do you think was there? Who do you think had the best time that popped their Sturgis cherry this year? Of new guys that you guys saw come out.
Trey.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trey.
And Trey had a kick-ass time, but I may stick with. I think Josh probably had the most rewarding.
I think Josh got more reward out of it, but Trey being
because I feel like Josh
and
did.
like, I think he had a good fucking time.
Yeah,
I
but
think Trey's eyes got opened wide the fuck up.
yeah.
oh, if the
By
hook wasn't
in
set
so
with him,
many
it's set
ways.
now for sure. But with Josh, he like I said, he had enough nights where he shut. I woke up the next morning. Go, you didn't go to sleep, motherfucker. Like he had to shut down the party nights, and he also had the.
No, you won't, Aaron.
But he also, I feel like, had the most rewarding. Like I said, did the most, came out with the most full experience. Tried this, tried that, tried this, tried that, and I think he's probably had the best time if I had to bet anybody. But Trey was an absolute blast to be around.
Yeah.
Torqued
Yeah.
up Trey, boy.
Torqued up Trey.
That's name.
Yes. Okay. So in RD was, I thought about him as soon as y'all said that, but I know I saw something when he left. He said something about
RD
didn't
had
go quite as good as I planned.
He
I'm
had
so
a
glad I
major swing and miss. So
What happened?
on the big night, right? On
The
the,
wet
wet
t-shirt
t-shirt night and
contest.
all that. He went to go catch a nap, right, in his tent.
Oh, God
And he
damn.
set an alarm, and
Naps are
he
for old
slept
women.
all night long. He slept all the way through everything.
Well, he
And
slept through the wet
in the-
T-shirt thing. He woke up when we
Oh,
got
did he?
back from getting the bike done. He was like, bear coming out of hibernation, just like kind of fucking mad. But at that point, like it was setting in. It set in what happened, and he was pissed at himself. He was just mad that he. And so he didn't wake up and jump back in party mode, but he did rally, and he fucking he came through and he partied the rest of the night. I just know he was.
What kind of grown
He
man
really wanted
takes
to look
naps?
dude. That guy went fucking as hard as anybody the whole time we were there. He texted me one
I would-
morning.
I would like
hey,
to
I woke
know-
up in a porta potty, not sure what happened. Do you know where my
Yeah.
weed box is?
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't see it, but
Dude,
I heard
RD
that.
went super hard, and I feel like if he took a late afternoon nap, he needed it. It just sucks that it coincided with the
needed-
start of the. You know what I mean? Everybody, there's times where if you fall asleep at certain
for
points,
sure.
your fucking body's just going, "Hey, bro, I'm taking
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Fall
He
asleep in
said-
the shitter. That's pretty deadly.
Well, that was a couple nights before, but
Yeah,
it's like if
I
he
think
took
it
a
was the
nap, I'm
first
not gonna
night.
hate on him because taking a nap. Because if he took a nap, he needed it, and it just sucks
the
that
first
he
night, I think,
overslept.
the porta
I've
potty.
done it, dude. I've done it multiple times.
in the shitter.
No,
No,
taking
he-
a nap.
He passed out. In
Taking
the
a
shitter.
nap and then
like
slept through
4:00 in the morning.
No, I've never fallen asleep on the shirt. Let me
he
clarify
said-
I
that.
think he's saying
Fine
it.
nap.
He took 2 different nights.
RD did.
He went to
Yeah.
the shit. He passed out the first night that went to the bar. He passed out in the shitter like 4:00 in the morning, right? But the big night that we all
Which he kind of
partied at
did
the
in
bar,
Florida and down south. He got real fucked up, retreated to the bathroom, and that was the episode getting him out.
the big night that we all partied was Friday night, I think. Friday night.
Friday night we went downtown.
Then Saturday night. Regardless. Yeah, it was Saturday night because that was a wet t-shirt night. Anyway, that night when we all partied, he said he took a nap at 8 o'clock. He set his alarm for 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. Right? Because the next morning he was so like, we have to go home today, like moping.
Yeah, he
like
was bummed.
I fucked up, like
felt
that type
bad.
of thing, right? So, and I get it, but I would have hated to miss it too.
That I also know that he got in either the day after or like late afternoon the day we did all like the Rushmore thing.
Yeah.
He wanted to do that ride with us, and he was like a day past it, and I think that really got to him that he didn't have to do it
I
with
would
us.
I would
So
like
he-
to say
he
like
didn't-
all the
he wasn't the first place in that who got the eye opening for the
Yeah.
Sturgis.
Yeah.
No,
to
no.
me, no.
But he's my honorable mention.
As much as he
he's my
wanted to
RD,
be,
I love
Honorable
him.
mention.
I'm still stoked and proud of all the people that had never done any kind of ride like this and did it solo to get there to come fucking meet up, whether it was in or
Fucking
RD,
in, dude.
Absolutely.
or even though Trey and Josh had kind of us, but I know that the guys listening to this podcast were probably saying a lot of names that you guys don't know who these people are, but realistically, we're trying to throw some love at the people that really made our trip great, or whatever the case may be. But I think that like Joe
Eldridge.
he's always going to be Joel
Yes.
Eldridge.
Joel.
He's past the grace period on
That's
that shit.
I,
He's
I
a-
swear I saw him at bike night and said, "Hey man, you going to Sturgis?" I was like, "Nah, I can't make it." And then someone's like, "Hey, Joe
Joel.
is on his way."
He's a gangster. He'll
How
just
about
straight
that?
up fucking ride.
How about
through
that?
the
He
night.
showed
You
up.
fucked it up.
Joe or Joel?
Joe.
Joe Eldridge.
He showed up. He partied, and the best thing because
He showed up to Sturgis last year on a
And
road
he's in a
trip.
band.
Or soft
no,
tail.
last year was
Big
on
flag.
the
I'm gonna get to that. Hold on.
Yeah, like old soft tail.
Last
He
year
rode
was
he
on
rode
the
like a
Springer.
soft tail Springer from Dallas up there
No
last year
fair.
with ape hangers, just fucking, just straight sailing that
And
shit.
he also had that quick pop up circle tent, that joint,
Yeah,
that RD, right? So it's like he had a parachute on the whole time,
So
for fucking 2,000.
the night of the fucking the wet t-shirt contest, the band. I guess we had enough Michelob Ultras that
Band
night
fucked.
They got
because
it.
the band went hard that
They got
night.
it.
They
And
was
then all
a
of a
good
sudden,
cover band.
Joe gets up there and fucking plays 2 songs, and it was like,
Like I know
fuck
these
yeah,
motherfuckers.
that's
like,
our
yeah, I know.
dude.
He's with us.
Yeah,
I know
Show
that
us
dude
your
from
tits.
way back. That dude's famous.
That's his biz though, man.
I'm like,
super cool.
How do you
That was
like?
dope.
I was thinking, I'm like, a sober moment comes up while I see him go up there. It's like, what was the conversation that allowed you to get up there?
He knew him. No, he knew.
Oh,
him.
he knew them.
Yes.
And they know. Hey, man, you come play
No,
this.
he
on
the
the
road.
knows them.
From the road.
He's
fuck yeah.
a
Correct.
tour bus driver,
Correct.
Nice.
So
and he can
He
play
knew him from the
instruments.
road.
And he knows them motherfuckers.
Yep.
That's badass.
Yeah. So he's like, "You want to play some
So
songs?"
by the end of the
what I
night-
was saying was Joe.
Joe.
Joe, Joe.
His name's fucking Joel now. That's his nickname. Joel, he came last year on this other bike, right? And then this year he fucking performance baggered out, Kraus T-bars, fucking the whole nine. And it's just like, look, that dude showed up riding whatever the fuck he had, and it was just a bad motherfucker. And we loved him then.
He was good
And
then.
he decided on his own, to make that switch to the type of bikes that we ride. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a lot of people that get butthurt because we say hell yeah, brother, and things like that. It's starting to kind of get, I think it's starting to kind of ruffle certain people's feathers and shit in a way. But
Fuck them. Ruffle your feathers, dude. You probably don't
Fuck
hang
'em.
out with us. If you can't take a joke, I probably don't fuck with you too heavy. So I don't know, man. If you can't tell it's a busting balls, love kind of thing, then I don't know.
Fuck them, feed them fish eggs. Where I come
true.
from.
It shows who the writers are and who the weekend.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Just
Yeah,
ride.
man.
Just ride. I don't give a fuck.
What's
Just
your
ride.
right? Yeah, it's just right.
I thought it was dope, man. I thought it was dope seeing that, and just seeing more people that come and like make their own Sturgis happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like seeing Trey just kind of come in there with an open mind, but just like be down for whatever. He might have fingered a chick. I don't know. Do you think he did?
Man.
I don't know. He's hanging out with our girls the whole time. So if he did,
I did notice one of his like
Somebody
posts.
got
It was a picture with all the wives.
Yeah.
Man. I was, hey, wait a minute.
I'm not gonna lie
I
though.
might have to ask my lawyer now.
I feel totally okay with that motherfucker hanging out with my girl. I'm good with it.
Fuck.
Calm down, Trey.
Let me smell your finger, Trey.
Dick in your pants, bro.
Someone said he got a heart on
Torque. That's why they call it ass torque. When we was at the when we were at the fucking go-go bar, when we was in the upper room at One Eye, when we was in the upper room at One Eye Jack's,
Upstairs.
room.
Yeah, the upstairs.
and they
room
got
at
the
One Eye
fucking
Jack's.
go-go girls up
So
there.
did he get a heart on?
Apparently, homeboy, I don't know. I didn't personally see it. I think maybe it was Jay
Y'all
or
don't
somebody
blast
said
X boy like that.
stood up with a rocket. I don't know.
Hey,
Hey, when you got a
He
fat
stood
ass
up.
in your pants, boy, Larry. Hey, yo.
I got the video of Larry trying to put a dollar in some chick's
in his
butthole.
fucking
he
eyeball. I
sniffed-
swear to
And that's-
God.
Oh, he got pink eye.
I want. I want to. Before I got some more stuff
That's
to
why
say
his
about
name
Larry,
Dirty.
but
Dirty D-Wayne.
Dirty back.
RD, I do want to give RD a prop because he had the fucking best night that first night at One
He
Night
did,
Jack's.
sure
He
did.
got his picture taken with that chick, and
He got OnlyFans.
dude, he was RD.
He paid
RD
to
was living like a
subscribe
king
to
that first
shit.
night. But
All
anyways,
right, you better get all you can for the
oh
next
yeah,
30
This
days
one
because that
shits
shit
down
about
on
to
his
be
face.
closed up.
Oh yeah. We got our dirty back, baby.
Dirty
Dirty
back.
D-Wayne.
Dirty
So-
all the way
Oh,
back.
we.
So
Put
for,
it in her
for everybody
butthole.
that doesn't,
them spokes, baby.
so for everybody that doesn't
No,
know
when
the
that black girl
backstory,
was sitting on his
so
face,
Larry had a
he got
girlfriend
pink eye.
when we went on the big trip, and Larry's nickname was Dirty because Larry will get down,
He'd
dude.
been dirty Larry for a while.
And So we go on the big trip, and he's got a girlfriend, and he's going to bed early. He's not getting.
He's
really,
being gay as fuck. No, you get about 2 good nights out of Larry, and that's
and
it.
yeah, but you could tell he was just throttling way
He don't-
back.
yeah, he
Way-
don't drink
he
that
wasn't-
much,
It was
yeah.
a man. What's wrong with Larry? Is everything? I'm asking you. Hey, you know him? It's okay. Yeah, dude, it's just girlfriend. Like he just got a girlfriend now.
Yeah.
So we start busting his balls.
He's trying to be good. He's trying to go to church.
We told him, hey, you're not dirty no more.
Fuck it.
From now on,
You got demoted to motherfucking
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
to your legal middle name, Dwayne.
It should be Dirty Dwayne, but now it's
So
Dirty Larry.
I hate to say that the relationship ended, but it did. Just in time for Sturgis, baby. And we weren't even through
He's
Kansas.
back!
Shenanigans.
You, me, and Chance are all at this. Yeah, shenanigans. Boy, I went through those videos looking for stuff the
Oh
other
my
day for that
God.
reel, and I ended up watching all of them.
Oh my God.
First time since taking them.
That's terrible.
Dude, there's, like I said, the ones I got a bunch of like people laughing and stuff on the story. The one where he spins around and does this or something.
Yeah.
That was the
Kansas?
fucking Sesame Street version of what went down. Like I've got videos.
bet.
Cody, I was cry laughing, dude, at some of these videos.
I
And
was
he's
there.
just got that fucking stash. Oh, we got our dirty back, baby. And we had him too. He's back.
He over there feeling himself too because he lost
He
a couple
almost,
LBs.
he almost
and
rode.
everything.
He almost rode to Sturgis on a shovel head.
He almost became a chopper bro. So
She said she had 2 in her garage. He almost took one of them motherfuckers.
that old lady
I mean,
he was
that would've
dancing
been
with at the bar. So her husband had died of cancer in like February, and this was like the first time like another man had even talked to her. And Larry's out there me tooing her on the dance floor.
Hey, he's fucking. Hey, he's dancing with her, and she's crying on his shoulder.
Well, that was a slow dance. That was a slow dance. He got a hard on later. He got a hard on later while they were grinding, and fucking went into her, and she was like, "Woo!" She's like, "Hadn't felt that in a while," or something. Oh, dude, I know I'm messing up a little bit. Yeah. She cried. They danced like some slow "When You Love Me"
Yeah.
like this. Some like
Oh, it's some
Toby. Yeah, some real
goddamn
sad song.
Keith Whitley song.
And yeah, dude, he had her crying, and then, like I said, fucking me tooed her, dude, on the dance floor.
That boy's back.
Back in
Anyways,
action.
so she had a like a bumblebee Camaro out there. She was trying to brag
Yeah,
to us
she
on,
did. Yeah.
and she said her husband had 2 panheads in the garage that back at the house.
Fucking
And
Transformers.
Panheads.
I don't know, man.
Whatever. He had 2 old shits. But yeah, no.
Shit.
Yeah, we were at Applebee's. Y'all were doing that shit.
We had
I'm glad we
we
stayed.
had a lot better time.
Yeah, dude, we went to the. So we found this place, Shenanigans, on the way on. We're on our way to Sturgis. We're going through Wichita. Everything in fucking Wichita closed. It's Monday night, right? There's
At
nothing
like
open.
11, right?
Everything closed
Yeah,
at like 11 or 10
11.
o'clock.
Yeah, 10 odd.
So Shenanigans takes place. Like we're thinking it's like that normal like chain place Shenanigans, right? Like a Chili's type thing.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck, let's go there.
Off Super Troopers.
Exactly. But they actually have those. It's a real place.
Shenanigans?
Yeah, it is. I've been there.
Dude, back home there's a bar, Shenanigans, a big fucking towny bar. Everybody from town.
But it's a
gets
one star.
drunk.
There's a
It's
bowling
one-
place
it's a
out in
one.
Rockwall that's Shenanigans, but that's
There's
like
an
a,
actual chain of Shenanigans.
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the
So
place with all the buttons?
That's what we thought it was.
we thought it was that.
And we pulled up, we're like,
Or is that Bennigan's?
what's the place with all the goofy shit on your vest and the cheese sticks? Oh, Shenanigans? Oh,
"Hey, you want to take that chick? Shenanigans?
So we get to Shenanigans, and it's a fucking like, it's an East Texas bar at best, 100%.
Calm down, brother.
Dude, it has. You
hurts.
pull up in a dirt
My
parking
white
lot.
trash people wouldn't
Calm
even go
down.
there.
Truth hurts.
It's a. You pull up in a fucking dirt parking lot, and everybody in the bar is like, "Oh, it's some bikers and
Yeah.
shit like that," right?
Hell yeah,
so
brother.
Larry's lady did poker. It was an inside bar, but there was an outside patio area that had like a, fuck man, it looked like a cert. Like, have you ever seen Dumbo? Like something you would transport the giraffes in if they were still on a train. There was a window about this high
awesome
from the
reference.
patio, and this old broad just sticks her head out and she goes, "Oh, bikers!" And she sees Chances, and she goes, "Oh, I love that blue." I go, "He's right there. Go talk to him."
Yeah.
And we go inside, and it's like some dude that has a brand new puppy,
Oh,
right?
boy.
The puppy was
The
cute.
bartender, yeah.
The bartender, right?
Oh, he was a
And he's like, "I can make you guys some pizzas." That's it. But he only had like 12, and they're like not like they're like basic.
They
only had
actually
12
ended up being
pizzas.
pretty big.
They were
what?
perfect.
Yeah,
12
y'all
pizzas
y'all
wasn't
fucked
enough
up.
for y'all.
Well, they were. Yeah, we actually left like half of one.
He had 4.
He had 4, and they were
There was
they were
like 10 of us, 12 of us.
Totino. I mean, they were whatever the
Before we
Aaron,
split, there was
Cooked
14
They were
or
good.
12 of
I
us.
feel like they were about 12-inch pizzas. But anyway,
It wouldn't have lasted for everybody for sure.
yeah, me, you, and Larry stayed, right?
And Chance.
And Chance.
yeah.
So 4 of us, we ordered 4 pizzas, and we had a whole pizza left over.
Yeah.
So it probably would have fed about 6, but
So
we
we
had
ended up
fucking 10 or 12.
we ran like a mile down the road back to the highway, and there's an Applebee's right there.
Applebee's.
Yeah.
you know.
So we go into
Club
Applebee's.
A.
The bartender was cool as shit. She was like accommodating, taking care of us. She actually stayed like another 45 minutes after they closed, kept serving us and everything, right?
How dare her?
And then, so this is the night we stayed at the fucking hotel with the
Sounds like
goddamn. So
guys
we
had
stayed at
that.
a hotel right next to the
Reggie?
Applebee's, and was this Reggie?
Reggie?
Motherfucker was out smoking weed with us and drinking. The guy that's running the
Working at
hotel.
the hotel? I believe it.
And then the cops came up there, and he talked to the cops for us.
Yeah, we
Man,
did.
these guys are all right. I tell you what, these guys are all right. They're not
They
doing
are.
nothing illegal.
They are a
They're
bunch
not
of
doing
white
nothing
people.
I wouldn't do.
We had it was funny because he had walked outside, and I think you were smoking, or Jetty was, one of y'all, and they're like, "Hey man, you want to hit this?" And he just like spun around all smooth like and just walked right over there.
Oh no! That when I came up and y'all were like, "Yeah, dude, the fucking hotel manager smokes weed." I wasn't in the initial. I was out there smoking when the
I
cop
think
showed up.
Jetty was. So you had weed out whenever the cops showed up?
Yeah, the cop pulled down. I was like,
Cop was
"Oh,
cool as fuck, though. He
hello."
wasn't trying to fuck with
Dude,
nobody.
Man, when I walked by, he wasn't so cool. He was like,
Yeah.
The guy was already talking to him, and I just walked by. I put everything in my helmet. I was just walking by. I think I grabbed my backpack or something small. And, hey, and he goes, "Where y'all going?" I go, "Man, we're just passing through." I go, "We'll be gone in the morning. Give 6 hours or something." He's like, "Okay." And he goes, "I didn't mean to run y'all off." And I was just like,
I bet you didn't,
Eat
dickhead.
shit, dude. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. Like, and he may have been cool. That's fine.
Well,
but he also
the-
may have been fishing. And,
The attendant dude, Reggie or whatever, came back in there. He's like, nah, he's
His name
cool.
was Reggie?
I think his name was Reggie.
He did say he came by like every day. He's like, this guy comes through like all the time.
He just came back in there and said, no, y'all are cool. He's just checking up on everything.
Yeah, he
I'm sure that
I had gotten to the room up there, and then I kind of like, because the window's open. It was kind of rare. Not a lot of hotels windows open. So I opened the window, and he goes, "Hey." The cop goes, "Hey, what club are you with?" And I'm like, "Man, we're just kind of some guys riding bikes together. You know, no club." He goes,
the
okay.
window open, like slid open.
"No, like it had a screen door
really?
on it." Yeah. And because we were on the second floor.
What club are you? What the fuck?
I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just said
I wanted to say that.
weasels,
Fucking weasels, bitch.
Weasels.
Fuck around, find out.
Hamster's worst enemy, baby.
Motherfucker, fuck around. You don't even
Yeah, I
know.
was.
Weasel territory, baby.
I couldn't help it, dude. I was talking about, I knew y'all
great.
up there. I'd already wanted to pull my balls out, but I wasn't wearing a belt. I was looking up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to pull my fucking balls out and just shake them at everybody up there on the canopy thing." But I wasn't wearing a belt, and the button opened on my shorts, and I was like, "There's no way I'm maneuvering this around without a penis coming out." And I'm not trying to get beat up for having my dick out by some dude's FXR or something. So I was like, I'll wait. And somebody was up there going, "Do it!"
Yeah.
But then, then saw the hamsters, and I had to flex for Cody.
Where was that
Let him
at?
know. At the FXR show.
Oh, yeah.
There was 2 or 3 of them sitting there. I just walked by him. I looked up at Cody. Said
He's like
weasels
on the
or
bottom deck. We're up on the top deck. He's like, this is weasel territory, motherfucker.
they have no idea what we're talking. They just look. Who is this fucking guy?
Yeah. What's he talking about?
Doesn't matter. Me and Cody laughed our nuts off. That's all that matters.
Fuck around, find out. About to take over. We got orange shirts, bitch.
Orange. It's one shade off of yellow. That I don't know. That's so. Other than like that, like everybody kind of dipped out of Sturgis. It's kind of hard. Like
There
'Cause-
more ice. I'm about to go down pee. I'll bring some up.
there's some in the. Is there some in the fridge? You can bring it.
Yeah, we need some.
Um,
Hey, prospect, yelling at.
Jones, you can sit in over here.
I was thinking, dude, it was like a month ago. I was thinking, like, dude, I haven't had Jones on here yet.
He's good. It'd be
You
good.
don't want it. It'll kill the viewership goes down.
That
We
motherfucker talks shit better than anybody. Best shit talker this side of Mississippi.
See how many of the
Goddamn guarantee you that.
All right, baby.
No, but
Real.
Yeah, I'm with the Sturgis thing, like it was kind of, it sucked seeing everybody leave. You know what I mean? Because after Sunday, Sunday's a big event, big show with the FXR show, the Bell Brawl, and it seems like it starts gaining like real party momentum on Sunday,
And
right?
then everybody's like dipping out.
Because I feel like you left Wednesday, I think that's the better day to leave.
Oh, for sure.
Because think about if the campground
Actually-
was still going hard till Wednesday.
I would say, we did Wednesday to Wednesday. You stayed till Thursday.
I left Wednesday morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So either Wednesday to Wednesday or Thursday to Thursday. I feel like
that's
the
the
best.
vibe. Yeah. I think now that all of our core group has done the rides, and we can still do like a Thursday to Thursday or whatever. And the people that do want to go do the fucking rides can still do it on Thursday or Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
But then we have all those days to kind of get it together. And I think the reason why a lot of us are leaning towards the house is because like Winton. No, hear me out. So Winton, invites us over. We go to Winton's house every year.
Yeah.
And they take care of us. We were fucking going hard on some painkillers this year.
God, they're so good. Hey,
So fucking good.
Actually,
We need to give them some love because
Go-
I
Yeah.
love those dudes.
hey, remind me about that later.
I enjoy hanging out with them so much.
Yeah, I do
Dude.
too.
Dude,
To
fucking
me,
Scott.
it's like
Scott's a trip. Scott's wild as fuck.
the best way I can describe it. I feel like I'm looking at my future. Like
Yeah.
I'm like dead
Him
ass.
laughing, it makes it
Dead
seem
ass.
bad.
They're not that much older than us, but they're old enough, or there's enough of a difference that they have done what we are currently doing, right? So essentially, fast forward, apparently for y'all next year, but fast forward a decade in my mind.
Calm down, brother.
Then, like these guys, they know they've weeded out the bullshit. They know their group. It's the same cats. It's the people that work, and they are committed to it each and every year. Because the big deal with them is they have to to get into those nice places like that. So some of these guys, they're booking their campground site a week before we go, right?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers put up big money in January type
Well, if you're
thing.
dedicated, you're
6,
dedicated. You know
8
you're gonna
months.
fucking go.
That's what I'm saying. So it is a thing that they will do every year without a doubt, and they know who's going to do it, and they know that they're committed, and everybody's in it to win it.
And
in a
I'm
sense.
not saying they have a bad spot. They don't have a bad spot at all, right? Between Sturgis and Deadwood. Great
That's the
spot.
ideal.
I like that spot.
So
But I think we could find maybe a little bit better, right kind of Sturgis, kind of where we was at.
I don't think we're
and
gonna
even if we have to do two houses between the
I was
amount
gonna
of
say,
people.
we're not gonna be able to do two houses.
No, for sure.
So
Man.
that
You
house.
know how many fucking people we got?
So here's the
guaranteed?
deal.
No, I don't, because
So-
that shit doesn't solidify until 4 fucking hours before Sturgis. That's the problem.
That is the scary part. So this I talked to them heavily about this when I stayed with them. I was like, so how much is this house and how much does it sleep?
We said like 16 grand, right?
No. So it's 7 bedrooms. So 7 separate or 7 bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms has 4 bunk beds in it, right? So it sleeps 20 something people comfortably, and it was 13 grand from Thursday to Thursday
Yeah,
Thursday to
divide that
Saturday.
up. That's cheap.
One
as-
a week?
No,
That's cheap as
Thursday
fuck.
to Saturday.
Well, you
for a
divide
week
it-
and a half.
But you divide
No,
that
week
20 people.
in 2 days.
Got it.
All right.
Yeah, they did it for 9 days.
All right, so now if we were to do it, maybe that's the minimum. I don't know.
You said how much is that?
13 divided by
20
26 people.
That's a bike.
Okay,
A
but
nice bike.
it ain't you paying it by yourself neither. It's 20 something people,
I'm
and you
aware.
can put
The only
people
reason
on
I
air
was
mattresses.
really
We don't have enough people we can fucking count on.
I think we do.
Yeah,
I think we do really quickly. Me and my wife, that's 2. Cody and Ashley, that's 4. You and Brittany, that's 6.
Jaden Terlin, hey,
Justin and his wife,
Justin, that's 10 already right there.
that's 10. And then you add like Jaden and Tara Lynn. You add fucking Kyle and his old lady. Everybody's got to start making maybe our big trip, we need to start figuring out the best time of year to take our big trip so it doesn't interfere with Sturgis and people's vacation. But
That's 2 months before Sturgis.
but it's not.
It's still tough.
6 weeks before Sturgis.
2 months.
We get back the end of June, middle of June.
Yeah.
But if we're going
So
to travel
we have
anywhere in
June,
the country
July,
and
and then we're
hope
back
for good
out again.
weather, it's got to be fucking June.
Believe me, I get
We
it.
can't do it earlier. We can't do it later.
We could just travel to the Southwest. We can do that shit in like December.
Southwest, you can travel in fucking November,
That's
and
what
it's
I'm saying.
fucking beautiful.
But I mean, basically, and Jetty's all about it.
Jetty's full in.
I think no problem. We can easily fill it up with 20
Well,
people.
just say people outside of our small niche group, Jetty, Ben, Mark, they would all be in on that shit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as long as like the couples get a room and get privacy, I think it's worth it. I'll spend $1,000 myself for
Dude,
me and my wife.
I'll sleep next to your old lady in a heartbeat.
That's the thing. That's a big jump.
It is.
Right? It's
No.
a big jump. So we're going from essentially I spent for 2 people for a 5-day camp site or what I spent $330 this year. Right? So all in
Don't
for
fuck it
all
up.
travels, all bar tabs, everything all in. Even with my extended trip, I think I was just over like $1,500.
Come on, brother.
Right? And that's for like a 10-day trip.
Y'all put Scott and his wife?
No, we didn't.
But
Oh,
here's,
yeah,
here's the deal.
Tony, he'd be down.
But here's the deal. So $1,500 with only a small fraction of that, call
Put
it
it in there.
20% or less of that with being accommodations. Everything else was fuel and beer and fucking food and everything. The beer, food, fuel, everything, that's not going away.
Yeah.
So you are adding to that. So you're
Thanks
talking
a lot,
about a
Biden.
G or
So here's
whatever
the
up
thing,
front. Plus, so you're turning for a couple, and I'm talking about 2-person expense. So for a couple, $1,500 something dollars, you're talking about turning that into about 25 to 3. That's a big
I
jump.
don't think it's that much.
Bull fucking
just
shit.
for-
I'm
just for
telling
doing
you,
the
it's
house?
that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not
If
that
it's
much.
a G a person
I-
or a couple,
it's not going to be a G a person.
it will. For,
I
no,
think
just for the house.
realistically,
We're
yes.
talking
You
about
need
doing
to
the
you need to
fancy
think about like yes, it might be so much that, but if you do it right, you can plan it out ahead. And now the chicks that are driving up there, our old ladies that are driving, they don't have to have a car full of tents. They can have a car full of beer, alcohol, food, the other things.
Groceries.
At
That's the other
that,
thing.
at that point, they don't even need to drive. They can just fly up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm not doing that shit.
Fuck that.
I would do that if there's no reason. So put it this way.
It's way cheaper to fly
I'm
than drive.
gonna say this.
take all
I'm gonna
your
say
shit.
this. The house thing wasn't even an issue, and it didn't even get brought up until it got hot. One day, nobody gave a fuck that we were camping until it was 96 degrees.
I don't give a fuck that. I don't mind camping
Is that
when
the
it's
band?
6,
96 or is it 98?
98
degrees,
degrees, bro.
Nick
Nigga
Lachey,
say,
baby.
bro.
Okay.
Watch out, baby.
Calm down, brother.
Generation.
Say you're gay without saying you're gay.
Backstreet Boys going this bitch.
Yeah, but that was the he had Jessica, what's her name, at her prime, right?
And
That
he,
was the,
supposedly he got her virginity. Jessica Simpson supposedly
Yeah.
got her virginity. So
I'll be gay.
God damn it.
Dukes of Hazzard, Jessica Simpson.
yeah, he had her down there.
Hallelujah.
I don't even like blondes like that.
Bikers behind the scenes.
A
Anywho,
lot of them are saying,
Yeah, there needs to be some math done about the house. It's been brought up too. I've heard it.
Hey,
and I'm
it's
not against
not
it because
expensive.
there would be something cool about it and having
Okay,
a fucking, but
so we haven't gotten into it, right? So
I'm just saying.
I want to be fair.
Let's-
Your old lady, and Justin's old lady, y'all have the, I don't know if it's the whip or the dick. I don't know what it is, but you seem to have them figured
got a
out.
big dick, bro.
I got bitched out the entire time at
y'all
Sturgis.
seem like y'all had the best time of all the couples.
I was having a good time.
My chick.
I'd be
you know,
fucking single if
and-
I wasn't living how I want to live, and she.
Well, yeah, but I just
Calm down,
It
brother.
didn't.
it's
I don't
fucking
remember
true,
y'all-
and she knows it. That's the thing.
Well, y'all have had nights before. This
Oh,
trip,
don't worry, I get it. She crazy too.
what I'm saying is, this trip.
Are we
y'all
on
look
Front
like-
Street?
Y'all look like y'all had nothing, like no hiccups. Like y'all,
Nah.
y'all were one of the perfect happy couples the entire time.
Hey,
Not so much here.
Yeah.
There.
not so much.
yeah, well,
Nothing I did, of course.
if we're getting a house just because bitches wasn't happy, we ain't getting a house. They just ain't gonna come.
No.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I totally
You know
agree
what
on
I'm
that.
saying?
I'm trying to make it easier on us. I don't give a fuck about the women.
So the only other argument I would say for the house is that it does. So the way Winton and them do it, right? They have a house every night, and they invite friends over.
That's where I was
So
going.
hey,
Yeah.
You guys, all you guys that are,
We had 40 people at our campground. Okay, we all got a house with, say, 10 people. 30 y'all fucking come over and let's hang out. We're going to cook out. We're going to cook burgers, hot dogs, steaks.
I love
whatever
that
the fuck
too.
we're going to cook. We can invite y'all over, but you can't fucking stay here.
I love
you ain't got to
that
go
too.
home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here.
Here's the other thing. So you
dude, I
want to talk
wouldn't care
about
if people
budget.
slept on the floor.
You want to talk
No,
about
I
budget.
wouldn't either, and I wouldn't either.
Y'all, I love hanging out with Wynton and them. I do. I really, really do. But there's a but.
We're
There's
not
a
gonna
but.
get
You want to talk to me like I'm the money man? This is your
Yeah.
real fucking reality, right? Your budget's gonna essentially triple or quadruple. You start throwing house
Calm
parties.
down, brother.
You are hosting.
Calm
No,
down.
that's the
Everybody
truth.
throws
It's a
in
fucking-
$5 for a burger.
Ain't nobody gonna do all
If
that.
they want to come over, they fucking will.
we
Then
got
they just
we
won't
got
come
a
over.
jug. Put some dollars in it.
I'm just letting
Bitch,
y'all
this
know.
ain't free.
I don't know if
No.
I don't know if
I
we're at
don't-
that
I-
level
I
yet.
won't
I'm just
say-
being
BYOB.
being fucking real for y'all.
Here's the deal. This is the way I see what's gonna happen. Fuck, I gotta stop saying here's the deal.
Here's the deal, bro.
What's gonna end up happening is that some of us we understand that, but the other ones of our group are gonna be like, fuck it, I'm buying a house or I'm doing a house. They're gonna do it anyway, and then you're gonna see the fucking group thing divide and kind of not fizzle out, but it'll be like, oh man, like now this campsite ain't shit because half the group went and did a house. Because some people are in a point where they like, fuck it, yeah, I'll spend $3,000 to go to Sturgis.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't
They're
care about that.
financially there.
Who?
I feel like guys like
Who's ready to
Justin,
spend
Jetty,
$3,000
Jetty will do it in a heartbeat.
Jetty was trying to fucking put a down payment on a house while we were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jetty's trying to buy a place. He
Well,
don't
then
give a
let
fuck.
him buy a house. Why are we? Are everybody sitting at
I'm
this
not
table
saying he's
is,
doing it.
is ready to spend $3,000 for Sturgis?
It's not gonna be that much, bro.
I don't think it'll be that much.
Dude, fucking 20 people divided by 1,300. It's
13,000.
I mean, 13,000. Yeah. It's not fucking.
I'm just saying.
It's not crazy.
I'm aware.
Serious.
So
Believe me, I'm aware.
So one thing about the house, if we did have it, especially you're talking about bringing a bunch of people over, that's a lot of cooking and cleaning and prep,
Women.
and after work set up.
Women.
I'm just thinking.
And there's-
That's what them bitches
There's
are there
liability.
for.
And
There's
that's it.
liability
Well, maybe
to
not
that
even
as well.
damages, but
I'm not putting my name
some
on
of
it.
those may have
Nope.
neighbor restrictions and noise restrictions after certain
no.
time.
Not during Sturgis.
You know what I'm saying?
At those houses, they're spread out so far
Not
away.
during Sturgis.
Now,
If we were
Hey,
doing,
I'm not even saying we have to stay in their fucking neighborhood.
dude. So here's
If
the
we
deal.
where did
Where they stay is like
So
those
dope.
places have it figured out because everywhere we stayed when I was in my
love
bike club,
neighborhood.
they wanted you to do one or the other week. That was one of the first couple places.
that shit's out of the window. You can do Airbnbs now for how many fucking days you want to do it.
Just saying.
Let's talk about a compromise.
I know where. Yeah, I know where. Huh?
Let's talk about a compromise. Let's talk to Winton, and let's get the biggest house there is in Sturgis, and have 30 fucking couples or whatever there, and then it'll solve everything.
Oh no, we'll piss their wives off first time.
The problem is
I know.
that when
They can only
so
handle
I
us
stayed
one
with
night.
them. The problem is those dudes go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like they'll fuck with us and party with us, but at
that
9
was the one
o'clock,
night Scott
Scott.
was like to the
Scott will
moon.
party with us.
not me. That's these dudes.
Hey,
Don't what the fuck? Stop lying.
come on,
Stop
brother.
lying.
When?
Every night.
When? I was partying
You
every
went
night.
hard one night, the wet t-shirt contest. Calm down.
I was at fucking downtown with you guys. The only night I went to bed early was Sunday.
Don't
And that's
mean you
because I was
went
trying to
hard.
get laid.
I think Sunday.
Lucky guy.
Who's like?
No, there was. I think Saturday night was the night you and I were up the last ones, and that was.
Oh, we got wild.
I think that was the night I kept fucking with y'all. I kept coming by
Yeah.
your tent. Is this the
Yeah,
fast life?
Is this
tent,
the fast
whatever?
life? Is that
Dude,
fast life, Jason?
I heard Jace chuckle a couple times, but I heard Britta go.
You mad at motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Terrible.
Oh, that was whoever said about cooking and cleaning.
Hey, meatball, go to bed.
Yeah. Hold
Who
on.
the fuck lets their wife watch this?
I got AT&T Home Manager. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off.
Hey, cook us some pasta.
The women?
And no, I don't think. Actually, speaking of her, no. I don't think she had a bad time. We had a couple For her, it was her first time, so there was definitely some figuring it out. But no, I mean, I think for the most. What do you want me to do? Break up with her on the thing? Now I got nothing.
It's over. It's over.
Why is she watching this?
I wish I could just zoom in right on her.
Anyway, so I love her.
No,
He got stumbled over his words.
she got a speeding ticket on the way back.
Oh, Lord. Shots fired!
Say the same thing.
Watch out, man.
I got a speeding ticket on the way back, too. Old Barney 5 motherfucker.
You know what, though? Hey, I tell you what.
No beat balls for you.
I miss Craig this year. I
Craig
did.
was
Yeah.
Craig got a girlfriend.
That
Yeah.
don't mean nothing. Craig's still Craig.
He's not
I
Turbo
do not-
anymore.
Hey, we
He's
might have
just
to find
fucking
out
Craig.
what might have to find out what his middle name is. He
was-
find out if he needs a demotion. But I did miss Craig. I'm looking forward to seeing
Yeah,
him.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think I saw that he did.
I
go
hope
on
he
a
fucking
couple's
had a
trip,
hard time
like,
without
during
it.
Sturgis,
He did.
which-
He did.
Oh, it's
Kinda
against
stings.
fuck.
It
If you
hurts a
before
little
day
bit.
and goes Sturgis,
If you
bitch.
just say, "Hey, dude, I was
Don't be a
working," I
pussy.
just couldn't do it. Hey, I get it. But then I see
No,
you doing
he was
the boot thing.
He was at home or what? He was in Florida.
I feel like, but at the very end of it, it was like they were embarking on a girl on a couple trip.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
All right, boys.
Damn, it's happening.
All right, I'm going to head out.
I gotta go, guys.
What time's dinner
Somebody
ready,
bust a
Terry Lynn?
flashlight out. Let me fucking show you some stuff. I'll do whatever. Dude. How do I win back some cred?
I fucking dare you.
As long as my wife don't watch it. My wife was like, "Hey, so how hard is it to run the cameras?" I'm like, "It's super hard. It's so hard."
So hard.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be interested.
She been up here for maybe like the ass end of one of ours or something like that.
Yeah, well,
Fucking Lloyd. Craig Lloyd. Get the fuck out of here.
Lloyd.
Hey, fucking dumb and dumber
goddamn
motherfucker.
Lloyd.
Lloyd Christmas over here.
So
Don't make us demote you, Craig.
my
Please
wife,
don't.
she kind of came in here and she was actually on the podcast. The last one I did was Sit Down Steve.
Oh,
She
yeah?
actually like did a fucking a beer. What the fuck is that? Shotgun?
Bomb.
All that
Beer?
shit.
Yeah.
But my wife isn't paying attention to this shit. She's the one over here going like, "Wrap it up, let's go." And I'm like,
Wrap it up, B.
We're still talking. You know what I mean? Like, pay attention. So I can't do it. But no, I don't know. The house is an option, but the thing is that that's a very, very small window of an option. So if it's not figured out by the end of this year, it ain't happening. Straight up. So I'm not opposed to camping, but the problem is with everybody that like, mainly the women, it's like it's. I understand it's uncomfortable at certain times, but it's a way to do this and be cheap.
For sure.
To make it more comfortable, it's going to cost us
So,
more money.
Yeah, well,
just
that's the
say the
Listen.
cons of the campground. Let's say the cons.
6
The
weeks
women.
ago.
This year, the women. And you know what? Let me expand on that a little bit.
6 weeks ago, we churched.
No, I'm
camping
joking.
up
I'm
at this
glad they were there.
campground.
Oh, I love
Heavy.
it.
No,
girl-
I love the campground. I
I
love
love it
camping
too.
there. I'm
The
good
girls
with
had
it.
a good time, all that good stuff. But if I could give them one piece of advice, especially for everybody, now if you've never been there,
Stay home.
nothing. You're not one single night. You're gonna do a bunch of shit while you're there. Not once are you going to homecoming or prom. It's fucking hot. It's windy. Something's gonna happen. So
Right.
don't super fucking trip out about the makeup. Be a little bit more. Just go
On
with
the
it.
go.
Know what I mean?
Jeans
Perfect.
or
And guess
shorts
what?
and sneakers and
most
tees
of the dudes
is
you're up
the
there
look
with
that
have
just
bags.
rock it.
Show
If you
your
want to bring another
butthole.
shirt, you know what? If you're on the fucking bring another shirt, throw it in the bag. If you want to change in the bathroom when you get there, change. But dude, don't fucking trip about your makeup and all that stuff. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Just have a good time. And
Yeah.
that was our only big thing is kind of the
Fair enough.
kind of getting ready thing where it was like.
Never
Yeah,
enough
and I
time
mean-
to get ready.
Sometimes, I mean,
And that's
and
the
it
other
does-
thing,
I
too.
understand how we're all sitting around and then all of a sudden it's a guy thing. The fucking y'all know it. We all know.
Oh, we sit around until we're ready, and then it's like,
Then all
all
of a
right,
sudden-
ready, set, go. Boosh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like a fucking
No
5
fucking
minutes
patience
start-
after
yeah.
that.
I know,
Everybody's
man.
like, do, 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 do.
I know.
Sorry, brother.
But
But and to be fair, like for Tara Lynn or something like that, right? As her first time, it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it goes. And easily something to figure out as you learn because
better
like
learn.
like you're saying when you end up downtown or when you end up at a show or something like that, you're still even half ready or a quarter ready. You're still fucking. You see some of these streetwalkers in fucking Sturgis, like these bitches are rough, like real rough. So you're doing,
I would say
A-okay, baby.
I would say the main thing for the women to do is to understand that this is not like it's a vacation where yes, it's your vacation, but this is a collective vacation. So you have to be mindful of everybody that's there. And sometimes I feel like the women in our groups or our group has a hard time going, all right, let me go ahead and get this shit going because I know there's a lot of people out there waiting to leave, right? It's not like, last minute, sorry it happened this way. I'm sorry that the way that everything lined up for us to leave today did not work out in our favor, but let's just get the fuck done and get on the bike and let's get past this and let's not affect the rest of the day, right? It's just a mindset
And
that
if you rush them in the morning, then they're pissed off the rest of the day.
yeah, and then so it's like,
It's
oh
like,
my God,
calm the
fucking
fuck
drive
down.
home.
We all made it. We're
like-
on the road. Have a good time today.
Like I said, it's a learned thing, though, I think, as well, because the same thing was learned with just our core group. The same thing has been learned throughout the years with the ladies and the extended folks that have come on, too, because until you're really in it, until you realize the pace in which we operate, it's
different from the camp
You
out.
don't
It's a big
understand.
difference.
It's way different because we have a home base. Although we have a home base at our camp there, when we're at camp out, generally speaking, we're not really far away from home base very often.
Sometimes we don't even leave.
No, for sure, and that's what I'm saying. So, but after having done it a handful of times or whatever, so like you were saying, so I'll use Brittany and say Ash as an example, right? They've done it before. They've done it multiple times before, so it's not a surprise. Like literally, Britt had the comment a couple times. She's like, "I'm up and I'm getting ready." But don't fucking like have one of these ready, set, go moments. And I said, that's fine. We'll catch these motherfuckers. But that is a learning experience, right? We don't always have to roll out with 19 fucking bikes.
right.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
can't catch up, or we know where you're going, or where
Exactly.
the
It does
Exactly.
suck when you don't want to lead in the group, huh?
fuck. But you're the world's worst about. Look, let's go. Boom, gone. You
No,
are.
Really, all you have to do is be ready before Jace because he's the one
Yeah.
that's always hanging out
But
and like slow
he's
roll. But
one of
once
the-
he's up, ready,
but-
set, go, let's go.
But like
Just
you
be
said,
ready before he's up.
Once he's up and he's ready, he gets ready quicker than anybody, and he's fucking ready to go. Boom,
Yeah, I
gone.
take a baby powder bath.
Like, you need to wash your stanky ass, motherfucker.
That's why I
That's
want a
so
house.
clean. Yeah. I'd never get up. I'm like, let's just stay here.
Yeah, that would be fucking fun.
This
Hey, what do we do? We
Don't
slept in
give
at
him-
Sturgis for
knock on
5
my
days.
door.
Don't give him a goddamn bubble bath.
No,
Dude, fuck.
Dude,
yeah, you're the last
motherfucker-
person that needs a
best
house.
believe I took one to Winton's house.
That's fucking gay as fuck.
The
I
best
don't know any
one-
man that takes a bath. You're gay.
Hey,
You're
no,
gay.
hey, when you turn 39, talk to me, brother. I get it. You're 33.
Hey, bro, you're not 39 yet. Calm down.
Yeah,
I'm
calm
fucking-
down, brother.
Talk to the 39-year-old over here, motherfucker. Slow up.
Calm down.
Slow up, son.
Calm down. You're elder.
That's right.
You're older. Oh fuck.
I don't know. But the best part about it is, I think that's the learning group travel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody who has traveled solo or say you travel as a couple, right? There's only so much as a couple you can provide one another, right? Jaden, you want to go to Mexico? Okay, cool. 2 people. Ultimately, what ends up happening if you didn't travel with nobody is you have enough of each other or whatever, and you end up meeting people there, and you become friends. So we just bring the friends, and we have to find out everybody's dynamic and how we all travel together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, and sometimes it fucking doesn't. But that's the thing; it is all learning, and that is group travel in a nutshell. Because
It always works between us. It don't always
does.
work between the ladies.
there's a
Yeah.
big difference.
I mean, there's definitely times like on our big trips or our trips period where it's like, man, like I don't, New York was a how many times in New York did we all scatter in different directions, right?
A couple, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, some people want to do this, some people want to do this. Some people are over all of it. They just want to go to the,
Yeah.
I need a bath. Jay needs to jerk off.
It happened twice.
That's real.
Boys, I
It's-
want to interject real quick. I think Trent's officially married now. So
Hey!
congratulations,
Congratulations,
Turtle
brother.
and Marley.
Congratulations, y'all.
Until the next one.
That was Jones, bet.
Jones, 100%.
Should have known it.
Anyways, yeah, I beat off in New York. It's glorious.
It's all right, brother. You guys had a lover's quarrel in fucking Raleigh. Yeah, y'all two. Jace and Cody.
What's a lover's quarrel? What does that mean? I didn't see him naked.
No, you guys had issues when it came to the food at the food court. I talked about it. I think you guys are like fighting. I don't want to eat anything. I want
There
a
was
hot dog.
9 fucking options there, and they said like none of them. Like, calm down, brother. There's 9 options.
That's group travel.
something.
That's group travel.
There was
Jesus
nothing
Christ.
available.
The picky motherfucker.
I had a beer at that one. And I was like, I'm with you. I don't like anything. But when bitch,
It was the most woke options I've ever heard of.
I'll eat a hot tart at the fucking
Woke.
next gas station.
They had burgers.
No, they
had
did not.
Fucking
They did not.
cheesesteaks. They had fucking Chinese food. They had sushi.
They did not have any of that shit.
They had burgers.
did.
There was
I
a
did not
burger
see a
bar.
burger. I
They had
saw- I
like
saw a
Falafels.
They had
like
hot
fucking-
dogs.
They had versions of burgers I did not know how to pronounce.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember
order
seeing a bunch
one,
of
see if you
weird
like it.
stuff, kebabs and stuff, and there was some sort of burger thing, but I remember it being like weird. I was like, no, and it was overpriced. It was like an $18.
But you're right. Generally speaking, it's just so easy with us. It really is.
Us. Look at me now.
Okay.
I'm the captain.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah. There's certain you got to be in a mindset to want to try new shit food wise, right? First off, you can't be hungry.
You always hungry, bro.
Yeah, but
God damn. You don't get 6 meals a day. Fuck, y'all starving this motherfucker.
that hurt. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't even feel like this is my podcast anymore.
You better start bringing on new guests. Start bringing on these comfortable repeats. You're making characters over here.
No, it's I don't know. It like I definitely am very reserved with types of food I eat. But when we're traveling on a bike, like I mean, that day we had to do another 300 miles to get from Raleigh to and we knew we weren't stopping anywhere in between for a meal. So like I wanted
That
to
was
get
the day we were supposed to hit Philly, right?
No, that was the day we were hitting Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, yeah.
So we left, and then Jacob had to get a new exhaust put on his bike because the one broke or whatever.
Cone fell.
Took like fucking 5 hours.
It took a lot longer than because somebody
Went to lunch.
had to go to lunch in the middle of somebody's
that's
trip.
right. The technician went to lunch.
Yeah,
right?
like first off,
Calm
Tobacco
down, brother.
Road, Harley Davidson.
lunch
Whoa, we
ain't
like
that
that.
important.
Jeremy, love y'all, Jeremy.
No, we love Jeremy.
we want-
but
we want
let's not skip over the fact
Fair enough.
you don't fucking do that, sir.
Jeremy, we want that tech fired before we bring another bike to you.
Bring
so.
him, bring
There's
us
only
his
9
head.
people waiting.
Can we?
for this
I'm
bike.
joking. Don't fire the
He had to
dude.
go
No,
get
no,
his
let's
blower.
Fire Jace's brother.
Man, we're in a recession.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to fire nobody.
Hey,
Just bust his balls.
career's on your hands.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tobacco Road, we talked about that on the Big Trip recap, right? About how they have like a fucking hotel floor above
Yeah.
the dealership.
It's the old owner.
Fucking
Fuck,
like
that was
apartment.
Used to be his
badass.
penthouse
Yeah, yeah,
where he used to take
Oh,
sleuts.
so
Fucking,
much cocaine. was
Adam
found in
bought
that
his
thing.
Pan
You
Am
can
there.
tell.
Destroyer Garage or Destroyer.
RG.
RG
Destroyer.
Yeah.
No, that's a sort of. You said,
I asked him.
we
I
missed
said,
Sketchy.
"Jeremy hook you up?" He said, "Yep."
I missed him I missed him, the wife, Sketchy, all those by like a
He-
day.
When he showed up, he was at the hardcore show with us, and he hung out hardcore at the Torque show with us. Dude, like I haven't had a chance to hang out with him much. I met him for the first time at the Down South camp out, and then we obviously got to know them really well when they offered
Crashed
us
at their house. Yeah.
let us crash at their house.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that
He's a
whole,
wild card too.
those dudes are fucking
He's
solid.
badass, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a wild card.
If he don't come to our camp out next year, I'm definitely not. He's
We're not friends no more.
Yeah, we're not friends anymore. But
You're out.
him and his old lady, y'all all need to be there. Or
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
hated
or
that I
fucked
missed
off.
him. Barely missed him at Sturgis. But yeah, just seeing all his footage of getting the Pan America where he's like fuck, I'm just gonna ride on the shoulder for a while.
Which
Like,
is gay as fuck, but I mean, let's
Nah,
be real.
he's-
If we're gonna dog on Larry, we got to dog on him too.
Dude,
I
yeah.
like Pan Americans.
Well, here's the deal. Like, Adam didn't get rid of his bagger
That's
to get a
true.
fucking
That's true.
Pan America.
Step it up, Larry.
Larry just bought
Larry
a fucking
bought a Dyna
Dyna.
lowrider today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in the mood, or
Probably
if
like a
you're,
94
if you're in the
model.
market, if you're in the market for a really clean road glide, dude, look up at him. What is it, RG Destroyer?
He's trying to sell his.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get rid of it now that he's got that one. I
Oh,
think.
that's
Fuck
fucking
me if I'm
gay.
wrong.
I don't think so. I don't think he's solid. I don't think he's solid on.
Then
I
he's
think
selling
he's
another
getting
bike. Maybe
rid
he
of
had
it.
he had a
No, I
cop
think he's
bike or
getting rid of
something.
that. But no, he is selling the cop bike. I think he's willing to get rid of it, but I don't think that it's like to get rid of it to not do something else
No.
like that.
Yeah, he's
You know
gonna
what I mean?
keep
Well, you
that.
should hit him up anyways, just because he's badass. You'll probably
Solid,
end up
yeah,
liking
for
him.
sure.
And if he can sell you one of his bikes, then just all the better.
He was another guy I was bummed that I didn't get.
That's
it
what I
correctly.
just said. Yeah,
Yeah.
super bummed that missed him by like a day.
You
You
faggot
know who's
should've
really
left
been
so early.
solid?
else
You know
we
who?
didn't
Who?
Homie, I didn't.
I saw. We
just missed
passed
him on time.
We passed him.
Pass him.
We passed
on the
him.
road when we was going out to.
Who the
Chip.
fuck brings all their bikes to Sturgis?
Him.
Because he brought all of them. He even brought the ones he don't ride. Like he had the Pan America, the Road Glide. He has the CVO, and then he has like a built one
I
from.
remember he put a post up there
Dirty
that he went to a show where he's like, I was so glad that these guys were able to help me bring all my bikes to a show.
Yeah.
That's some shit right
That
there.
was a Pearwit show, right?
Yeah.
We get
But
it. You're
it's just-
famous.
So, the larger the network gets, the more challenging stuff like that can be. It really is. It really is. But at the same time, when we're traveling, it's a great thing.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is.
So, I mean, Sturgis this year, ultimately, definitely great. I'm glad it's over. It's kind of like it's always one of those things that like it builds so much momentum, and then you know, business wise and friendship wise, I want to get it done and get it over with. And then now, this is my new year. When I look at motorcycles, I look at like now is January for motorcycles. Like everything that you do from here till next Sturgis is kind of like this build up, and then Sturgis is this big party, and then you start over. And
It
for
feels
me,
like that. It
you know.
feels like for the industry, this is almost like the turnover of the
Yeah.
calendar or whatever.
Well,
Because-
I feel like it's the last big bang. Like it's because everything starts in late February, early March, and then Sturgis is like
Yeah, 'cause,
the
I mean, people
last
start-
big bang. There's
for a large portion of the country, they start building for the
now.
next year
Yeah,
in the next month and a half, right?
Yeah.
And everything else is smaller. I guess with the exception of the moved Born Free show, but everything else is smaller. Kind of after the long weekend type shit,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah.
you can just rip to and do what you're gonna do.
Y'all think that bottom comment, you think he's talking shit? Because he's like, oh, has somebody not liked it like a thumb up? Or is he saying like, oh, is anyone else going to like this? Because, yeah, dude, because he can go fuck himself. That's what he's saying.
calm down, brother.
I really don't
Anyways,
care. I don't look at
as
it
far
comments.
as,
I'm sitting here talking to y'all.
I guess, yeah, it is the last big one. But
It is.
There,
And then we
it's
just
not
got
the
all.
last.
There's so much other shit. It's
Dude,
just all.
still, at this point, yeah, focus on your smaller, your regional things.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's going to connect you with people in your town,
Right.
your state, your fucking, like I said, your region, because there's still, I've got something every month the rest of the year.
Correct.
going. You know, actually, I take that back. December is open. I'm sure we'll fill it with something, no doubt. But I've still got some, if not multiple things going that I'm shooting
Yeah.
to do, can do, or there. And yeah, don't think the bike year's over because Sturgis is over by any means. This is
Well, it's
where
not over.
but-
It's just like a reset. It's like you have to. The way I look at Sturgis is like I need to reevaluate everything I'm doing.
It's the last big event of the year.
You know,
I guess.
because you know, in a sense, like you're building a bike to show, and then Sturgis becomes
Oh,
like
yeah.
that fucking is the prom, basically.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Daytona becomes the homecoming, and then Sturgis becomes the prom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, and you have to be realistic too, because we're spoiled in the South for the fact that we have 11 and a half month riding season. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but generally, especially for the northern states, like once August is over, everything else is a question mark.
Yeah.
It might be a long fall. It might not be a long fall. You just don't know. So Sturgis is the last guarantee. You know what I'm saying? It's a trip.
That's crazy.
It's a trip. Because to us, we're entering the best part of our year.
Well,
to me.
I'm going to Big Bend on the Terralingua run.
Don't read it.
Don't read it. Turn your head.
I don't know what he's even saying.
Anyways, that's crazy because I know I'm going mid-October with Adam with FXRs of HTX. He's doing the Terralingua run.
Yeah.
I'm going down there to Big Bend, and it's mid-October. I think he said it'll be about 85. Should be the highs like during the day.
You don't know.
Maybe high
You don't know
80s.
what it's gonna be. It could be.
Yeah,
cold
lows
as
will be
fuck.
cold. Lows will be cold for sure. But
It's not a camping thing.
I
though.
did it in October last
no,
year.
there's little
don't know what's happening.
there's
cold as
trailers
fuck
and
in
a
the morning.
hotel that he's got discounts for everybody on. But
There's a lot more smaller events. Is that what you're getting at?
yeah, that's what I'm saying is it's crazy thinking that you're saying after August, nah,
It's a trip.
the weather when I know I'm going in mid-October to another part of the state and it's gonna be hot. Like you know what I mean? I'm wearing short sleeves with like the fucking thing to not get sunburned over. Like it's,
Or how about a camp out in November?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
or a hood
that-
ride where
you
you'll probably
can't
wear a
you can't
hoodie.
even
That
think
could-
about
that
this shit.
That could be either fucking way though too.
Yeah.
The fucking
November
camp
and
out. Down south
motorcycling-
camp out.
Down south can be.
That could be
anyway.
cold as fuck. Or it could
Exactly, but
be
that's what I'm
nice.
saying. Like
Last year was hot.
November and motorcycling up in fucking I don't know Montana or whatever. They don't. That's not part of the equation. They're saying this is snowmobile season, bro. What you talking about?
We'll go
This
deep
is
quick.
we're not riding. So it is a much different. It's a much different atmosphere way of looking at it. But
This guy, which I want to talk
but
about.
at the same time, you know, I think it
here,
is
Jones.
important. So at this point in time, especially for those in the industry, right, that this is their calendar reset. This is when they kind of turn into what's going to happen in 22 in a lot of ways.
So they
I
start,
can see that being
well, they
like
start
a fiscal
build-
year kind of thing.
Well, they
Big
start
time.
building
Yeah.
for Daytona.
Big
too,
time.
you know.
But at the same time, like you're saying, Jaden, the small stuff, especially regional stuff, doesn't stop. So continue to invest in your regionals. Make your group or expand your group regionally and solidify it even more, right? Because then heading into the next year, into the big ones, then you're just that much stronger. That's how I feel like we've done it year over year over year, because every year we continue to grow, and it's because we don't stop in a lot of ways. So there's times where people come in and out, but that's the reality of it. Is all year, every year we're doing it.
That's the last national event, right? And then from there
Pretty
it's
much.
regional. Then
Pretty
you build
much.
your core group,
And I
which
feel
we've
like
done.
Down south has a lot of fucking momentum this year. And it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a lot of people planning on
Real
going to
weird.
it. So everything I'm planning on from now till November is homie stuff. You know what I mean? Not looking to do a ride with 20. I'm not saying I won't, but I'm looking to do little weekend things, little
Right.
3-4 day things with, maybe 4 or 5 dudes, like smaller things, because I know I'm going to see most of the people, everybody that can make it weather-wise, I know I'm going to see them in November because that's how big down south's going to be. It's
Down south's gonna be huge, man.
I agree.
It's going to be like Francis Scott.
That's gross.
Okay. I agree, but I think there's a big part of that it's similar to Daytona in our little world, right? It's similar to Daytona that some of those cats have been kind of locked up a little bit, so they're still gonna do what they got to do to come through, just like they do for the big one for us in the spring, but. It's not always as easy, quote unquote, easy as it is for us. You know what I'm saying?
The hardest part
'Cause
about
we stay
this
in the
moving
South.
forward is with the abundance of new friends that you get and the amount of new scenes that you want to be a part of. Now Daytona is almost as important as Sturgis. Then we have our camp out. Then we have our trip. Then you have the down south camp. Sorry, I got like beer like filled up right now. It just becomes this whole like scheduled out, planned out thing of just supporting the people that like you don't have to go, but it's like you said, like if you're not there, like you feel like you fucking missed out.
You're putting in the effort for those who are doing the same, and it seems as though like if you were to kind of put it on a calendar, it seems like there has been 3 and probably now 4 events that are heavy in our quote unquote scene, right? And so now it's
yeah.
going to be Daytona, our camp out, Sturgis, and then down south. And
yeah.
those are the ones like you're talking about. The hardcore show was all the fucking guys that we see and we
Yeah.
fuck with on the internet and all that. That's basically it. It's those same people putting in the effort for all those people in person and lacing it out so everybody experiences what they want to out of getting what they can out of each other.
You take those 4 events. Now we're in Texas, and all 4 of those events, other than our camp out, which is only 200 miles away, is over 1,000 miles away from our house.
Every single one of them.
And then you add in the fact that we do our trip, which is usually some 2-week
5,000
endeavor.
Plus.
Like now you have
we don't do
5.
shit.
You have 5 events spread out through a year,
Right.
but realistically, starting in March and ending in November.
We were at Softails. We don't do shit.
Is that what it says? Seems like you ride Softail so you don't do anything, or is, I don't get the question. I don't want to talk shit or anything. I don't understand it.
Step into a bagger. Seems like most of y'all on. Yeah, we are on. A lot of us are on Softails because we like them and they are fucking spectacular. That's why.
Yeah.
Will some of us eventually get baggers? Probably. Is there a rush to do so? No, because we've clearly proven that our Softails are very, very capable to do
They fuck.
significant amount of
what's
mileage.
the M8 Softail lowrider? What is it? Best motherfucker. You're hammering. You go.
Oh.
Best motherfucker.
motherfucking bike you can buy.
Harley ever made.
Yeah. I'm the new FXR guy, bitch. Fuck around, find out.
Oh,
I mean, don't get me
make
wrong. Like,
Softail
eventually, I'd love to
fucks.
have a full dresser and the
Yeah.
Softail and an
guy's
adventure.
full.
I'd love to
Performance
have
baggers
all.
are gay.
I really would, but I mean, let's be real. That like anybody who knows
Right.
us and has actually followed along with what our storyline is, essentially understands that nobody's here is just fucking rolling in it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
We're one bike guys for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Speak for yourself.
and we really don't care what you
He's
ride.
He's not.
He
has
is
a
a
more
one bike
expensive
guy.
bike.
He has the biggest waste of money sitting in a goddamn shed.
Cobwebs.
Yeah.
Keep the fuck up.
I want 2022 to be the year of the big wheel for Cody. He just
might ride
he
that
puts
bitch.
the other
Bring
one in
it
the
back.
fucking shed and he brings out the white buffalo and
tell
just
you
rolls out.
If I
with
still have it by Sturgis next year, I'll ride that bitch at
okay,
Sturgis.
okay, I bet you'll still have it. So
You know
On
what's
record.
fucking awesome? You know what would be awesome about that? Is everybody would fucking be stoked to see you. pull
For
up
sure.
on it.
100%.
There'll be like this weird thing, like Big Will baggers are over, but all of a sudden Big Will Cody pulls up, everybody's like, "Fuck yeah, hell yeah!"
He'll
You know
win
what I mean?
all the shows because it'll be the only one.
The performance
Also-
baggers, and then still
Also, we're gonna need to get a bigger house because of his bike only.
It takes up 2 spots.
Your company's paying for the house.
Do I have to pay for 2 spots?
Yeah, you gotta pay for a truck at the
Is this a
campsite.
car, it's a car spot? Oh man, no no, but it gets complicated, right? Because you can clearly put out 5 events that for me at least, and not everybody, but for me at least, those 5 events dictate my free time for the rest of the year,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And,
Those are the ones you're definitely going to make it to.
Yeah, and I mean for me
Really?
with like doing podcasts and stuff, it's like fuck, man, like I can't go to Daytona and do podcasts. It's not the place. You know, like we're gonna go to Daytona and party everywhere, and then try to fucking set microphones up and be serious for a minute.
Not at all. Ain't
Nah,
happening.
Shit show, but
Daytona
it
is straight party. No
Yeah.
riding, straight party. You might not, you park your bike, you could fucking Uber everywhere.
That's why I like it. It's like I don't know who in motorcycle gods allowed 2 events to take place in Florida in the same year, but it basically starts in Florida and ends in Florida
It's
every
a
year.
big difference, or it's a big time apart, for sure.
The only thing that sucks is that we're going there in September. Gotta go back and
Well, we're flying.
yeah, man,
Believe
For-
me, it's-
fortunately.
it sucks.
still sucks.
Dude, the down south camp out was, you know what? Like, you guys didn't get a chance to go, but honestly, like, just my honest opinion about it,
It's another party spot too.
not even the destination, the entire ride there was so much different than anything I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? Because
Y'all linked up with Arkansas guys
linking
on
up
20, right?
yeah, pretty much linking up in Jackson, Mississippi,
Right, and headed
So-
south from there.
So basically, you cut a 1,000-mile trip in half, as opposed. So you're basically linking up with all your homies, right? And then
500 miles.
and then everywhere you land, there's more homies there. So
Yeah.
we landed in
Was it a shit
Florida,
show?
Florida, Bama. No, it was fucking. It was great.
Oh,
The
really?
only thing that was
Oh,
bad
really?
about
People
day
riding
two.
fucking
really?
stupid.
No, it was
Y'all
pretty
didn't
good.
run out of gas?
That was on my back.
That
was on my back.
Oh, my machinist.
100%.
Oh, fuck. He didn't run out of gas, though.
He's the one who ran out of gas.
Is that right?
Oh, I thought it was that other dude.
Who did?
Justin?
Justin did?
Yeah.
No, it was the other dude.
I thought
With-
Justin ran out of
no,
gas.
no, it
He
was-
took the wrong turn.
No, it was the ape hanger dude that had the stereo.
Ryan.
Ryan that ended up.
Yeah.
Where's Ryan been? He was heavy for a minute. And I
He's
haven't
Chef
seen-
Boy RD in it, bro.
He is. Shit.
That's what I heard.
But anyway,
He's a chef.
the down south camp out, if you do it the way that we did it, I don't know what it's like for the people that don't do the way that Craig set it up, but doing it that way
It helps us.
makes the event way different because you don't looking at like, fuck, I have 1,000 miles to get to this spot at Inglis, Florida, right? No, I have 300 miles to meet up with all my homies.
And then
And then we're going to smash 300 miles
or 300 to a party spot.
to a party spot.
Crash
And we're
for the
going to
night.
fucking rage all night. So I enjoyed the ride there, but the problem is that he made this long ride to get to the actual camp out. And there was a part that we
Y'all-
definitely could have cut out.
Y'all did
There
by
was
the
another part
coast,
that was
right?
worth it.
Like coastal stuff?
Y'all
or
did
what?
Yeah.
the coast shit instead of taking the interstate, right?
I mean, I'll
Fuck
ride
that.
coast. I like coast.
What bitch you think you're the only one that's got sponsors? It's like my third T-shirt.
What the fuck?
Anyways, down south camp out, November 5th through whatever the fuck Craig said.
What the fuck?
You're like the Ari Shafir of this podcast.
Yeah, no, this is my third shirt. I walked in with the Lexus one. I switched to the S&S. Now I can't wait for y'all to say something. That was my.
I
was
didn't
gonna
see
What
it.
bitch you think you're the one with sponsors?
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
And then yeah, Matt
Be
cranked us as
memorable.
I walked in. I was like, oh, they're talking about Craig's camp out. Hold on, I got that one too.
This motherfucker came prepared.
Ready.
Prepared.
Well,
That's
dude,
why
with
he
you
was
dudes,
late.
I didn't know.
Are
I
you
figured
already
one of y'all would
sleeping
have
in your
I figured one of y'all would have a Lexan shirt. So
Why? Because I love Lexan? Because I really do.
it's a pub. Well, I've got
I do.
kind of one of the coolest pictures of my
talking
life
about
with y'all
Sturgis.
both wearing the same T-shirt. So don't.
Did you have
Did I
one
send
on?
you that one?
You
That
had
was
one on
Sturgis.
earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've switched.
It's
like-
dope, right?
Shirt.
I dug it.
I sent him that as
got
one of
two
my. I was
shades.
like, these are like one of my top
Yes,
3
fuck.
favorite ones of the year, and I still didn't buy one.
That's good.
Looks like a Sega logo.
I remember my first Harley shirt.
It does.
It does, right?
It does.
Sonic.
Sonic for
Still
days.
tight though.
I mean,
Still
I dig
fucks
it.
though.
Talking about Sturgis, thought I'd break it out.
That's good. I bought a
I bought
hoodie.
2 shirts.
I bought a hoodie in Sturgis. No, a sweatshirt.
Hoodies.
I
Oh,
regret
you
it.
bought that one from the Harley shop?
Yeah, the one. It's like an OG Harley logo on the front.
All right, Chop.
Hey, Chop's my boy, man. We're homies
Hey,
now.
he's cool. He's cool as fuck.
He gets killer fucking content.
Dude,
man.
how the fuck does like that dude get into all the coolest places to take pictures? All of a sudden, he's hanging out with Yellow Wolf, taking pictures of all that
He
shit. I'm like,
takes good pictures.
I didn't get
Step your
invited.
game up, brother.
Fuck, man, I got to.
He,
I
dude,
mean,
he fucking looks cool.
has he
too.
ever
Let's
rode-
be honest.
Has he ever
fucking
rode
looks
with Yellow
cool.
Wolf? Did you get the moon glasses or what?
I don't know.
And speaking of him, just as far as a segue, somebody brought it up about the FXR show, the
Don't
Bell
know,
Brawl.
man.
So last year, I didn't really pay attention to it. I was whatever, hanging out with people at the show. Oh yeah, dude, they're doing wheelies and stuff. Seen it before. This year I went down to it. So awesome, man. So badass. We all hung out in the Lexington tent with Mark and them, but
The brawl?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
insane,
Fucking
man,
awesome.
insane. Just all those guys.
How fun was it watch it? Like that's the first. Like we've all got to know Sit Down Steve pretty well, right? How fun was it seeing him nervous?
I mean, he actually was pretty nervous. Actually, going.
Here's the
into
deal, because I
I
got
love that dude more and more every time I hang out.
Yeah.
He's a
You
good
have to
dude.
figure when it comes to stunt shows, that's basically the
Yeah.
pinnacle. That is
That's
the
it.
Super
That's
Bowl.
it.
That's the one that
That's
everybody's
the-
trying
yeah,
to be at.
exactly.
And I think almost it's hard to say, but almost to a detriment because so many people want to be there. Their lineup was big, really big. 26 riders in the preliminaries or the first round or whatever.
I will say
that is
they
a
need,
lot.
They need to not cut down the
Even
amount of
if
riders
they're-
that want to be in it, but they need to cut down the time lapse that it takes to.
No, it should be an invited thing. Like people should do something all year to get to a point of being invited to attend. So there's only like 12 riders, and then you can do it.
But here's the difference,
the hard
right?
thing about it is
I think
all
so
26
many
riders there were bad.
They were outstanding, and I think that's the other thing.
Oh,
They're bad.
Steve.
I mean, he's kind of gay,
But kind of
the other 25 pretty bad motherfuckers.
if we're being honest with like the 30 and below crowd, right? Because that's mainly what most of these cats was. The cool thing is not what we do, right? The cool thing is not mileage.
At that point in time,
the
it's
cool
what they
thing
fucking
is
do.
thrashing up bikes and doing stunts and all that. And that's why I think there's so much of an influx in that scene, as well as the quality of talent. Like there's 26 riders in this show. There probably could have been more with the fact that there's so much talent out there in the stunt community. And that's where it becomes challenging, because even if, because they had 2 minutes on the course, if they would have went 2 minutes back to back to back for 26 riders, that's still like an hour and a half straight. Not to mention anybody who wrecks, anybody who fucks up, the showmanship in between. One cat burned down 2 tires on 2 bikes, and he fucking like ruined the track for like 30 minutes for everyone. Like it is a big undertaking, and then add to the fact that it's a competition, right? So these guys are not only going head to head and putting on a show, but they're competing against the best of the best.
Yeah.
So you have that whole big first round, and then it's, hey, we got to take a break and have a half-hour intermission, and then come back, and then it's going to be the top 5. That's a big fucking day.
Yeah, to go
That's
from
from
20
from the
to
FXR,
5.
Yeah, that's a
a
really
big one.
big day. So, I don't have the solution. I'm not in that world, but at the same time, there's a reason why all those guys were there, and it gets to be really big. It gets to be really big. You get the highlight show on the internet, but actually being there in person and taking it all in one after one after one. Like you say, it's interesting seeing Steve's nervous, because that's not how he is.
Yeah, it's not how I've noticed. I've
those
known him.
are the best of the best. His peers, those guys are outstanding out there, and it was fun to watch. It was really special.
There's like some kind of weird. I don't know if it's weird. There's just some. My relationship with Steve, to me, is a weird growth, right? To where like when he first did the hood ride with us last year, like I'm like, I don't know if I like this guy. Straight up. You know,
There's
like
a different crowd though.
like I didn't like, I liked him, but I didn't know like how, like whatever.
He's
and
got the stunner vibe.
he does have a stunner
is a
vibe.
different vibe.
And the
They're all
stunt
wild cards.
riders
one of
are
them.
fucking wild human beings.
But
Like,
Steve is also similar to our age. I
Yeah.
think that's the difference.
so I think that there's like something that kind of started to show more face at our camp out, where I had more of a connection and maybe an appreciation because of how much he made our camp out better. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. You know, like now I'm looking at you differently now than like some dude that pissed in my studio a couple months ago. You know what I mean?
But okay, so let's say this: Justin brought it up while we was there at the Hardcore Shackle show.
The what show?
Hardcore
There's more electrolyte in that vodka, man.
No, this one's stout as fuck. But no. So he said, let's just do a meetup. Quit fucking giving away trophies, right?
Yeah.
Get the fucking big head vibe out of there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing that goes on in the stunt world. They all get there and they want to show each other off or whatever. Just put on a fucking stunt show. Yeah. Why you gotta fucking?
I think that like
why you gotta
Steve,
give away trophies and all that bullshit?
I think that
you
Steve
know?
does excel in his personality, makes his stunts great.
Oh, for sure.
You know, but it's the same way I think that like Sea-Bear, you know, doesn't have much of a personality. Now, I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's just a very quiet individual, very reserved.
Yeah.
So it's like you got a guy like Steve who can hold court essentially.
Yeah.
And then
talk
you have
shit and then go stunt on the bike. You know?
yeah, have fun. You know,
Right.
put Justin on the back and do some wheelies down the fucking road.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I actually haven't officially met him, but we were at the Lexington, and he walked in to get a shirt. Like I heard him talking to Mark, yeah, whatever. He comes out of the little the fucking little trailer thing they have right behind the tent. He's got a shirt in his hand, and I kind of pulled on. I go, "Hey, bro, that's my shirt." Like, real serious. And he just had this look like, "Fuck, man." I go, I'm just fucking with you, dude. And man, he laughed like a hearty laugh. I just walked up, Sea-Bear.
Yeah.
I was like, I figure everybody's probably like,
He's like, I run this game, motherfucker.
I was like, let me just tell him this my shirt real quick. Fuck with
No,
me.
yeah, he's
and, dude, fucking super
I'm
nice.
sure-
Yeah, he laughed real hard.
I'm sure he's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So he's just real quiet. He's not like Steve. You know?
I want to say Saturday, I went to the Legends because Chilean Life was doing like a meet and greet there for everything. And Sea-Bear was there. I'm like, hey, man, Jace, again. He goes, yeah, I remember you. I was like, Durango last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like, so, Lexington's wanting you to do our hood ride this year. He goes, yeah. They talked to me about that. I'm like, cool, well, all right. And
That's
that
it.
was it.
That's it. Yeah.
And that was all. That was, I don't.
He's super conservative, man, but when he gets on that bike, he fucking
He
thrashes.
was
it,
in
man.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Word.
No.
We were at that bar that
He
girl
thrashes
stripped
it.
off.
Yeah.
He didn't hear a word.
No, yeah, okay. I'm sure we've already talked about this. So, strip club shuts down, 4 a.m.?
Yeah, we're there.
We walk across to this little taco shop or pizza shop across the way.
Us and the stunt guys.
Joe Kidd
Oh, that was
and
when the fight.
Joe
went on.
Kidd and Sit Down Steve are having a punching bag match on the punching bag machine.
By the way, Sax beat Sit Down Steve.
He did
Yeah.
in Houston.
And Joe Kidd.
In Houston.
And Joe
I
Kidd.
think Sax is the reigning champ.
And,
I know Joe.
He beat Joe. He beat Joe at
It's a touchy
Strokers,
subject
right?
with Joe,
Yep.
but I think Sax is technically
So-
he's got it at Strokers.
We're there. No shit. This fight breaks out.
Oh, is this the one?
Seabear's like just sitting in this chair, like waiting on his pizza or something. There's a fight going on in front of him. He's just like, no fucks given, not a laugh, not a smirk, not nothing. He's just like, I'm either waiting on my pizza.
Oh, that's the titty video that
Oh yeah.
Sit Down
Oh
Steve.
yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
standing on the bar.
4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you two
Oh,
fucks
yeah.
are standing next
Oh
to each
yeah.
other. That
Yeah,
was
we
the
were
best
right
part.
there. Joe
I think
finally,
you had your hands in your pockets and you're just
Yeah.
looking like a
Joe finally breaks it up. You know, it's like God.
They
damn.
kick everybody out. We're just spectating.
Oh, the bitch was. Yeah, she was pissed. Get the fuck out of
We want
here.
pizza. She don't stay.
You know what though?
But
It's
I'm-
got to be like a microcosm in that world. In so many ways, like very similar in what we do. We have cats that are a little bit more serious in a lot of ways, or maybe even reserved, and they're still putting down the same miles as the guy that's going to be out till the sun comes up. And they're doing all the drugs on Earth, and they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the same. I'm not naming it. I'm just saying, like,
I feel
it's
attacked.
got to be a similar dynamic because you go. I guarantee you go over to Camp Zero. You got the guys they're like the brawls tomorrow, so I'm going to bed. I'm getting focused. I'm getting lasered up.
No,
and you got
you're thinking
no,
totally opposite, brother.
no. I'm
I
saying
promise you.
okay.
I've seen Instagram Live.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then there's also going to be the guys that the show is not the brawl. The show is the camp out. The show is the
Yeah.
people in the people.
Okay.
You know, if I can jump my bike into the fucking pond, then that's what it's going to be because that's the real connection or that, you know what I'm saying?
So I get followers.
It is a different type of a
Set a
world
fire,
or
let me
interaction.
jump it.
Yeah. Let me
But
burn
that's-
my fucking forearm up to
I'm not
get followers.
there's no shade or anything because it is all part of the moto world that we all do, but I do think that there's
This is our
it-
generation.
it's more of a
We got
generational
all
thing.
kinds
Exactly.
of shit. Like, there's going to be all kinds of dudes,
It
but
takes
we're a
all
whole
kinds.
fucking generation.
It takes
Yeah,
all kinds.
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
we spoke
Well,
about.
we're not
I think
gonna-
we spoke about it before in the fact that like we are not Winton and his crew yet, right? Just like those guys
We're
are
not the
they
Grady
don't
and
do
the
what
Go
we're
Fast,
doing.
Die Young,
It's,
or
it's
what is it?
different.
But we're
So
also
when the
not
stunt
to jump
guys
our
are-
mini
what is
bikes
it
over
called?
shit.
No,
for
exactly.
either.
Exactly.
That's, dude,
Go
but
fast,
everybody
don't
has
die.
their spot.
Exactly, and that's the thing. As long as it's all open arms and like big love, then all of it is welcome. You know,
Yeah.
there's no posturing. There's no like super flex. Let's
Unfortunately,
have fun and have a good
unfortunately, I
time.
think there is posturing and I
I
feel
agree.
I feel I'm
I think
guilty
it's
of that as
gross.
well.
Of course there is.
And the reason why is that like, I was explaining this to some people the other day. It's like, and I don't mean any bad thing, but this is just pure numbers and observations, right? When we started our bike night we separated from certain types of demeanors of what people wanted to do with their bikes. Right? That's what separated us. Right? When it was us and DFW Dino Crew, right? And I'm not trying to talk shit, so let me just preface that. I'm just saying that we had different ideas of what we wanted to do on our bikes, and that's what separated us.
Right.
Now, the DFW Dino Crew has a amazing stunt culture in Dallas. They kind of own that shit.
Right.
And that's great.
Yep.
And we
We're
have
supportive
created
of that
more
in the same
of a travel
Adventure
on bikes
yeah.
kind of culture. That's what it is, right? But those separations because we see things differently.
Right.
Now, when you take a group like us and our podcast and our brand, and then you put us next to a brand like the Go Fast, Don't Die guys, the Grady Till Death, whatever, and I'm not talking shit about him either.
No.
His crowd is different than our crowd.
They like to tear shit up.
I don't even know if it's so
I
much.
got to get home on my bike. I can't tear it up.
I don't even know if it's so much that. I think that, and once again, I don't mean this in a bad, like a shit-talking way. I feel like more of it is a show while you're at Sturgis rather than being confident and being – I feel like we tried to show as much love to the dudes that fucking just nutted up and rode to Sturgis, and they're getting love on this podcast, like Ian and RD and Trey and Josh and all these other people, right?
Yeah.
And all
Rennie.
those dudes, like, we're just showing love because they did it. And I'm glad that it's a small group of people instead of like, oh shit, 400 people came to fucking to today's end, and now we're like, who the fuck are all of you?
But
you know what I mean?
If I can be devil's advocate, I do think Brady and the Go Fast Don't Die, like those dudes do help push it forward. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're I would say more effective than a fucking Harley ad some kid sees on TV a lot of times. You know, some kid stumbles, some dude's on the fence about riding,
they're pushing
and all of a
their
sudden he
aspect.
stumbles
They're
upon
not
their
pushing
shit on
riding
Instagram, and he
bikes.
goes, "I can get into this."
They're pushing
all I
being
gotta do,
crazy though.
yeah, dude,
they're necessary.
Okay, well, like I said, whatever it takes. But he's helped pushing you know what I mean? He's helped pushing it forward. And
exactly.
It may
I
not be
agree
exactly
with
what
that.
we
So-
do, but they do have an intrinsic value, and I
No,
think they
for
bring
sure.
something to
For
it.
sure, yeah.
Like I said, the ultimate goal is that it's all love when we see each other somewhere, and it is. Fuck, what are we, fucking Sam Crow and Mayans? It's dumb. I mean, we all fucking hug it out. We're all fucking nerds.
Hey,
But,
Redwood
uh,
original
Same genre, but
motherfucker.
it's a sub-
But yeah, it's a different part. And
I think that but I think that what happens is like ultimately his message is
Prospect.
very. His message makes
he
sense.
played it right. He didn't look.
Yeah, you don't look. His message is also getting people on the bikes, like you just said. I think that the only defining factor is that people themselves like are tribal, and so
Yeah.
they like, you know what? I like the Fast Life podcast, and he's saying this, and you're in the Grady Don't Die or whatever the fuck his name is thing. He says this, and you're like, I don't agree with you because this is the one I didn't. You know what I mean? It's like no, like,
God almighty.
What is
see
it?
that?
What is it?
What was-
Nutsack?
But here-
Jones's balls.
here's the deal, though.
Was that in the camera?
No,
I hope so.
Jay's big
Fucking
head.
Jason
blocking it,
Big
yeah.
Head blocking balls.
there you go.
Hey, your balls ain't big enough.
No, but here's the deal: is although you may not agree with people, because quite frankly, you're never going to agree with everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody's
for
entitled to their opinion, and you
Even your
should not agree with
Best fucking
everything.
friends are
Exactly.
not gonna do it.
So as long as there is a mutual respect, it's similar concept to like how we respect Tulane and they respect us, right? We
Yeah.
do the same type of stuff, but they're generationally different than we are.
Yeah,
and it is a respect thing, understanding that, like you said, Jaden, we are propelling the future of motorcycling, right? We are passing that torch, and understanding that as opposed to we need to either be together or we need to fight. It is, we can have differences, and
Yeah.
although there might be some divide or like regional things, that type of thing, when it comes down to it, nobody's trying to scrap up with
all
everybody's
the
talking
same
about love because everybody's doing the same shit. It's just in a different manner.
It's
And
like a high
that's
school.
all it is. So it's a
Well,
mutual
Any high school has
appreciation.
different groups,
So you
right?
feel like
This is like a high school that everybody fucking chose
Yeah.
to go to and goes out of their way to attend. So even though you
How
got the chopper dudes, these dudes, this dudes, but guess what? We're all fucking there together. And at the end of the day, man, if you're not able to just have a beer with dude in any other genre, and
Yeah.
then man, I don't really want to fuck with you. Yeah, then
How many
you're-
times have we been together and we got in a fight? Or
Never,
or
because
never.
it's like I said, it's
'Cause
not a.
it's always a common interest
Yes,
deal. Like it's
it's-
like everybody's
no,
on the same page.
there's no
We're not getting in a
beef.
fight.
There's no
We're not
beef.
putting up with no bullshit.
Regardless
but
of how
nobody's
drunk I
bringing
get
no
on this podcast and yell at people across the country,
nobody's
there's
bringing no
beef,
bullshit
dude.
neither
This is-
to
yes.
the to the group. So
The Fast Life podcast said that you are hell yeah brothers, and you're not welcome here.
No, dude.
take your ape hangers and shove them up your ass.
No, let's go listen to some ZZ Top together. I'm sure you got a fucking wild ass story you can tell me. Doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Yeah, it
I don't
doesn't
fucking dress in cool
matter.
shit either, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, let's talk. Let's hang out.
Dude. So what are we gonna do next year, man? Not next year, but like we still have a stacked schedule for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah. So if y'all want to get into that again,
Only thing
Adam FXR. So we're in August. The next thing. Okay,
if you're not
we got-
camping out in Big Bend, then fuck off. If you're going back to that Sanderson hotel, then that's gay as fuck.
So we're
You gotta
doing.
camp in Big Bend or stay in Terralingua and rent out the fucking hotels there.
So we're in August. Next month is September. As far as my calendar and what I know of in September, you got Rennie's Lone Star Camp Out that I believe is that middle weekend. Forgive me, I don't have the exact dates. Look it up. Easy Rider Cycles.
North Austin, right?
Somewhere
Is that
along
north?
that.
Yeah, it's like northeast.
And it'll be a
Yeah.
first year event. Man, I want to go to it so bad, but I can't swear I'm in. The weekend after that, I think it's like the 22nd ish. That's
We're
nitty
gone.
gritty.
We're gone.
That's September, the end of September. That's the nitty gritty show
I
in
thought that was
Conroe.
always in October.
Nitty gritty moved down to September.
I thought it was
It's
always
like the
in
last
October.
weekend. And said,
We're gonna be gone to Florida that weekend.
Yeah, we're doing like a vacation where we take our chicks. What's that called?
A vacation
Okay,
with
yeah.
your chicks.
so 17th, 18th, 19th is Lone
We're
Star.
not
you
taking our
nerds.
bikes. So what is that called?
Sentence, yeah.
What'd you say?
A sentence. That's what it sounds like.
What days?
17th, 18th, 19th of September. That's when Rennie's the Lone Star Camp Out is.
Okay.
And man, again, it's Eagle Pass. I think sounds right.
Apache Pass.
Apache Pass. Somewhere close to, fairly close to
It's
Austin. Hill
north-
Country.
north
It'll
or
be
north-
beautiful. It'll be
Yeah.
beautiful. The very next weekend, Friday 24th, 25th, and 26th. That's Nitty Gritty, which will be in Conroe.
That's the weekend we're
At the
going.
same saloon, I think.
Backwoods Saloon.
Yeah, it's Mike
We're-
and Eric's thing. It's
Yeah, we're
fuck,
going
dude,
that weekend.
it's rad.
That
If you can
sucks.
go.
Damn, why'd they move it from October to September?
It wasn't November. It was late
November. Yeah, it was cold.
And
as
weather
fuck.
had been a motherfucker the last
Well,
couple of
October
years.
would have been perfect though.
So, and then fast forward to October. I'm not saying there's not other stuff going on, but the only thing I have on my personal calendar highlighted is the Terralingua Run, October 15th through the 17th, Friday through a Sunday. FXRs of HTX. He's got a post out there. I'm about to get on it as far as, hey, reserve your fucking trailer or whatever.
Push. That's a push.
It's but what actually from Dallas, it's like 580 miles or something. It looks like it's on the
yeah,
other side of the
for
world.
real.
It's not that far, man.
I want to do it pretty bad,
I've
but
done it. I mean, I've done it, but
I want to do it. I just
Sounds like a dog's coming up, right?
oh shit, right? Did you bring your dog with you?
And that's it, man.
Sue's
That's
panting.
I've got the Terralingua Run, and then the Down South Camp Out, November 5th through the 7th, and
Nobody
that's
needs to go to that.
That's the only shit I have hardcore colored in for 2021 left. Those three things.
are y'all
that
gonna
are
try to
really-
make down south or what? Because y'all didn't make it last year.
Calm down.
I'm not excited.
We were in
went to-
Tarpon.
I just went to his house in September.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm ready to go back in November.
We're gonna see what we can do because I don't know. We're gonna see what we can do.
I literally rode down to down south camp out and then literally drove back down 4 weeks later. For
That was
a fucking
gay.
Show.
You should have flew to Wheels of Steel.
That's your job, though, bro.
Fuck me, right?
We do this shit for fun.
Why didn't you fly to Wheels of Steel?
Because I don't know. Like
'Cause I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Same
really,
reason you make your
You
wife
don't like
drive
to
to
fly.
Sturgis.
I don't really like
You
flying,
don't
man.
like flying, do you? When's the last
I
time
don't-
you
I
was
don't-
on an
I'm not
airplane?
like-
So you rather
I
ride
was in
14
airplanes-
hours in a car than be there in 2
Oh,
hours?
wait, you went to go get your bike
Yeah, I flew to Milwaukee, but
before that
I don't know, man. Look,
Way
I
back
used to fly a couple.
to
I used to
NorCal.
fly.
you used to
Yeah,
go,
I would
right?
fly once a month to NorCal, but I don't
It's
know,
been a
man.
minute though.
Ever since the mask thing and like
Oh,
the
man.
airlines.
I mean, it's
Calm down,
stupid.
calm down, brother. You wear a mask for 2 hours and you're there.
That last
Not always.
Not
down
always
south.
what?
That was my first.
Flying
1K.
out
It's
down
like,
me
hey,
both.
you want to fly and be the most uncomfortable you could ever be in your life for 2 hours, or drive and just like wear like just fucking your balls are hanging out of your shorts
for
like,
16 hours.
I'm good with it. I'm good with
I'll
it.
take the 2 hours.
There's
I'll
a
take
big
the 2 hour
difference. There's a big
uncomfortable. Yeah.
I'll even say this year
Absolutely.
because of like the way that we did Sturgis and the unique difference in our travel. It was so much quicker, in a sense, to just roll in the truck versus so like we left the same morning, right? I think you left an hour or two after we did, but we got home probably 7 or 8 hours before y'all, and we took basically the same route.
Chris Gollop,
But
I love you.
it's-
I love you,
were
brother.
on bikes, and we were. In
I was
a
riding
truck.
with an FXR. We were stopping every 80 to 90 miles on the dot.
Fuck
At
them
one point, we
fixers.
went like 103, and he was freaking out. Like, he had gas in the back. It wasn't the end of the world, but he was letting us know, dude,
Gas in the
I need fucking gas. So we were literally stopping every 80 to 90 miles. It was to the point where me and Trey,
They have a smaller gas tank. Are they like a?
it's like a 3
4 gallon?
three
They
something
get
like
about
that?
125. He has an SNS motor in
Yeah,
his shit, so he's probably getting like
low.
120 or less.
But just the tank though, is it? So ours
It's
are
like
all what?
almost
5
4
gallons?
hours.
Still
All I
a
know
four
is
gallon
most
tank.
of
Like
the stops that
3.8.
we did, Trey and I were about half a tank
Really?
and didn't even get gas. And we were just
Honestly,
kind of
that is one of the things I hope you guys get on a bagger soon.
Fuck you! Why don't you
That
come
was-
to a
and
sawtail?
I'm ready to stop after
Whatever.
120, so y'all can fuck off.
I'm not full.
I want to go 270
I'm not full blown
miles.
talking shit.
I don't
because
want to do that,
Enjoy,
but the difference between doing 150-mile stretches sometimes fucking changes.
120, I'm ready to get my
It
fucking
changes
ass
the game,
off
brother.
that bitch. Anyway, unless we're going
But
through
you're
a
the
couple small
only
towns
bagger.
where I can stand up on the
I mean, I guess
pegs.
Jaden can now be
Fuck
classified in that, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it just
It's the same
At some point, you just
frame.
It's bigger. You know, the bigger gas tank. And
You have a
can
6
do
gallon tank, right?
It's a 5.5, basically.
But it
Pretty much.
I'm usually a fan of stopping as soon as anybody wants to stop. But there was a bit of, man, I could have kept going.
Maybe
hey,
90.
coulda got-
Yeah.
Right,
got
with
a
a
few
sports
more out
dream.
of it.
There's a vibe though, like you
120,
got to get
130
to.
is good.
Let's
You
put it
know-
this way: what you're saying, as far as the whole length of the trip, I think if it was just Trey and I, which I wouldn't change it for anything, but if it was just Trey and I think we could have knocked a couple hours off of that, just because I think we would have kept, just the.
Yeah. I mean, I surprise myself sometimes whenever I can literally do 140 or 150 miles,
Right.
literally pull over and get gas and
peace.
never even get off the bike
Right.
and just turn it on or put gas in it, turn it back on.
Totally different.
See,
when
I
you're by
don't.
yourself.
I don't have a ton of those. in
Totally
me
different
because
when you're by yourself.
When I get gas,
I
at
can
least
do
want
like
to get off.
one,
Go
I
take a
can do like
piss.
one of
Give me
those,
5
and then I
minutes.
need to stop. So I actually did that like on the way back from Gunnison. I stopped. I rode from Gunnison to Interstate 25. I gassed up there, and then from there all the way to Clayton, which is right before you hit Texas. I stopped and got gas. Never got off the bike. We stopped there before on the way up north. It was like the first stop in New
Just
Mexico.
outside of Raton.
No, before we get to Raton.
Right.
What is going on?
And so I stopped there, got gas, and I was like, never even got the bike because I was looking for an Allsips. So I jumped back on the
Another
bike.
thing that's church stuff.
Shitty ass
Shitty ass
burritos.
fucking
He
I
thinks
Allsips.
jumped
so
back on the
good.
bike and I did another 30
Everybody
miles.
in East Texas has those fucking fried burritos. He thinks they're so goddamn good.
They call patio in the store. Where
With their
they sell- yeah.
goddamn shitty ass sauces they give you.
Since it's FXR
The
Friday, I
best.
do want
Get
to
you
give
some
Chris a shout out.
Donettes, so you ain't
His fucking
shit.
his FXR fucking ran like a top the entire way down. In fact, my battery terminal came loose again. Like we're getting gas,
Did it
and I
really?
would start
Again?
Oh motherfucker! I was like, "You got a screwdriver, Andy?" Like my bike needed attention more than his. His shit ran flawless the
I can't
entire
believe
way.
your
So
shit came loose again. After he tightened it in Keystone.
You know how fucking cool it feels to like see you having a problem. You're like, what's going on? And you're like, nothing. And I'm like,
I need to trade it in, dude.
1 second. I come back with a fucking multi-tool. All right. Man, get it off. Get the seat off. Take this off. And then start it.
Boom.
All right,
Boom, chakalaka.
click my shit back together, throw it on my back, let my wife fucking like, oh baby, I love that.
Rub my
I love
tit,
how
bitch.
I love how like
you
you
just solved
fix
that
it.
problem, baby.
You're a fixer. Don't ride one though.
That's what's up.
So we're at 2.5. So to keep this thing, I'm feeling pretty good. Are y'all?
Yeah, I'm
You're-
good.
I don't feel like we're shitty yet.
I mean,
Have you got through the whole trip? Have you kind of got through it all?
We
I mean,
need to
what's
go
the-
step by step like
No,
we
we
usually
didn't-
do.
that's not
Because
the
it's not
point.
really like
Yeah.
a trip.
We
is, but-
I don't think it's I don't
let's
think
just,
the trip.
Let's touch highlights.
We've already touched highlights. The highlights of the trip was that we've.
I don't feel like we've touched highlights.
What's some highlights?
What did we miss, Cody?
Justin, I'm gonna shit my pants right here on this fucking thing.
Wait,
Dude,
what?
Do it.
I was talking mad shit to Justin today.
Shove that lava rock up your ass.
I was like, if you come to, we'll be happy. I'll give you the mic.
Justin who?
Hang on, what?
My machinist.
Oh, he ain't
oh.
fucking coming. His wife's up there with my wife in Broken Bow right now. Calm down, brother. He's
Hey, go ahead with it. I'm gonna-
Highlights, Cody.
No, I was just gonna say. Well,
I
no, I mean, like, what was y'all's highlights of the
Well,
trip?
you the one who said it. What's your highlights?
Fuck.
I do feel
hammer
like-
time for me, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's,
honestly,
you know-
mine was just I played Sturgis super chill this year. I didn't. Only riding I did was Iron Mountain and Needles, and the day we went to Rushmore. You know, other than that, I honestly was kind of disappointed. I should have went with y'all that day. Y'all did Spearfish and Boar's Nest and all
It was a
that.
lot of fun.
But like I said, it was one of those boom out the door. Didn't wait on nobody.
Yeah, you was
Fuck
slow
off.
as fuck, son.
Wait, you wasn't waiting on me. You waiting on my goddamn wife. So calm down. But
She was slow as fuck. You know,
okay,
I'll tell you.
well,
We was
I didn't-
already waiting.
I didn't know we was in a hurry. So shit to do. Anyway, but like just meeting up with all the fucking homies. You know, honestly,
So you stayed a few days longer, and I bet that was cool because
it was
yeah.
relaxing. Actually, you know.
The seeing the
relaxing
homies,
with
you
less
checked a few
people
more
around?
boxes
Is
than
that
I
what
did.
was
on-
relaxing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's just rad.
You think?
You make all the effort to get up there. You want to see some, like. It stings worse knowing that I was like a day out from Brian. I was a day out from Adam and Lauren. Like it sucks so much more and sketchy. Like, you know, that I was this close to seeing them and it just didn't work out because of that. Like that I didn't hang out with a couple dudes more. You know, Pat hit me up the night that I was going to bed early because we're getting up at like 4 the next morning. He's like, "Hey, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing?"
Right.
And I'm just like,
I think
oh my
that's the
God.
night
I
that
would-
they did the. I don't know what it was, where they had the fucking burnout thing going on. Where
Oh, where
Mark
Mark
was
had the
waving the
flag.
goddamn
Yeah,
flag.
yeah.
I don't know what that
Iron
was.
Horse. Yeah.
That was the.
I think that was.
This
The,
is
I
a
think that
burnout.
was Sunday
Anybody
night.
can pull
there
up
was
there
so
and
much
fucking
stuff
do
that I
burnout.
just, like I said, I didn't check the boxes on really hanging out with people, and that sucks. That was one of my bigger.
You just
regrets,
can't
but
be
as far as-
everywhere at once.
But as far as highlights, man, I'll say so. I didn't get to see a bunch of people I knew. I met a bunch of people I didn't know, and people that were staying at the campsite. And I felt like a fucking huge jerk off about this because I don't remember the name. The 3 tall motherfuckers. I don't remember if you were from South Dakota, whatever. But you know you are the one dude that I talked to the most.
I
Had
know
the fucking
exactly
shit.
what
And
you're
dude, I feel bad because I have no recollection.
We talking
on-
about the dudes that took the shirt off that was with us.
They were with us, yeah. And the one dude was fucking jacked, dude, big fucking dude. All 3 of them were tall,
Like,
big guys.
we got people taking their shirt off, don't even know
Yeah,
us.
but
Let's
no,
just
no.
fucking party,
They-
brother.
Dude, they were camping
They're
over
like
by us.
offensive
They'd been there the
linemen.
whole week, and
They're
I
big.
talked to them. We'd had beers, and I just, for whatever reason, man, I don't feel like they're watching this going, this motherfucker. He knows what's up, dude. We fucking hung out a little bit, yeah, dude. Like I said, dude, those are. It's one of those things where I don't remember his name right now, and I hate it. I don't even remember his Instagram name. But I swear to God, I could see him in a bar of 100 people, and I'd go, "That's my fucking dude right there." Like I'd recognize him instantly. It's those guys. It's the fucking wood grain Sportster. The dudes that came in at the end. They came. Dude, the fucking take your shirt off night. Do you know how fun that
that
was?
was
Because I'm
dope.
walking around talking to people, and they're like, "Oh, hey, whatever." I'm kind of catching up.
Isn't
I'm
it
like,
wild?
dude, are we
Isn't it
talking?
wild where it's
They're like, "Are you coming up here to hang out with us?" I go, "Dude, why is your shirt on? This is your event. This is your group now. Get your fucking shirt off." And dude, just the smiles,
Yeah,
the
just
fucking, they're
rip
fucking,
it
oh, dude,
off,
they're all in, they're
fucking-
fucking in. Like,
Hell
dude,
yeah,
there's
we're on it,
there's
brother.
you're in this. Like, if it ever seems like we're super close. There's a group of us that is super close, but we're never restrictive. We're never gonna mean girls you or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, We all may not
Or
come
West
out.
Side Stories reference? Like,
Yeah, but all
It's
just
just-
roll their eyes when you start doing
Which,
That's
She gets so mad because we
That's why
take our
you
shirt
gotta
off.
leave
So
them
everyone's like,
bitches at
"Woo!"
fuck the chicks.
they're fucking cunts.
If you ever,
There's no way she's still.
if you ever come to meet on the road, dude, just come. Perfect example, Ian. All right.
Hey, Prospect, I'm out of lecture leave.
So Ian, you've heard Ian
What do you
talked about
mean?
a few times on this podcast. So Ian came from Colorado, and he met us in Nebraska. And I'd been talking to him. I've never met the cat in my life.
Is that JMO?
Talking to him on Instagram, here and there. And I guess I missed the last message. I didn't get it as far as like, where are you guys going in Nebraska? I dropped the ball. That's on me.
Yeah, you did. We was at shenanigans having too good of a time.
No. This was like leading up to it. So he reached out to Steve, and Steve told him we were staying in Chadron or whatever. So we're all in the fucking thing, and I think that's the gas stop before we realized my tire was fucked. I was like, dude, I was in a bad mood. I get there late, and I know there's a semicircle of people talking, and I'll just hear, I don't really see him, but I hear somebody walking and go, like I hear somebody stop talking, and they go, hey, I'm Ian. And I turned around, and as soon as he said his name, I was like, fuck, dude, I have a message from that guy that I didn't respond to. I just knew it. And sure enough, Steve had got with him. He got him the information. Dude, Ian was a gangster. He was
Oh,
with us
yeah.
the entire
Super good
fucking
dude.
time.
You want to know
Super
what's
good.
awkward? Let me tell you some awkward shit. I'm not gonna say anybody's names.
You should.
I'm not. 'Cause I don't
You
know
absolutely-
them.
But he rode
I
from
don't know
Colorado to Nebraska to meet us. That's the whole fucking point.
That's fucking
Like,
So
dope.
there's some
He's
people
one
that
of
showed up
many.
to ride.
Way
They
out of the
showed
way.
up to ride with us and do things with us, like just like what Ian did, what Trey did, what a lot of other dudes did. They showed up and partied with us. There was more than one individual that walked up to me. God damn, was that fucking
Jones.
Dude, Rusty is gonna.
Wow,
Rusty's
Jones.
pissed, bro? There's
Comes
more
here
than
one
one dude that
time.
walked up to me and goes, "Hey man, I'm so and so on Instagram." I'm like, "Cool," and he's like, "Yeah, man, I love your podcast and stuff. Like, I really think you should have me on it."
No, that's like the number one reason not to have somebody.
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay, so
What do you bring to the table?
I don't.
So, and I was talking, this is a conversation that came up with some friends since then. And I just want everybody to know that, like, there's two ways to do the podcast, right? That makes sense for me to bring you on. Not that I'm some gatekeeper, but
I mean, for your own podcast, you are.
no, I mean, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. Like, my goal is to shed, like, or show people rad motherfuckers doing rad shit. So if you're just a guy that built a bike, right? There are plenty of guys that just built a bike that's been on this podcast. But the difference is those guys put in effort to be at the Down South, our camp out, Sturgis, Daytona.
Or ride it.
Or they ride, they do shit, right? They don't just fucking get on Instagram and like things and then show up to fucking Sturgis and go, hey, man, I'm important,
Give me love.
I'm like, invest time, you know what I'm saying? And that was kind of one of the hardest things. Like, how do you answer that shit? That was the first for me. Like, yo, man, like, I'm glad to meet you, man. But like if people that listen to this podcast, I feel like they trust that I'm going to bring people on here that are worthy of their attention. You know what I mean? And not to say that your carbon fiber bagger isn't badass, but is it worth 2 hours of someone's time? Or is it worth 20 seconds of someone's Instagram
much
time?
time? You're gonna have to
What are you
talk
going to
about
talk
it.
about?
Yeah,
Because let's be
yeah.
honest, generally speaking, the majority of the folks that we interact with and we hang out with have all built bikes. You know what I'm saying? Or to
customized
an
in
extent,
some
they've done
yeah.
they've done what we all do. You know what I'm saying?
Customized.
So at the end of the day,
extremely
end of the-
customized.
at the end of the
I
day,
guess.
though, the bike don't matter.
It doesn't.
No, it
Just
doesn't.
all
The
the shit that we,
person.
all
Are you
the
a
shit
weirdo?
that we talk about that we go to or whatever. Guess what? The bike's parked the fuck over there.
Can you walk up in a group of people and have a
It's
conversation
just us now, homie. It's
about
just us.
bullshitting and shoot the shit with each other and give somebody else shit? You know,
If your bike is the only reason why you're important, why you're standing next to a group
you're
of
not
dudes,
important.
then you're not. I think that you missed the point of what makes this podcast great.
I agree.
Or good, or whatever the fuck people care about it.
Or what makes the camp out great, or what makes any event great that
As
we
long
go
as
to.
I've been listening, there's never been a dude on. You've been like, all right, man. So walk me through this build.
Yeah,
you got
right.
the 14-inch
Step by
bars.
step.
And like, it's
So
never
what
like,
made you go
I'm
with
not-
a 13-inch
That'd be-
riser
like, it's
over a
just
12?
not that.
That'd be
Like,
boring,
it's-
quite frankly.
Yeah.
That'd be really
It's,
boring.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel for that, bro.
Bikes are the
Cannonball.com.
means to an end. It's about this thing, or to me, it's about
the bikes
community
bring us
more.
together.
Yeah.
The personalities keep us going.
Yeah, but you know, like that's the one thing. It's like
Give me
people.
my money, mate.
Give me my money, man. God damn it.
People, I think that people feel like they've got to know certain individuals through this podcast, and they feel like, well, shit, let me get on the podcast. I want to be like this guy or you or whatever. And I'm like, they didn't get on this podcast by not being rad motherfuckers.
The
You know what I'm
formula
saying?
is so simple.
Yeah.
Effort, appearance, quality of the individual. Like, it's just being a part of something as opposed. If put it this way, if you're a guy that or a gal, I guess, who
No.
their entire online persona
Not
is a
welcome.
bike or a bike build or all helmet, like there's no actual you, right? There's
Yeah.
none of your life. It's every picture is me in a helmet
many-
or me riding. You know what I'm saying? Like
so
there's
much
not
of
a lot
that.
of substance
There's so much of
oftentimes behind those people. You know, maybe they're trying to come up with a mystique or something like that. But
Well, it's easy to create a persona on social media when you can
Exactly.
hide behind a helmet or a fucking bike, right?
You don't show up to shit.
But then
I-
when you show up to things, then you get forced to be whoever the fuck you are, and that's where social media world and reality come together, and you have to back up what you've created.
right, if your social
Otherwise
is
you're catfishing
way
us.
off from your actual,
You're fucked up.
you're probably not going to meet, right? You go around this whole room, and all the guys that we fuck with, our social and actual are the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel
we
like
put,
my active-
we essentially
my
put our
actual,
life
my
on there.
socials down here. Like,
Yeah, my
I can do a
socials.
lot.
Oh, yeah,
more
yeah.
than I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I feel like my actual and my socials.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I guess
lower
I
than
kind of
my
put
actual.
I
You
put
know?
my dick on the internet and shit. So my social, my actual is kind of the same.
So second reference that. So James is known. We got a little group chat with a handful of the fucking homies. Franz is known for getting drunk and texting trying to take a picture of himself peeing, and he always ends up capturing his fucking big old mushroom head fucking in the picture. So
Says
it's,
Grandpa Balls.
Sorry,
over
no,
here.
sorry.
Droopy over
Well,
here.
it says all
Droopy.
balls, yeah, all balls. Hey, y'all want to see him?
But you know, like that's a hard thing because
It's got to be real, dude. Real sees
it
real.
is, but it's very hard when you're like cornered at a fucking bike event, like you're in a line to get a fucking Indian taco. What was
Yeah.
it called?
Or
It sounds like a
gyro
fucking
or something.
yeah. It sounds like a fucking like sexual
but-
move, but it's an Indian
So-
taco.
I wasn't around you much when this happened, but I will say I'm gonna give you a little constructive criticism
For
if you
sure.
don't mind.
Yeah, I'll take
Don't do it.
So, a couple times, like, I think one of them was at the FXR show, and maybe one of them was at Hardcore show or whatever. But a couple times I was around you, a couple dudes walk up to you and they're like, "Hey, man, love the podcast, love what you do, love all your shit," and you're just like, no word, yeah, like no words.
Like, first off, I've always said I did. You
and I
missed
know
it.
you don't like this.
No,
I know you don't like this.
I always say I appreciate it. I never. So maybe you missed that because that's one thing I make sure I say. I do acknowledge. I do not.
And one dude was like,
Jace is way worse in person, bro.
way worse. He is. And I was like, damn, dude, you could at least said like,
Thanks.
thank you. Like, I swear one time you did it. And it's like, this dude walked up to you, he's like, man, I love your podcast. And he was like, you just like shook your head. And I was like, dude, you're being a dick right now. And he's
There's-
like, can I get a selfie with you? And I'm like,
There's so much.
you want a selfie with this
context to
guy?
that.
He just said nothing to you when he said, I love your podcast. I'm
Well,
like,
apparently,
How do you
I
double down
remember
like
that,
that?
and you didn't hear the. I said thank you.
oh, you did?
So yeah,
You might have said it in your mind, but
No.
not saying
you're probably fucked up already on
bet.
fucking.
You know that's right. that's right, boy.
It's 10 a.m. Calm down.
You know that's right.
Because I did take a selfie with somebody and I did say thank you for
the
I
Lex
appreciate
booth.
it. Because I always say I appreciate it. The problem is it's a when someone walks
There's
up
not
to
many
you.
words to say after that.
So it's an unfair situation, right? It's very unfair. Somebody listens to this.
They know your whole life.
They know your whole life. They hear
Yeah.
you. They talk to you. They hear you talking to your friend, or
Right.
they hear me talking to my friends
Right.
like they're in the room.
Yes.
And they see me at fucking whatever show, whatever event. I
Yeah.
love your podcast, blah, blah, blah. And they're not expecting, but
They
in
want
a
conversation.
sense, in a sense, you want like,
The level.
Okay,
that
a
we
little-
project.
But take it like this. Take it like this,
Yeah.
as you say to everybody that comes up to the camp out. When they walk up to you and say, if they walk into the middle of a crowd and say, "Hey, I'm so and so," well, you need to be like, "Oh shit, cool. Where you from? Where'd you ride
I
from?"
do
right?
that.
yeah.
I do that
But
a
it-
lot.
You didn't this time.
It's
Yeah, I
tough
do
You shut this
because
motherfucker
That's
down.
Sturgis,
camp,
man.
yeah, camp out is
I
different,
know.
right? Because we're sitting on that environment for
I
multiple
know, but
days.
at least give two
I
questions.
know.
Like,
I feel you.
I'm not giving them two questions. I'm going to, like, dude, so when.
You know what? Here's the thing, and
I
I
don't
vouch for
disagree,
Jason.
but-
Believe me, I know what you're saying because he's a motherfucker.
He's a dick.
But we love him because we are way beyond those
Yeah, we-
those preliminary walls or
Right,
layers. You know what I'm saying? So, there's so
Come
much.
talk to me.
There's so
Come
many
talk to me next
levels.
time.
There's so many levels
I'll
to
buy you a
that.
beer.
I don't care who it is.
And if you're cool,
Literally, I even. If you're cool, I'll introduce you to Jace. Right.
Okay.
I even received a couple of those, like when we was out at the Chip, and I'm just sitting there with Britt, right? And we're just, hey man, I really love what y'all do on the podcast and everything. And we've said this for a long time now. Although this is Jace's platform, this also is us. This is Fast Life. We
Yeah.
are all part of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
when I say that, or when I receive something like that, to me, it's a reflection on myself, you, like, it is all of us. So I know what you're saying. Like, you want to be like, hey, thanks, let's talk a little bit. But there's a time and a place, in a sense. At the camp out, it's a little bit more slowed. You can actually have some time to let it marinate. You can be part of it a little bit more. This whole last 3 hours we've been talking about Sturgis.
There was way
How
more.
Sturgis
There was
just
way
like,
more
move,
fucking
move,
people at the
move.
camp out than there was at the show that this dude was
I
trying to
don't
talk to him
disagree
about.
with Cody. I'm not saying that what he
I believe you.
witnessed
I believe
is
you.
probably not correct. What
I'm
I'm saying is
not
that
surprised at all.
And I'm
that
not trying
happened.
to tell you to be a fucking goddamn, whatever.
No,
name a famous burger guy, but it's like just fucking. No. Okay, name a famous biker guy that gets 10 million people walking up to him every day that's trying to make conversation with him.
Jesse James.
It's not like that. Yeah.
yeah,
It's not like that.
it's
It's
definitely
just
not like that. Yeah,
It's
but
just like a couple people walk up, they love what you do, they're like, just-
so I do I am perplexed here in the situation because I do not know the situation you're talking about, but I do know that the one time, the few times that someone did ask for a picture, like I did
no,
take
you
it.
usually do. You say thank you and all that,
Yeah,
but it's
but,
like that's
like-
the end of it, and they're standing there like waiting.
Well,
for,
I don't-
for another conversation piece. And I'm like,
It's hard. It's hard, right? Like
right.
it's
it is hard.
It's probably the most complex place to try. Like not to put pressure on the people that are coming to Sturgis. Finally, like, hey, I'm coming to Sturgis. Let's go to the fucking this show. This guy's here. This bike build that I've been watching's here. Also, the Fast Life guys here. Blah blah blah. I want to go see all these people. Right? It's a good fucking thing to knock out a lot of things off the Sturgis bucket list. Right? Not that I am on the bucket list, but maybe the Buffalo Chip and the
But
FXR
you really are
show.
for a lot of people. I think you
Whatever,
really are.
maybe so. But I think that the problem is that people always say this and they don't understand what this means. I like your podcast because you're real and you're this, and this. But then you expect me to be a fake motherfucker when you meet me.
That's the thing. I'll say that. You know,
How are you being fake?
No, it's
but
not
here's
being
the deal.
fake because I'm being real how I feel when you meet me.
But the realest part of, I think, when, especially Sturgis, because Sturgis is so hyperactive and you're moving.
Exhausting.
Yeah, and exhausting. Yeah, very, very fair.
And
Is
I
that so? The couple guys that I came across actually were all at the chip because all our bikes were gathered up right with Lex, and so like our whole fucking our vibe, right? And they're just like, I saw the squad, I saw all the bikes, I know these bikes, I know y'all, and it was just more of a shout out. I appreciate, thank you, and all you can really reciprocate is thank you. I appreciate that type of thing, because if you truly do know us and know what we are doing, you understand that this is not like, it's not the first thing that we've done. This is 9 days into it type thing. Like this, I don't know. It's a different vibe. So apologies if it wasn't a perfect first meeting, but come to the second date, come to the third date. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you really hit things off. You know what I'm saying? I've said that about people in our own internet circle. There are people that you have to have kind of that perfect situation to kind of vibe with somebody.
Yeah.
But until you have that, it might be the second or third or fourth time that you meet that you actually connect differently or deeper with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Watch
So,
out, man.
It's
Did
not
you
to
change again.
It's not to discount or slight anyone, but it is to say that, you know, I appreciate you.
I'm working
Thank
on
you.
inside covers, baby. Sponsor your boy, Steve.
Are you homeless, bro?
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
No, I know what you're saying.
I don't know
It's
He's got a bag of
it's complicated. You know.
It's just to understand that
yeah,
there's no slight to anybody, but there's moving pieces to all this stuff, and the world definitely doesn't stop. Thank you for the pass by or the connection in
Dude,
life. So let's connect again and again and again. That's where
would
I think we all
this whole
have what
thing
we
would
have.
not be able to progress if it wasn't for the collective of all you motherfuckers around me, because you deflect so much of what I can't provide all the time. You know, whether it's his personality and the way inviting he is, or Cody, or even Jones over here, Matt, everybody does so much more to help provide for what I can't do. So the hard part about going to these events is I'm sitting at this event thinking about how do I make my paint business survive through this situation, right? The podcast is definitely a different entity. It's a different part of my personality that I have to jump into. Like when and that's kind of the hard part, right? Like I'm here and I'm trying to be a judge at this show. I'm also trying to establish my paint dominance, if you will, in the situation. And then someone's like, "Hey man, I love your podcast." I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah, thank you. Appreciate it." And then they don't say anything else, and I'm like, "Okay. All right, well, I appreciate it."
End of conversation. I gotta go.
Like, what am I supposed to say after that? I mean,
agree.
Right.
hey, I like your eyebrows.
They look good.
No,
I mean, it's
Nice
complicated.
backwards hat.
no,
Tall
I
socks.
completely
But
agree,
I agree that it's complicated for that person to come up and say something to
Well,
me.
dude, it
It's
takes
gotta be
balls.
hard. It's gotta be
It
hard.
takes balls.
It's, yeah,
gotta be
it's-
hard.
I feel like very
Gutsy.
few dudes actually just walk up real like, "Oh, hey man, like the podcast, real
Well,
casual."
Most dudes
there's-
do
there's
that
a-
and they walk away.
What
There's a
guy
li-
says like,
there's a-
"Hey, I like you," to
There's a
another
little
guy?
bit.
Like, it
There's
just
a build up, dude. There is a
tough.
like
It's hard.
it took some balls for that dude to walk up and say that, and like I said, dude, I'm always on record.
I
like
do
said,
appreciate it, man, but I don't. There's no.
This guy's kind of a jerk, man. You walk up and say what's in here. You don't get the reaction you like. Holler at your boy Dragon. I'll go buy you a beer. Come on, man.
We'll go do a shot off a stripper's butthole. Whatever you want to do. Let's
But
do
yeah,
it.
that's the hard part, man, because
It's got to be though. Like, so many people come into that event and they know the podcast, they know the name, they know the paint, they know all
yeah,
this
I mean,
shit. It's
what
like-
if
it's
what
like
if I was sitting at a
you're
what,
they
what
don't?
if I was
They don't know our faces.
What if I was
They
Hoffman?
know your face.
What if I was Hoffman and I was at one place all day long? I had nowhere to be. I had no obligations. My job was to be in Horsepower Alley right here next to everybody else. My job was to sit here all day long and talk to whoever walked up to me. I would be
You'd
in
have
a
a
much
shitty day.
I would be in much better
Honestly, you would.
I would be in a better position to have conversations with people because I would have no obligations.
No, you'd run out of shit to talk about.
No, well, I think a lot of people would walk in on
Because
conversations.
a lot of people would walk up on you and be like, love your podcast, love what you do.
Oh, thanks. What's up? Appreciate it, man. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from fucking, I'm from Iowa. I'm like, oh, cool. That place sucks, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we'll jump in this conversation we're already having.
Yeah, and then in a conversation right there. Right
yeah,
there.
but I mean, like, dude, like, this is the problem with, like, or not the problem, but the difference between what you should value about motorcycles in our industry and what you should probably maybe understand the difference between the reason why, like, you can listen to Joe Rogan all day long and never have any interaction ever with him.
Right.
And even if you came to him
Not gonna happen.
after a fucking comedy show and said anything, period, he'd be like, you're being weird. And he's
Calm
like,
the
I just
fuck
said I
down,
liked
yeah.
your show. And he's like, yeah, the way you looked at me though.
You need to calm down.
Right?
Don't
I'm
wink,
like, look,
don't wink at me like that.
I'm not trying to be that.
He might just go, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And like try to keep it short.
He probably would. And that's what I'm trying to do too. I'm like, I can't jump into every conversation.
I understand what
It's
you're
like
saying.
Jason's Joe
I
Rogan.
understand what you're saying. Like, no. I do understand what he's saying.
I do. I really do.
It's super weird. Like, even like
It's not that I'm Joe Rogan on his success level.
no,
success
but you're
level.
Joe Rogan of.
But you're
in this
Motorcycle
world.
podcasting. So
Agreed.
people listen to you talk so much that they feel like they're
They
a part
know
of your
you and they
conversation.
know your life.
There's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
and your surgeon
not a
and
big
they hold
motorcycle podcast.
and they hold you accountable what you said, and your fucking decisions might have changed 6 months
Dude,
ago or whatever.
Some dude fucking made a fucking post this long. You see it?
How long?
That's long.
This long?
That's long as fuck.
This fucking long
Double
on
fingers.
YouTube, right? About how, like, because I jumped onto or I'm trying out Legends. I don't know if I like them.
Oh, now you're up. Now you sold out Olin's or some shit.
Yeah,
sellout. He's a sellout, bro.
apparently, dude. Everybody,
Owens are fuck off
So
6
what-
months ago.
exactly. I did say that.
Yeah.
I did.
I know you did.
Yeah,
100%.
and I
You
hope
gotta
all
let a
you
man-
guys
you
bought
gotta let a
Owens.
man grow.
But I think people also
And
gotta,
change and digest.
Your Sturgis experience is different than ours. Like we're there, it's a vacation for us. Like
Yeah.
you're working. I mean, you're pulled in a lot of different directions. So, man, at some point, if somebody walks up and you're not in the most like, oh hey, what's up, dude? How's it going? Like I said, there's no telling what fun conversation you just came out of, what you're about to go into. So, I do get
Dude, I
that. Like,
was probably fighting with my old lady right before. Because she wasn't getting ready quick enough to get to the fucking place. And now I'm sitting here like, hey, man, I love your podcast. Like, yeah, but my fucking old lady, my wife, fuck her, right? And you never, like, I am not this, it's not that, I'm not that big. I'm not. It looks that way on this shit, but it's not
This
real
world
life.
is mad small.
Compared to the scene, you're a celebrity.
there's
No.
any celebrity.
there's a level of it.
You
Anyways,
don't-
fuck
you
this
don't
guy,
see it
dude.
that way. You
Fuck
feel
this
like
guy.
you're
I'm gonna
just
start my own
another guy.
podcast.
He ain't a
You
celebrity.
feel like you're just another guy, but
Well, I am,
No
but
you're still
motherfucker.
trying to hustle and everything. But people get the expectation when they go meet someone to have that conversation. But they don't know your situation. They don't.
man, I really don't want the back end of this podcast to be about me. I want it to be about what we're
It
gonna
ain't gonna
fucking
be.
ride.
We can change.
Where are we
I don't know
going
how
next
we
year,
got on
man?
there. Oh, we talking about next year?
Or
Yeah,
like,
I want everybody to come to Sturgis next year and walk by Jason, just give him a middle finger, come talk to me.
For sure. Bet.
Coming out me, dude. I'll show you
I
where the party,
want that to
I'll show you
happen,
where the party
100%.
is. No, man, I don't know. We had a great time. I feel like we had a good time. Everybody had last year, obviously, was part of the big trip. Everybody's already said it, so we were all
that was
I
on
like
a
that
lot more
trip a lot.
nuclear fucking kind of thing. Where this year was a little bit more wives, girlfriends, fiancés, whatever. We're in town. Everybody kind of did their own thing. We did enough together where it was still a group. I had a good time.
I
Like
think
said,
last
had a
year
great
fucked
time.
me up.
Because of the back end trip?
Yeah, I think that so
I believe it. That trip was spectacular. Kyle's
was.
basically done the same thing.
I was not a.
And it was
Yes.
real,
Like that
real
was-
great. He
Yeah,
almost has done the
Kyle,
same
yeah.
route.
Kyle
Yeah,
Burke.
Kyle Burke.
I think the more on the way up there, the more of a back end trip started to play a part in my idea of what I wanted to experience out of Sturgis. Almost like all right, I'm going to Sturgis for a couple of days, but then I'm doing this.
And
Yeah.
dude, you had me fucking mad at the world, like that I couldn't go with you. I thought you were going to California, and I'd already told you I was like,
fucking
dude,
close.
Yeah, it's fucking
You're gonna-
faggot didn't let nobody know what he was doing after Sturgis.
That's okay though. You know what though? At the same
No,
time,
everybody needs that. Everybody needs that.
At the same time,
I
that's
think
also
all of
why,
us.
like,
I think all of us in our group. I think some of us you've experienced a little bit of solo trip on your own, unwilling or
Unwillingly.
You've done it. I think that like there's something that you get out of just doing something on your own.
It does provide.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's different.
Man,
it hits different.
It hits, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. I
There's
would
no
never
stress-
trade.
there's
I
no-
would never trade it for being on
No,
a trip
for
with you
sure.
guys.
But there's no stress about riding by yourself.
Fuck, man,
There's-
like you
there's-
get to know yourself.
But you
in
know
a
what I
way.
think about when
It's-
I'm on the
it's
road by
totally
myself?
and
Like
the
when
homies.
I'm like,
you're with your
I
chick?
can't wait till I get home. No, like
I never.
I rode to Lone Star and back by
My
myself.
thought is never. I can't wait till I get home. My thought is
I'm like, I
either
can't wait
wish
to
my
be with
homies
my
were
guy.
here, or
I can't wait to tell them about what I'm doing.
I
Hey
wish I
guys,
was,
look what I did.
or I wish I was going further. You know, like
That's
y'all-
always the truth.
I know there's a handful of y'all fucks that on these 2-week trips is like, I'm so ready to get home. I'm so ready to go.
I can't
I'm
tell if I'm
fucking
tired
never
of
ready
you
to get home.
motherfuckers.
I'm never
or
ready to
I
get
think
home.
me and you are on the
Missing
same
vagina.
page.
I'm never ready to
I'm
get
never
home.
ready to get home. Like never. I could fucking live on the
I
road.
miss the dog.
That
May miss-
goddamn,
may miss
that
the chick a little
goddamn-
bit, but
what's his name?
I'm never-
Scooter
I could-
Tramp
yeah,
Scotty or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
30 years.
That's my fucking alter ego right there. That motherfucker, I could live that life, bro. If I was not married, if I was a single guy right now, that'd be my life.
I feel you.
That would be my fucking life. I don't.
And I think that's the difference, especially for the folks that are self-employed, right? Is there such a drawback?
at the end of the trip.
Yeah. So there's a difference, right, between those of us who have jobs that allow us time away, right? So it's just an allotment issue. So you only have X amount of days. You can only be gone because that's all we give you. Or you have
Never
the guy-
said, "Fuck you, I'm going on the trip." Does that work in
No,
the
it
corporate
does
world?
not
We
work.
got
Okay.
bills, bro.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I
you
know.
have guys like y'all, right? That it's just the faucet is turned off, right? Money's not coming in. Money's only going out.
Yeah.
So that's where it is in the back of the mind. You're like, I need to kick that faucet back on and get some motherfucking
Why
money.
you
in.
cut your Cali trip short? Because you said I got to be home by Wednesday.
Because
You got shit to do, right?
yeah, so
And
I
you
was
got
supposed.
money to make, right?
It wasn't a money thing. It was a court thing.
Hey,
So I had to be home by Wednesday. Now the fucked up thing is when I showed back up on Friday or Saturday morning, basically.
He got
The letter
court
said
got
I didn't have
pushed.
to be back here till the 15th of next month.
It's gonna
So
get,
I could have went to
you gotta pay
California.
attention to your shit, bro.
it's gonna get delayed 3 or 4 times if you ain't figured out the court system yet.
It's bullshit, but man, so last year's trip to Sturgis and the back end ruined the way I look at Sturgis now. Like I don't know how to look at Sturgis
That's the thing.
personally. Like
It depends on what we do as our 2-week trip. Our 2-week trip was Sturgis last year.
It was.
it was. That's how it
So
fucked
if
me.
we do Sturgis in a week, I'm fucking totally cool with that.
I'm good with it too, but I'd almost like I don't.
Like, you're coming over from Colorado and going, this motherfucker did it again, dude. Did the
Yeah, but
perfect
nobody-
trip.
nobody
'Cause
ha-
you stayed long
nobody
enough
can
that you
do-
didn't- When did you leave? Wednesday? So you didn't even
Yeah.
sit till Thursday when Steve had his
Yeah.
HBI thing was going on. So you stayed till Wednesday. So you got everything. Like I was going. This
We all
motherfucker
left
did it.
Wednesday.
And then all of a sudden
I was
you're
home
like-
Friday night.
Then you're just you're cruising like through Colorado, right? Like and I was just. He did it again. This motherfucker. Like,
Wednesday night, Wednesday night, I linked up with Ben in Salt Lake City, and we had a couple whiskeys before the bar closed. He bought me a room. Otherwise, I'd be at the fucking Holiday Inn at the end of the town. Ben took care of me. He got
No,
me.
he's a great
That's
guy.
that's
love
the
that,
perfect
man.
trip. Dude.
He's
But-
a
Right up there with
fucking-
all your homies.
But
You
it
just
was-
ended it with Ben and then some solo riding.
That was
home.
like-
That's it. Dude, that's
It was a very
To
short
me, we
conversation.
We were
with
all
Ben.
jealous of it. Let's be honest.
It was a very short
We were all
conversation,
jealous of it.
right? It was a very short time to spend with Ben, but in a 30
always
to
is.
45-minute conversation, to sit down with Ben and say, "Hey, man, how was Beartooth Pass?"
Epic.
How was Sturgis for your first time?
Right.
That was
Did you
his
just
first
shut the
time?
fuck up for a minute and listen to someone tell
His
me?
first time?
Yeah, his first time to Sturgis and all that shit.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
To listen to that dude speak about the situation,
And his experiences, yeah.
I mean,
That's
like
fucking badass.
there's so many times in my professional career when like I wish there was a microphone involved, but there's so many times where I'm like, I'm so glad it wasn't.
Absolutely.
Because as this bartender was being a fucking cunt, wanting us to fucking put a mask on and get out of the fucking bar
Colorado.
at Salt Lake City, you know what I mean?
Oh, you-
Me and him were still like another, and just talking about what we just did together in a sense. Like he did Beartooth Pass and Sturgis. I smashed miles to get to meet him. I love that shit. and
awesome.
and to me, even though I didn't record that, it didn't make it a podcast. It was like more of honestly the first time I ever spent alone time with Ben,
Yeah.
because I've known him through social media,
And it's always a group
and then I've
thing.
known him through the Polar Ride and our camp out and the many events that he's attended, but I've never sat down alone with him and had a conversation, and I cherish that. You know what I mean?
Fuck
the way it
yeah.
works.
He's a good dude.
That's the way it works.
He's,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a lot of good stories as much as that motherfucker
Yeah,
travels.
I'd love to exploit the fuck out of
Would
him.
you imagine the stories? The
I'd
stories
kill for
he's
what
got.
you just, I'd kill for what you just said. Steakhouse or something.
What?
I don't think so.
No.
Justin.
Justin. Sound like the door just closed.
Dude, yeah, I'd kill for one night. Steakhouse, no
Prospect.
phones, sit in the back, just drink some whiskey. Oh.
Yeah, dude, we had a couple whiskeys. He bought me a room, so I was like, dude, let me buy some whiskeys. And I made him drink Jameson. He was like, yeah, it's pretty smooth. I'm like, yeah, when you drink cheap shit, it's not that bad. And when you cut it down.
Jameson ain't cheap, bro.
Compared to what he drinks.
Uh-oh, you're getting judgment from the whiskey fucking czar.
I tried makers, dude. That shit's garbage.
It all tastes like trash straight, so calm down.
But essentially,
There's nothing else in there, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
essentially,
Why are you drinking liquor anyway?
the crazy thing about Sturgis for me is
with it. Be a man.
You having
Stay-
a vodka beer?
oh, that's gross.
That's big gross.
Staying a couple days later in Sturgis, it allowed me a chance to sit there and not be like business it was business oriented, but like I wasn't trying to please my wife or appease to the friends and what they're trying to do. I was like, I got to be here, I got to be here, I got to be here, I got to do this, I got to do that.
You're 100% on your schedule.
Yeah, and I linked up with Cody for the hardcore show. I linked up with Cody again. We did the Torque show and the release party. The release party was pretty dope. The magazine is like something I'm so stoked about, but I'm also I'm trying to just go with the motions.
I'm curious to see where it goes, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think the first issue was pretty fucking
Dude,
badass.
sitting at the camp out or the campsite.
That was my I don't even.
We didn't talk about that.
I
Fuck
want
yeah.
the magazine to succeed,
Man.
but if nothing else happens, I'm just happy about the fact that like
What we did,
it
what
went,
you
it
did,
went
and what
into
we did.
print, and you like read us a bedtime story, and it was
That shit was-
really.
Dude, that was
I
probably
almost
a highlight
cried.
of Sturgis,
I
man.
almost
Seriously,
cried.
for me, like
100%.
sitting
It
there
was my highlight.
when I got the
Where's the
magazine.
magazine?
And that's seriously, I feel like I saw something on Torque's page, maybe something. If you feel like you can write, you better be better. You know who you are if you can take pictures. If you feel like you can write and there's something motorcycle related that fucking moves your heart, dude, write your best fucking shit and send it. I swear I saw it on a post. Submit your shit like an address, a fucking Instagram, something. If you can write it, send it because I've loved reading his shit, and since then I've thought a lot about to just write and just I don't know. That's what you
Dude,
do. You
writing
leave it
is
for
the
next
shit, man. I want to be a writer. I want to do that because when it's written down, like we can say all the shit. We can have a great clip. We can have a great soundbite on this podcast, right? But when you write down shit
ruin
that
my
fucking resonates,
Get this.
You know what I'm saying?
magazine.
So the story behind that shit though is the Torque magazine. It all kind of coincided. It happened after Sturgis or Daytona. It became a thing, and it's got a lot of different moving parts on it. But the magazine, the print version of it, it started the ball starting rolling right after our camp out. And so when they asked me, can we run a feature on the camp out, I was like, fuck yeah. But James is our fucking
He's our order.
He's the guy that talks for us, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody.
Any order.
When
Anything we can all say, you can say better.
So
An order.
the thing was, like, I hit James up and said, "Hey, man, I need you to write something."
That's a real word. That's
no,
like a
I said I
person
didn't
that
need
speaks
you. I said,
professional.
"Can you?" I was like, "Can you write this?" And he's like, "How fast do you need it?" I was like, "Tomorrow."
Oh, dude.
And I
Kill
was
him
like,
with a
I
deadline.
was worried. I
Kill
was
him
worried.
with a fucking deadline.
Yeah,
right?
but a deadline makes motherfuckers fucking do things.
he fucking
right?
killed it.
And he did it. And he
Listen.
wrote it. And I here's the deal. You motherfuckers heard this shit at Sturgis. I read this shit a month ago, and I was like,
Yeah. Fuck
okay.
you. Yeah. Fuck
Shit, all
you.
right.
He didn't let us know a bit.
I was like, hell yeah. I like holding back and not sharing that
Yeah.
that word pornography
Yeah.
of
It
our
is. That's
of
exactly what
us,
it is.
right?
Word gospel. I'd
Dude.
say.
Like
I mean,
holding
fucking
that
kill
back
me.
is almost like when you fucking get a fire ass photo of your homie,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Well, we can't post that for a month,"
Dude, when you
and I can't even tell anybody because I gotta like put that shit on the back burner. And so when it came out and when I read it like I got the magazine. I finally got to see the words that because I didn't know how much they were gonna take out of his words to make it work for the magazine.
didn't it?
They didn't take much out of it. I think there's a couple things they actually kind of fucked up on the K River thing.
Did they?
Yeah, they didn't say like Adam Sandoval's K River Campground. They just said K River Campground or some things like that. But then we're in Sturgis.
One of them was just like the river campground too.
Yeah, the
Like
river
a
campground.
river, yeah.
So we're sitting in Sturgis, and like I bring the magazine back to the campground.
That was the first time I
And,
seen it.
The first
Like-
time I saw it.
Yeah, it was the first time I mean
And I
I
didn't even know you fucking wrote something for it.
so we got back and like I think Jaden took the fucking helm because I think most of us
Nobody wanted to do it. Dude.
dyslexic
Let's just fucking
motherfuckers.
get this shit done. That's a Jaden move.
No, somebody's like, who wants to read this? And there's a good like.
There was
They kind of went around. Nobody was like,
Six
yeah, I was
or
like,
eight
well,
of
fuck,
us.
dude, I can read pretty well. I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I may fuck up on a word or two, but I'll get this done.
I
wasn't
couldn't
gonna
read
Dude,
my own
I
shit.
couldn't
sitting around and hearing that.
My only
and
regret
then-
is that I didn't stand up on the picnic table and like
should've.
fucking speak down to you,
Oh,
motherfucker.
you fucking
I really regret that I didn't stand up on the picnic table. But no, it's like, dude, it's beautiful. I was like I said, honored to read it. You did fucking you killed it.
Well, when fucking
Thanks, guys.
Jace brought that issue over and was like, "You want to see yourself in the magazine?"
Oh Jesus, the fucking pictures they got of you.
I never fucking suspected myself to be in a magazine, and then fucking
Expected.
expected. And then this motherfucker
What is
wrote,
it, Sesame Street over here?
wrote the fucking article on it. I'm
Yeah.
like, get the fuck out of here,
Dude.
bro.
I don't give a shit what happens to this magazine. The fact that that one snippet of time of like words that James put together and photos that we put together at the camp out,
Is what started our friendship.
dude. like,
Honestly,
I mean,
Shit's
that's
awesome.
you. That
You
started
hit
your
it.
friendship.
you hit it on the, you hit the nail on the fucking head on that fucking article.
what I loved is like he acted like he didn't have time to do it, but then he puts his whole he
whole
balls
fucking
deep
life.
into this fucking word
You know
pornography.
he quit work. You know he quit work that day. And just
He's like, all right, I'm gonna
full
write this
article-
thing.
Full
Yeah.
article mode.
I didn't have a lot
Hey,
of
my
time,
COVID test came back questionable today. I think I need to step back. I'll be back.
but it's like
I got
And
right.
didn't even let your motherfucking homie know you was writing an article for a magazine.
I did. I let him know.
No?
I knew.
Of course you knew.
Well, dude, like how many times have we done this podcast, and how many times has James been the fucking like
The speaker.
he's the speaker of
He
us,
is,
like
he
he's the articulate motherfucker, right?
He is.
And
Give
so
him time with a fucking.
you give
pen
him
and-
like there's never
paper.
been a time in this podcast the conversations that we've had as a group. If you scroll back to the first ones, if you listen to James talk, he's always been articulate and
He's
very
always-
calculated
Yeah, he's always
with
the
how he
speaker.
puts things out. So
Absolutely.
when it comes to this podcast, or not even podcast, when it comes to the camp out, something that he helped create, then what better person to write the verbs and the verbiage of, I guess is the word, than him? Like,
Nobody.
I would have fucked it up and probably talked about myself too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Buy
James,
the magazine,
This
dude.
dude-
buy the magazine. James, he
Get a
did.
subscription.
This
And I
dude-
actually talked about this in the podcast with Torque. I was like, James wrote an article for a magazine, which I'm sure you've never done. You can put that on your resume now. You're welcome.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not going to get me anywhere professionally. Just
That's what
just
I
so
was
you
gonna
know.
say. Like, you never fucking wrote an article
But
for a magazine.
he
and you
wrote-
just kill it like
He
that.
wrote an
Like,
article about the beginning stages of how we met
And
as
how-
friends.
and how it is.
The beginning of the or the beginning of the camp out, and how it's progressed and how it affects people. Right? It's insightful. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, of all these articles in this magazine, I hope that people take the time to read these articles, whether it's this one
Yeah,
or whatever the case may be,
whatever's
because
in the magazine. Yeah.
that's the lost art of magazines, right? Is the words,
Yes.
because nobody reads words. They're looking
They
for
look
someone
pictures.
to.
It's pictures.
I want to see pictures. I want to see video. I
Yeah.
want to tell me what's the audio version of it.
that's
But
why-
reading the words, man.
That's
Read the
why
words, you
when-
dumb fucks.
When you brought that fucking magazine,
Hey!
when fucking Jaden started reading this article about the Fast Life Camp Out 4,
Come on, show it.
That was badass, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I lost my shit there for a second, and I was like, oh, be a man, hold it back. I ain't gonna lie, I fucking lost my shit.
Dude.
Well, luckily I had sunglasses on,
We should, man. Like, dude,
But fuck it, man.
we created this
When-
shit, man. We did this stuff.
When you got your fucking best friend writing an article for shit that we all created,
Do you not think that he was emotional writing it?
could you imagine being in his fucking mind writing
Do you
this
think he
shit?
jerked off?
No, here's
You jerk off once or twice.
here's the thing. Like,
Did you touch your dick?
I don't give a fuck what he did, but I know he put his fucking mind and heart
Thank
into
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
And-
Because the reality of it is, for me, I can't just write that about just anything, right?
Yeah.
You can't send me out and I don't know, review a bike and I'm like, oh, my heart's into it.
Yeah,
but
this
that
is the baddest
for
fucking
me,
bike ever.
It was passion.
it was, and I feel that way when I speak with you all, and the way that you say he's the guy who talks for.
Everybody knows he's the best.
It's
speaker.
weird. It's weird because I
not
feel
weird.
like
As long as Ben's not around, you talk to the cops. Ben has a way with cops
yeah.
that you.
'Cause
Ozzy's
he got
like-
accents.
Yeah.
but I feel like I write better than I speak.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
And when I'm able to actually step back
Dude,
and
if
put
I
some
could just
time
pull
into
one
it,
of those tabs
Bro,
of
this
love
shit-
letters with you back
straight-
in the 90s, I probably
straight
would give you
vodka,
gay
ain't done.
sex.
I probably would have earned it too with writing. Because I do feel like Jaden, get some more beers. All right, I do feel like writing
Jaden,
is
I
one of
need a
those
cigarette.
things because that's what I do for a living in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Mate.
Is I communicate with people written form. So it's just one of those things that I've always
I get it.
kind of had
I
a
get
knack
it.
for. Right,
I
that
get
is
it
my
now.
profession.
That's
written
why he's
form
so
communication.
good at speaking.
Yeah.
Because he can type up emails and talk to people as he was sitting in front of them.
Maybe.
I'm a professional. That's what it is.
I never put two and two together, but that
What was it like?
That
when,
kinda makes
so when I
sense,
gave
right?
you, when I hit you up and
does
you
that
know
make sense to you?
when I hit you up with that fucking job, basically.
I'll tell you exactly.
For 2 days.
Tell you exactly.
You had
what
a
it was
2-day turnaround, right?
Jay, here's the best part about our relationship and all of our relationships. This is how I know we're real friends. Because we're not needy friends.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk to each other every fucking day or
Talk to
anything
you
like
until-
that.
Unless
exactly.
I come to Dallas.
So it's only when we actually come together. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what Jason's communication was, and you
I'm
guys,
sure it's real terrible.
and you guys will you'll appreciate this right now. Let me see here. Let me find this. Yeah.
Don't pop your lips.
What you talking about, Willis? Oh no, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I know y'all ain't talk that much. Scroll down.
No, I know. It's only that's what I'm
We
saying.
have group chats. I don't have to fucking text you motherfuckers individually and shit.
No, but that's how you communicate with people,
It'd be personal.
like directly.
He needed a favor.
I need a favor.
I need you to write this goddamn sentence or paragraph or what is it? It ain't even a paragraph. It's way
I don't even know where it was. Where is it? Where was it? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Is that where it is? I'm sorry.
I thought you had a
It starts
phone.
off with "I'm sorry." That's bad.
Nope.
Yeah.
You need better friends.
So I gotta pee.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know where
I just have the
text-
end of it because I said I was emailing you the. Oh, you must have fucking DM'd me or something.
I probably did.
That's
because
probably what it was,
We
'cause we
communicate through
communicate
so
on-
many different
on
platforms.
Fate? Yeah, I don't know, but I emailed it to him and he just said thanks. I said okay.
No, he
Like,
emailed.
have a good
so
day.
I'll tell you from
He
my.
said thanks. That was awesome.
So
Okay, thanks.
I hit him up and said, "Hey man, can you write this? I don't know where it was, what the situation
You
was.
just said
Can you
1,000
write this
words.
deal?" But
That's all it
with
was.
around 1,000 words, right? Above, below, whatever, doesn't matter. Just can you do at least 1,000 words in the situation?
I think it was like 970 words.
And
You
then
don't think
so he
you know.
he wrote
You
it
say.
like in the time frame because what happened was Torque Magazine has been producing a TV show or an online show with like Facebook and YouTube and shit. So it was kind of I don't want to say last minute, but it was kind of like it was a hustle to get the magazine done, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And
He messaged me on Wednesday and said, when do you need it? Friday. Okay.
and so when he did that, like fortunately we already had a ton of great photos from the camp out, whether it was
They really
the
were great.
photo shoot we
That's
took
all you, dude.
or
Willies or yeah.
the many things that we did at the
Oh,
camp
yeah.
out.
Right.
Screaming, fab.
But so when you wrote that back and I got the email because it came through me before I forwarded it to them. I was like, I read it. I was like, it's weird because like that's intimate. It's an intimate thing. I'm reading something that's personal.
So fucking intimate.
It's so like
That's how I
us.
wrote it too. I
much
wasn't
more
trying to be
intimate,
like
so much more
public
intimate.
presentation.
Yeah, and
When
so
you
like
when you brought that magazine to the table in Sturgis, when it's getting revealed,
yeah.
that's so much more intimate than like. I didn't even know I was in the magazine. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know James wrote the article. I didn't even know you. I figured you had some pictures in there.
The
but
main
I didn't-
photo of you though.
I didn't know there was pictures
dope.
of us in there from the camp out and from all that shit. Like that's pretty fucking intimate.
So the way that worked is like I put all the photos we took at the camp out in a folder on Dropbox. I send it to them to Psychosource, and then they create the article.
They picked them.
Yeah, they pick what goes where. Like I have no
Really?
idea with that. And
I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Cody B's our best rider, and that photo reflects that.
yeah,
But big shout
Could-
out to
there could have been
to Lot
spots.
Lizard, dude. That's Zach right in that.
Yeah, he was right
Dude,
there.
dude,
He was
kill
right
him,
there with
yeah.
him.
And from what I understand, he fucking killed it. And when y'all went up there and they did him and Kenny did a little impromptu show.
Correct.
And I heard Zach was just fucking lights out.
getting
that
it.
day.
He was
No,
getting
Zach,
it.
Zach was killing it there at the pen.
Zach always kills it.
That's-
He's got swag for days.
Like,
For
that's
sure.
another. dude.
Kenny's
So
still learning.
We're watching the Bell Brawl.
Kenny's
Kenny's
still
gotten
learning.
a lot better though.
Kenny's
He's
gotten
gotten a lot
He has
better.
gotten a
A lot
lot better,
better.
but Kenny's still learning.
We're watching the Bell Brawl, and every single one of those dudes is killing it. Man, I don't think there was a single dude that did anything that somehow wasn't going. Man, Zach could
Wow,
do
I've
that.
never seen that.
Like, no.
No,
I
right,
wasn't
right,
thinking Zach. Like the whole time, I was kind of like, and I know he knows a lot of them. Like,
They do. Stunt community is
man,
very
we
small.
I don't know. I
Very
think we
small.
take Zach
So
for granted.
small,
Like,
so small.
he's so good at it, and he doesn't seek any all he's trying to do is help other dudes.
That's-
and
that's the thing.
And get other guys like, hey,
He's
come
pumped,
on, come on.
He's pumped about helping
Dude,
other people, and
he's
that's what's good about
the
Zach.
best.
Zach is
But
like the
he's
fucking
so talented himself. I'm sitting
Jack-
I'm watching
correct.
that belt
Zach
ball. I'm
is
going,
like
dude,
the
Zach.
Jace or James of helping people ride across country. You know,
I'm-
like he's fucking.
I made that observation about Zach a little while ago. That actually, when the DFW guys did their little stunt show at their first bike night thing, I made the observation that most of these guys got swag like Zach. The tricks are like Zach, and I said, "Yep," because
Zach's got swag.
Zach taught them all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Zach's
when
got
you got 9 guys doing the same style and the same little vibe or swag that Zach's got, it's a good teacher.
I'm watching the
It's a
belt
good
ball the
teacher.
whole time, and in awe of all those dudes. Nothing but respect. But the whole time I'm going, man, Zach does all this too. Like Zach throws it down. So I don't know, just a little bit of love for my man.
He wears the Simpson.
It's got to be you know, there was a dude out there wearing the Simpson helmet and the belt bra.
For real? I didn't.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah, Junkyard Kenny had an outlaw, and I want to say the Samoan dude. You remember that big Samoan
He's on Tony's
dude?
team. I know you're talking about long hair
Dude, that
with
fucking-
Roguelite with Red.
well-
Super sick, dude. Yeah, he was on Tony's team.
I hate to get back on it or whatever, but the fucking trophies and all that shit's a bunch of bullshit because there's some dudes out there with stunting harder than
Yeah. That I'm
Other
not even, I don't know
motherfuckers
enough
that-
to even weigh in on that. Like as far as
Yeah.
however they want to award their stuff, that's
I'm
way
not
up to y'all.
I'm not a stunt guy, so whatever it is, but
He,
let's
him,
let's
and,
do away let's do with it. Let's do away with the trophies.
Joey
and-
Robinson, Joey 555.
Oh, Joey's a dude from fucking
Oh, he's a
Houston.
fucking killer, bro.
That
He's
was
a dude
a
doing
fucking killer.
He was in Houston
The
doing
slow
fucking
circle willies.
Circle Willies.
Oh
hand
my god,
drags.
that dude's a fucking
Circle
killer,
Willie hand
bro.
drags.
So
Long
amongst-
hair dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, amongst the
Killer,
sea of
bro.
all those dudes
Killer.
out there doing their thing, he was the guy that all of a sudden, you know, I'm talking or whatever, and he's doing. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? And I'm watching him.
He's a
I watched
killer,
the whole
bro.
time, dude. He came in, I was like, fuck, dude, I'm sorry, I hate to fucking
He's
nerd out.
on
but-
a Dyna. Fucking
Yeah, dude.
That brown and white
Senders only.
yeah, I was like, dude, I hate to nerd out. I was
Killing
like,
it,
you
bro.
killed it. He's like, oh man, thanks so much. Like, couldn't have been a nicer dude. He absolutely fucking killed it. And,
one. Well, and that's the problem is the big names still win the fucking stunt show. The big names still win the fucking performance show and all that shit. It happens.
That's why it
is
doesn't
what it
matter
is.
about
That's what I'm
winning
saying.
a trophy. Like,
I don't care who wins,
Exactly.
man. Like I said,
So let's fucking have a meetup, like you said,
Yeah.
or like Justin said. Let's fucking have a meetup. Everybody brings their badass bikes to a meetup. We don't need a goddamn trophy. Do you need a trophy to make your dick feel bigger? Nobody does. Nobody does.
My bike's not badass. Can I still just
I
come
mean-
hang out?
I mean,
I'll park over on the side.
I'm 3-time champ, motherfucker. Do I need a
There you go. Oh, that's right,
need-
motherfucker.
do I need a
Triple
fucking-
champ
do I
now.
need a,
Time.
do I need a belt? God damn it.
You got a
I
third
don't
one?
know. Yeah. You get
He won at Torque.
best
Yeah.
stuff though.
you didn't see him clink it?
Yeah. Clink with Tony
I
with
saw
his
it.
rap
I
ass
seen
paint
it.
job.
Man,
No, man, it's fucking bullshit. We don't need trophies.
Yeah,
no
I saw-
more.
I saw
We're
Tony get
fucking
award.
grown ass men.
I
We
saw
don't
Tony
need
get a award,
trophies
but I
no
figured it
more.
was a lifetime achievement.
We don't need trophies, man.
I said it in the last podcast. I was like, I think that the future of events is about doing what feels good right now and not about doing what's been done. And I think right now, like if you were to eliminate the trophy aspect of a show, and I'm not trying to be like the whole like give everybody a trophy shit. I'm like,
No.
let's just like
Give
like,
nobody a
dude,
trophy. Don't give nobody a trophy.
Yeah, it's not about a trophy.
Don't give everybody a
if
trophy.
if you go to a parking lot and you hang out with all your homies and your shit's not cool enough for people to come over and talk to you, that's called what is it? Natural selection. It ain't about it's not politics. You're gay. You know what I mean? Like, let's just chalk it up to that. Like, if we all go to a parking lot and maybe let's just play devil's advocate, maybe the stereo competition becomes the bigger advocate of the parking lot, right? So next thing you know, like, our bikes are not popular because Nelly's playing down the fucking. He's playing 2 spots over, and it's getting fucking hot in here, right?
Hey,
So, natural selection in this moment, our bikes are not popular, right?
right.
I think that's a better place because nobody goes home going, oh, it's bullshit. I didn't win the fucking parking lot fucking trophy award for being there. Like, what? Who? Everybody's gonna be like, dude, calm the fuck down with your bullshit, right?
But the bad thing about it is our bikes being.
All the
Say
boys.
what?
They
Say
bring
what?
all the boys.
I like
to the
where you're
yard.
going.
Say what?
Say it. They all-
Our bikes bring all the boys
boys.
to the yard.
And we do. Guess what? Guess who spends money in our industry?
The
The boys.
Us.
So we bring the money to the yard, bitches.
Exactly.
So here's the deal. I do enjoy the fact that sport bike dudes bring the chicks. Let's just be real.
Do they?
I've
They
never
do.
been around sport.
You ever go hang out at a stunt lot? There's hoes there.
Really?
Never been there.
I don't know if that, I'm not.
They all have hot wives and girlfriends.
Am I allowed to say hoes?
There's always a lot of hoes at Sharper shows too.
Yeah, but
I feel like in
Chopper.
general, I feel like in general,
Chopper.
stunt
We're not
guys,
allowed to say
they
that,
just have-
though.
They just have
we're gonna see
attractive
tomorrow at the
spouses.
Yellow Rose thing.
There's gonna be none there. Yard. I don't know why y'all are trying to go to this show, but
That's so.
It's gonna be
All of a sudden, it
disappointing
turned
as
into a
fuck.
bike event. I was kind of laughing.
it's not a
Oh,
bike event. It's a concert.
That's what I'm saying. So,
It's
Adam,
not a bike
speaking of
event.
Adam from Ohio, RG Destroyer. Whatever. Tony mentioned me in the story. I reposted it because all of a sudden I thought I was going to East Texas. Poker weekend's canceled. I'm free, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm hanging out with the boys."
When are you guys going?
Adam messaged me back. He was like,
Tomorrow?
"Dude, I'm thinking about going,
When?
but I gotta get my truck in Des Moines." And when you look at the map, Des
What?
Moines, I was like, "Dude, that's the like. It'd be epic if you came down." I was like, "But
No,
this,
it wouldn't. It'd be stupid.
I was like, this isn't even a bike event. Like, I don't even know
This
why
is
I'm
not
going.
a bike event.
This is
It's
like,
like
a concert
three-
at a.
Honestly,
Three bands are playing a
I
concert.
thought this was the.
I thought
this
it was
was.
rad that he wanted to go. man.
I thought this was the.
I
not
feel like
throwdown.
I feel like Oliver Peck and whoever
Oliver Peck.
Chemical Kenny bought this place.
No.
I don't
So
know.
no. So here's what it is. I think
Because they're having Southern
same place
Throwdown
as-
in
yeah,
October.
yeah.
I think this is the replacement for the Southern Throwdown.
Oliver.
So
They must have bought it because the motherfucker that owned it before.
No, they're still doing.
I think that Oliver bought
got
this place
dates
because
on it. Exactly.
originally I was told this was going to be the new Born Free place, and apparently Born Free got their shit together with California, so it's
It
going
would
to
never
stay
be
there.
the Born Free place. It would never be the Born Free.
Yeah, you
It's
got
a-
you got to change the name.
It's a dope ass spot. Don't get me wrong. When you
They would have
pull-
to buy.
You pull in on this little
Probably
dirt
$1
road,
million,
and then the fucking
you know what I mean?
grass just drops
First
off, and there's a
weekend in
stage
October,
downstairs.
Southern Throwdown.
It's a dope ass spot. Don't get me wrong. There's no fucking shade. There's no fucking nothing. You're out there. Yeah, full chop.
I can't wait to melt on my bagger.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get us a fucking cabin. But
What are we gonna do tomorrow? Because I think
We-
I
you're on
think
the fucking
I might
west
be
side
going.
of
You're not going to be with
I
us.
think I am.
Chimichanga.
What time?
I just gotta. That's what I just asked. When
Did you
y'all
get your
leaving?
bike out of the back of your
10
truck
a.m.
yet?
Yeah. Hey, would you finish your beers? Why are these all full, bro?
Like let's backwash.
Hey, calm down, brother.
Wow. You sound like Rennie today on my post. He's like, hey, that picture would look better if your bike was on the back of your truck. I said, motherfucker, rides with us one
See,
time.
I didn't do
He's
that
like,
to you. I didn't do that to
FXR
you.
one time.
He can still edit that out.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just busting.
I don't know. I think that Jay was hitting me
I
up.
don't know what the
Yeah, but no,
what,
I
what
got
is
a
the
text
event
message about
Saturday?
an hour ago.
It's just
I'm
it's just
Jenny.
concerts.
My
It's
event's
not-
canceled, so I'm coming with y'all.
Oh, nice.
Your event's canceled.
Correct.
I want to leave. I was hoping, like, you're staying with me tonight, so I was hoping we would leave. You better fucking hold me, sir.
I might go home and get my bike and come back.
You ain't doing shit. You ain't
But
bad
you guys got to
shit.
carry. If we're staying somewhere, I'm
Yeah, my
staying with
house.
y'all.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow.
We're leave.
should
So
run
when we
shit.
leave, we're gonna end up taking 287 down that way, and
To 175.
so no matter what, if you go back to your house, we're gonna be going that way to 287 because it's
How
so.
fucking dare you, bro?
What?
Calm down.
Drunk ass.
Who wants a bump?
Hey.
All right, well-
Who want to what?
So, should we wrap this one up?
Do we have any questions? Do we want
What we
to
do?
do any of that shit,
What
or
we
just wrap this
We're
month?
at 3 hours and 37 minutes.
Hey,
it.
if you're in the Texas area and you want to do some shit in October,
Yellow Road.
no, the
Are you not
epic,
talking about
the
this week?
Adams, no, in October. You got a little bit of time. Book the thing. FXRs of HTX. Hit him up, but the Terling will run. No, you said you're in, idiot. You said you love Big Ben.
You don't know.
It was.
From Dallas, I think it's 580 miles or something.
You gotta
It
do
looks
it
a
the
lot
right
fucking
way.
longer than
When
it
is
is.
that?
Depends on
October
If
15th through the 7th.
if they're talking about riding through Big Ben and not camping in Big Ben. Guess
Well,
what?
there's-
you need to camp inside of Big Ben one night.
There's some trailers
Right.
and there's
You've
like
been there,
another
right?
hotel in the ghost town.
Not Marfa, bitch. Where you?
But
been?
Adam's got discounts on both
You
of
went
them.
to
So
Marfa too.
hit him up if you got questions about it. But
I went to that part.
it's I'm looking forward to it.
No, I'm I don't know.
Unless we're going
I-
to talk about some.
We're gonna talk about some
Questions
more.
or
We
some
need
shit.
we need to like shut this one off, and we're not that drunk yet.
We need Patreon.
Yeah, we tried to do that last time.
No,
It worked.
we are, but we start talking shit about.
What's
people.
our time? Who? Don't say we. You motherfucker. Y'all. That side of the table, quitters.
Who we talking shit
Yeah.
about?
We're not talking
Everybody
shit
and
about anybody.
anybody.
I'm good right now. I love everybody.
But I feel like we're not that drunk yet, so I feel like we can cut this one
I
off
love y'all.
and do a Patreon extended version.
Hey, this is
Jeremy.
What are you
I'm
gonna title
enjoying
this?
this.
Sturgis 2021. This is all
no,
about
I want
Sturgis.
to. Last time we
This is just Fast Life Crew. That's what it is.
yeah, we're just
All the
talking.
time.
Like we're just talking.
I love y'all.
Hey, Prospect.
I really
Jones, come make
fucking
fun
do.
of people.
Prospect.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to quit cigarettes.
Get on
but
the
I need
mic.
some cigarettes.
Get on the mic with Mike.
You're our funniest.
I'm trying to get some water.
Get on the mic with Mike. Oh, dude. Hey, go get us some.
You gotta go home tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go home tonight.
I got money, bro.
Jones, go get my bike.
Are you broke?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's why
I got money.
Give me some money.
Go get
Hey,
my
you
bike,
want the
Jones.
keys to the Jeep?
Oh yeah, give me
It
the
go
money.
beep 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 beep. Who got the keys to my
Who
Jeep?
got the keys to the Jeep?
Bro.
All right, yeah. It's time to end this motherfucker because we talking about bullshit. It's stupid.
Now we can keep this going.
What are you talking about?
No, we gotta do the Patreon. We're still sober enough.
Close it up. Love
It'll
y'all.
actually be real
Appreciate
shit.
We need some more ice.
I just need,
No,
They got cold water, son.
I just need drugs or cigarettes.